Click, click. At this moment, the photographer said they just needed to do some simple poses, and he would take some test shots first. Oh my, this couple is truly divine. They both look so stunning. Chiu Ching-wan truly lives up to her reputation as a model. The camera truly loves her. And my Sheng-yu is no less impressive. He could easily make a living with his looks, yet he insists on relying on his abilities. After browsing through the photos just taken, the photographer was visibly pleased and praised them, saying it was very good. The feeling just now wasn't bad. However, since they're pretending to be lovers now, he hoped their gestures could be more intimate. Chiu Ching-wan, a hot actress signed with Tianyu Entertainment, affectionately called by fans as President Wan. The handsome guy behind her stared at her intently. Then he put his arm around her waist and pulled her close. Whispered in Ching-wan's ear, "Don't be shy, girlfriend." He is Sheng-yu, signed with Hwasean Entertainment, an all-around singer affectionately called Beautiful Jade by fans. Later in the break room, President Wan, your performance just now was amazing. Earlier, you and our beautiful Jade looked at each other with such love in your eyes, said Xia, Chiu Ching-wan's personal assistant and also Sheng-yu's devoted fan. President Wan, tell me the truth. There were sparks flying between you two during the photo shoot. You must have known each other before, right? Ching-wan teased. Yes, we knew each other in our previous life. President Wan, you're teasing me again. As your personal assistant, these things, President Wan, are you listening? But she paid no attention to Xia, instead looking at Sheng-yu and judging. He actually looks quite professional when taking photos seriously. When we first met, I had no idea he was Sheng-yu, the current hottest singer in the entertainment industry. Even less did I expect that from that moment on, our lives would become so intertwined. Going back to a few days ago, a car slowly driving on the road suddenly stopped. The driver said, "Miss, I can only take you this far. Cars aren't allowed up the mountain from here." Ching-wan got out of the car saying it's okay and didn't forget to thank the driver. Just as the car left, her phone rang. On the other end, Xia let out a long, "Ah." President Wan, you had me so worried. The MC's question in the program earlier was clearly leading to you. How could you just dodge it and let someone else answer? Your drama Love and Death has already released its 360-degree death scene, and they still asked about the ending of the drama. What else could it be besides death? This question was obviously rhetorical. If you had answered, wouldn't it have seemed rather stupid? Xia cried, Sister Wang, our manager, I'm sorry. Not only did I fail to look after President Wan properly, but I also let her miss an opportunity for exposure. Boo-hoo, Sister Wang will definitely scold me to death tonight. What should I do? Ching-wan comforted her. It's okay. If Sister Wang scolds anyone, she'll scold me. Don't worry, I just happen to have something come up and won't be returning to the apartment. Take a few days off. Just text me if anything comes up. President Wan. Hey, President Wan. Where are you going? At least let me know. The phone clicked off with a beep-beep. Ching-wan laughed dryly. Of course, I'm going to party. 10 minutes later, Ching-wan leaned against her suitcase, panting heavily. My head must be malfunctioning. Why did I want to come here? Suddenly, footsteps approached from behind. She turned around and met eyes with a young man. He looked at her and asked, "Going up?" She just stared at him with wide eyes without answering. He then looked down at her suitcase and asked, "Need help?" Hearing this, she nodded eagerly in agreement. He immediately grabbed the suitcase and started pulling it. Only then did she speak up to say thank you. He turned back and said teasingly, "I thought you were mute since you only knew how to nod." Ching-wan lowered her head and muttered, "I'm not mute. Sorry to disappoint you." So they walked together without saying anything more. In the quiet nature, only the sound of footsteps could be heard. After a while, she turned and asked, "Is it too heavy? Should we take a break?" You've asked this question quite a few times. He teased, heavy and taking a break. Which one do you want me to answer first? Oh, we're already here? It's closer than I thought. She took back her suitcase and said, "Sorry for troubling you, and thank you." He replied briefly but clearly, "It was on my way anyway. I'll go ahead." Looking at his back, she thought, with that leisurely young master appearance, he must be here for sightseeing. Her thoughts were interrupted by a voice from behind. The young miss turned and asked the butler where everyone was. The elderly madam is resting. The others are listening to Buddhist chanting. She lowered her head and smiled faintly. Buddhist scriptures. After all these years, I haven't seen Buddha blessing anyone. I'm going to rest. If they ask about me, tell them I haven't arrived yet. Yes, young miss. Later in the room, she sat in front of her messy suitcase and complained, How long will it take to clean up this mess? Suddenly hearing faint conversations outside, she wondered. This place is so quiet. Who could be talking outside? Then she stood up and threw open the window. It was the young man from earlier and a monk. He turned around seeing her. He smirked and said, "Well then." She came closer and asked, "What's wrong?" "Honorable patron, your room is arranged in the front courtyard. This room belongs to the patron standing here." "Oh, I'm sorry for the mix-up. Let me move." He smiled and said, "No need to move. I'll stay next to the honorable patron." "Then it's not a problem for me. If this gentleman is fine with it." "Yes, I'll go unpack first. Little master, I'll go rest as well." Back in the room, she took off her hat and thought, judging by his calm reaction, he probably didn't recognize me. Though I'm not famous enough yet for everyone to recognize me. It's normal that he didn't have any reaction. Never mind, there's no such coincidence anyway. Then she fell asleep for 5 hours straight. It was dusk when she woke up to her phone vibrating. She rubbed her eyes and checked Xia Xia's messages. "President Wan, where did you go partying?" "President Wan, partying isn't good. We should remain elegant ladies. Please stop partying." She got out of bed and replied, "Not going anywhere. I haven't even had enough sleep, let alone partying." She went to the bathroom, turned on the light, but everything remained dark. Turns out the power was out. She thought his room must be dark too. Might as well ask. After tidying up, she stood at his door and knocked. From inside came a question. "Who is it?" "It's me, your neighbor." The door opened immediately. He leaned against the door frame and asked, "What's up?" "My room's light is broken." "Seeing your room dark too, I wanted to ask if yours is broken as well." "Oh, it's probably about to break too." She skeptically muttered, "What is probably about to mean?" Then came a buzzing sound, and they both looked at the light bulb. He said, "It's been like this." She replied, "It sure knows when to act up. I'll just turn it on." She turned away, saying, "I'll ask someone to bring new bulbs." "No need. When I cleaned the room, I found they prepared spare bulbs. We can ask the monk to change it." Qingwan picked up the bulb from the table and said, "Let me do it. No need to trouble the little master to make a trip." As she climbed on the chair, he smirked. He quickly came over and snatched the bulb from her hand. "Let me do it instead." Qingwan looked at him and thought to herself, he looks quite serious when changing the light bulb. Not at all like his usual casual young master appearance. After a while, the room lit up brightly. He said, "Changing the bulb made me hungry. Are there any restaurants around here?" She thought, he really is such a young master. "Forget what I just thought." She asked, "Is this your first time here? Do I look like I've been here before?" She thought for a moment and said, "No, you don't." "Then why did you ask the monk earlier?" He coldly replied, "Should I have just figured it out myself?" At this moment, the little master came by. "Honorable patron, your family is looking for you." "Yes, thank you, little master. I have some matters to attend to, so I can't guide you anymore." Then she left. At this time, in the room were her father and Kui Hao, Qingwan's half-brother from a different mother, talking to each other. "Son, you've handled the company matters well. The shareholders are very satisfied." "Not bad at all. You'll chair the next shareholders meeting." "Indeed, you're the talented son that I, Kui Tian Lam, have raised." Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. He frowned and gestured toward Jia Bao. "Come in." Tan Van entered with a cold face and asked, "Why did you look for me? Where have your manners gone? Don't you know how to greet people?" Kui Hao said, "Kui Tan Van, you're quite hot in the entertainment industry lately. Even your temper has gotten hotter. Look how well-mannered your brother is. I called you here to teach you to know your place. If you still consider yourself the young lady of the Kui family, stop appearing in public as a flashy performer, entertaining others. For a bit of fame, you've thrown away all the Kui family's teachings." Hearing these harsh words, Tan Van glared. Looking at Kui Hao, she said, "Speaking of manners, I'd like to ask, when will young Master Kui learn about hierarchy and differences?" He became angry, stood up abruptly with clenched fists. Tan Van continued, "When Kui Hao obediently calls me elder sister, then I'll consider returning the Kui family's teachings to you. That trade shouldn't be too unfair." She didn't give her father time to criticize further. Tan Van waved her hand, saying, "I'll go first. Mr. Kui and your son can continue talking at leisure." He angrily slammed the table and shouted, "Kui Tan Van, get back here. But you can't always get what you want." She walked out sighing. This father and son haven't changed at all. I shouldn't have come. I wonder if that young master has returned yet. Just as she thought of him, he came walking over. "It's me," she asked surprisingly. "Why are you here? Did you get lost?" she asked puzzledly. "Didn't the little master guide you?" "He was called away for something." "Well then, I'll take you to the dining hall first." "Didn't the little master tell you where the dining hall is?" "He did, but I forgot." She thought to herself, what a direction-blind person can't even remember such a short path. He said, I can read what's in your mind. I know you're mocking me in your thoughts. It's too dark and the path is winding. I'm not familiar with this place. Getting lost is normal, not to the point of being direction blind. She was shocked and thought to herself, could this guy have mind-reading powers? He even knows what I was thinking just now. She coughed and pointed. That's the dining hall. Seeing his surprise, she asked, what's wrong? Oh, I passed by there earlier. He held up 2 fingers, passed by twice actually. She burst out laughing. He calmly said, go ahead and laugh. No one knows we're here. She covered her mouth saying, sorry, couldn't help it. Let's go see the dining hall you kept missing as you passed by. While walking and talking, she accidentally tripped on the stairs and almost fell backward. Fortunately, he caught her, completely embracing her slender figure. After a moment of daze, she stood steady and said, sorry, wasn't watching the path. He sarcastically said, going to see the dining hall almost made you fall. She frowned, thinking he really likes to keep score. Then they both went into the dining hall. He said, let me see what they have. After a while, he tapped the table and said, I'll choose set meal number 1. She asked surprisingly, set meal 1? Yes, because I've never tried it. Since we're here, might as well try it. She secretly smiled and thought, what is this guy doing here anyway? Did he come specifically to eat vegetarian food? Her phone rang. It was Sister Wong, her agent, calling. She answered and heard from the other end, you little troublemaker. Sister Wong, that tone of yours scared me to death. Aren't I your little troublemaker? Always causing you trouble. Sister Wong, I haven't stirred up any trouble, have I? You're even proud of it? My little troublemaker, I was only away on business for a few days, and you're already trending with someone else. Sister Wong grumbled while you're acting clueless. The hot search is full of news about you and to Drake. Even photos have been released. Why did you suddenly redirect questions to Drake during the film interview? Now the comments are filled with his fans cursing you as an old cow eating young grass. Ton Van said she just didn't think it was necessary to answer, so she conveniently passed it to him. Ton Van went on Weibo to look at the posted images and the unpleasant, confusing comments. What's with that photo? In the afternoon, Drake came to thank me for looking after him during the interview. Maybe someone took a photo then, but Haha was also there at the time. We can check the cameras. Sister Wong said she should do a Weibo live stream soon to clarify everything. She would handle the rest. Oh right, there's another thing. Ton Sack Magazine sent you an invitation for a photo shoot. Ton Van hesitated for a moment before asking, weren't their previous cover stars all top celebrities? Why did they choose me this time? Sister Wong said they probably saw tonight's hot search. Maybe something about her facial features caught their attention. Consider it a blessing in disguise. This collaboration is different from before. Ton Sack will invite a quite popular male star to work with you. We'll discuss the details when you're back. At this time, the brother inside also received a phone call. When he answered, the other person said, Dad, stop playing around. Come back quickly. Don't call me that randomly. I don't have children yet. Nothing's wrong with me, but I'm worried about you. Look how lively the hot search has been these days. Huh? What about the hot search? What else? Those celebrity scandals. Hey, could you pay attention to Weibo a bit? What if one day you're trending and don't even know it? He went on Weibo and saw posts and discussions about Ton Van, along with her response from 2 minutes ago. Not lovers and not shy or embarrassed. Sorry, I was just sleepy. He scrolled through and saw a clear photo with her divine side profile. He was surprised and said, Ton Van, then laughed coldly. The person on the other end asked confusedly, what's so funny? I'm looking at Ton Van's Weibo. What's funny about that? You don't even know Ton Van. Look, she just walked in, he said. What a coincidence. I just met her. How do you know her? What's it to you? After saying that, he hung up and turned to Ton Van asking, done with your phone call? Then come eat. She asked surprisingly, what? Well, eating alone is boring. However, if you want to watch me eat, I don't mind. She stood looking at him blankly, thinking as if I care. Then she sat down to eat together and asked, are you here for tourism? What is there to see here for tourism? There's a lot to see. The main hall is most famous. You can draw fortune sticks there. They say it's very spiritual. He asked, just heard about it? You haven't tried? She said coldly, I don't believe in these things. Then thought, even if I did believe, it's useless. The gods have never protected me. Seeing her gloomy expression, he wondered if something was wrong. A while later, thank you for dinner. It was delicious. I'm very familiar with this place. If you want to take a walk, you can find me. He asked, is that a thank you for dinner? Consider it that. Good night. See you tomorrow. The next morning, Haha texted, Van Boss, I've reviewed the contract from Tonsack. There are no issues. If you think it's good, we can sign when you return. One more thing. I heard from Sister Wong that you're at Ngo AM Temple. Could you pray for my relationship? Tanvan asked. With whom? Haha excitedly said, of course with my idol Thin Do. Who's Thin Do? Van Boss. How can you not know Thin Do? Let me educate you then. Thin Do is currently the hottest singer in the music industry. Riding the Wind by Thin Do. 3,479,000 views, 46K comments. Recently, with just the song Laughing at the Wind, shares and views increased by over 1 million in one night. Even more impressive, in the song description, the performer, composer, and producer all show the same name. Thin Do on the second day. Thin Do's Laughing at the Wind was trending on Weibo. At noon that day, a verified gold Weibo user posted a status update confirming the Weibo. After that, Thin Do released his first album. This suddenly appearing young man had no promotion or preparation, yet his song and himself became hot instantly. Thin Do took everyone by surprise. After hearing all the information that Haha enthusiastically provided, Tanvan said, your idol is really amazing. Haha continued, my Mynak is truly incredible. He's truly an all-rounder. When Tanvan expressed surprise at the feminine name, Haha explained, Mynak is the nickname we fans gave him, because the Do in his name means beautiful jade. And of course, he's extremely charming and attractive in person. At this moment, that guy had arrived outside Tanvan's room. She asked, you want to go for a walk? If you're busy, don't force yourself. She said, wait a moment, went inside to get a hat, put it on, and came back saying, let's go. He looked at her with a slight smile and said, you go first. Of course, you don't know the way. Up ahead is the main hall, where Buddha is enshrined. Want to go in? What's next after that? The Hall of Destiny. He asked, Destiny? Let's go see. She thought to herself, why is he so excited? Then she led him inside. Young master, I want to draw a fortune stick for Destiny. She took the fortune stick container and turned to him saying, drawing for my friend. You can try too. Will it be successful? Successful what? You mean Destiny? Isn't this place for seeking destiny? Once you draw, everyone finds their destined one. She turned back and asked the young master to answer. The young master said, what should be will be. It's just a matter of time. Yes, that makes sense indeed. Tanvan shook the container and a stick fell out. Young master, could you please calculate if the destiny of these two people is compatible? Of course. Just tell me both parties' names. Ha 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 Trong. And Thin Do. Thin as in prosperity. Do with the king radical, meaning beautiful jade. When he heard Thin Do's name, he asked surprisingly, and she said, yes, Thin Do, do you know him? He laughed. Ha, you're drawing destiny for him? Tanvan thought to herself. From his tone, he must know this Thin Do better not force this matchmaking anymore. She hurriedly explained, my friend is his fan. I'm just helping fulfill her wish a bit. He said, then this Thin Do must be very busy. Everyone wants to calculate his destiny. The young master asked, devotee, shall we continue the calculation? She waved her hand saying, no thanks, let's not continue. She said she thought it wasn't quite right. Besides, I'm afraid you'll tell Thin Do. He put on a dangerous look saying, too late. I've already remembered this well. She frowned, silently screaming, why can't you remember the way instead? Later she asked, are you hungry? Want to get food? Yes, hungry and want to eat. Suddenly, a flash of light appeared. They both quickly looked toward the bushes. Tanvan silently said paparazzi. He quickly pressed her head down and pulled her close to shield her. The photographer, knowing he was discovered, ran away as fast as he could. Only then did he release her. She looked up and thanked him. He waved it off, saying, let's go eat. She thought this was her personal schedule. How did paparazzi track her here? Moreover, his first reaction was to hide her face. What was this man really doing? Could he also be from the industry? Early the next morning, Tanvan went to greet grandmother, the elderly lady. She walked slowly and quietly from behind, signaling the butler to keep quiet. But how could she fool this old lady? You're here. What trick are you trying to pull? Grandmother, how did you discover me? She pinched her nose, saying, I could smell you the moment you came in, you silly girl. What smell could I have? You're teasing me. Grandmother looked at her for a moment, then stroked her cheek with heartache. Are you not eating out there? Why have you gotten so thin? I told you not to stay outside at first, but you wouldn't listen. I can't stay with you forever, grandmother. You'll come back eventually. About the other day, your father was indeed a bit excessive. Kui Hao was being arrogant and disrespectful. He needed some discipline for not respecting his elders. She stroked grandmother's hand, about to say something when grandmother pointed at her forehead. Say no more, I know you don't like hearing this. And you, when you were upset, why didn't you come tell me? Don't worry, I know what to do. She stood up saying she came to say goodbye. The company had work, she needed to go down the mountain this afternoon. Grandmother immediately said to arrange a car for young miss, but she had already called one. Grandmother pretended to be upset, saying go then. I know you have your own thoughts now. Grandmother, I'll visit you another time. Later, at the foot of the Temple Mountain, she held her phone, but the network was unstable. She thought the location was too remote, wondering why the car she called hadn't arrived yet. Suddenly, a car horn beeped. From inside the car, it was that same face. Where are you going? Qingzhou District? Get in. I'm heading that way. She kept looking at her phone screen, but still received no ride requests. She thought her identity shouldn't be known to passersby. But this man didn't seem like someone who would cause trouble. She said, please open the trunk. He slowly opened the car door and got out to grab the suitcase. Get in first. I'll put this away for you. In the back seat, she thought about how much he had helped her these past few days. She should thank him properly when getting out. But how to thank him? Just saying thanks seemed insincere. Sending money? This young master probably wouldn't accept it. After arriving, she searched in her purse and took out a face mask. He looked through the rearview mirror as she covered her face. He asked, do all female celebrities go out like this? She froze. You recognize me? He turned around saying, Quitan Van, top trending for days now. Don't worry, I won't gossip about it. I don't doubt you. On the contrary, I must thank you for helping me. I don't have many ways to thank you. If you don't mind, I can send money or give you an autograph. He laughed, autograph. He took out a handkerchief and pen, giving them to her. Autograph is fine, but skip the money. After signing, she got out. She thought, 1,000 yuan handkerchief for my signature. Truly a young master. After signing, she stepped out of the car. She accidentally dropped her hat, but he caught it and placed it neatly on her head. Thank you. I'll keep the handkerchief in the car drawer. Then they bid each other farewell. As he sat in the car, his phone rang. Madam, has he come down from the mountain? Yes, right on time today. Hard to believe. By the way, there's something that needs your attention. Yesterday, Qing Sei magazine contacted me. They want you for their cover shoot, asking if you have time. This magazine has great influence, but this time they want to shoot a male-female pair. They've invited a female star to collaborate with you. Wait, let me check who it is in the documents. He mumbled male-female collaboration while staring at the signature on his handkerchief. The other end exclaimed, oh, I found it. It says they've decided on Quitan Van. He rubbed the name on the handkerchief and smiled triumphantly. I think we can accept this. Think it through for me. The partner is Quitan Van. You even know her? Isn't that great? He said, all right, I'll take it. That evening, Haha said, Miss Van, why didn't you let me pick you up this afternoon? You called a car and went straight home. I was so worried. What were you worried about? Miss Van, don't you know how sharp fans' eyes are nowadays? Even the slightest movement can trigger trending topics if you're recognized. As Haha was saying this, Tan Van raised her hand. Trending again. Haha complained. To Trake, what's he up to now? To Trake posted, I've always been grateful for senior Quitan Van's care. We are purely in a senior-junior relationship. In the photo, besides us, there were others present but weren't mentioned. I sincerely apologize for any disturbance to respected senior. I hope everyone can view this rationally. Thank you. Haha lowered her head as if steaming and thought that Su Zhe's response was truly shameless. Using the label of respecting seniors and being polite instead made the senior, Wan Zong, look petty and arrogant. But contrary to Haha's annoyed attitude, Qing Wan laughed. He really is a good junior, isn't he? Haha said again that Su Zhe really responded as if nothing happened. His fans are also too smug. No, I must definitely clarify things with them. All right, Sister Wang said tomorrow you have to shoot a magazine cover. You should also go home early and get some rest. After a while, Haha discovered a trending post related to idol Shengyu. God Shengyu had no schedule for days. Today, personally drove to pick up someone special. When getting out of the car, intimately carried luggage for the female side, adjusted her hat. The special someone was fully covered up, suspected to be from the industry. Haha cried out, Wawa Wanzong, something happened. My beautiful Jade God scandal is trending now, and there are even photos as proof. Is my ship completely sinking this year? Hoo hoo hoo. Qingwan was stunned, picking up, carrying luggage, adjusting hat. The person in these photos was her. Haha was still crying. Hoo-hoo, my beautiful Jade has never had any scandals before. Why did this suddenly pop up? This must be clickbait, writing nonsense to get attention. At this moment, Shengyu posted, sorry, not just a driver. Haha suspiciously asked Wanzong, why do I feel this status from beautiful Jade and your earlier response are somewhat similar? Especially that sorry, not just with this smiling expression. Qingwan saw Haha's sparkling eyes looking at her and stammered. Maybe he learned from me. She thought to herself that clearly Shengyu had known who she was for a long time. Why didn't he directly reveal her identity? She even prayed for his relationship right in front of him. No wonder his expression was a bit surprised at that time. Today she even signed autographs for him as a celebrity. Ah, how embarrassing. Haha said, Wanzong, I won't disturb your rest anymore. You have work tomorrow. Let me be heartbroken and sleepless over beautiful Jade alone. Be careful on your way. Oh right, Sister Wang said there will be a big surprise at tomorrow's magazine shoot. Wanzong, you can look forward to it a bit. Qingwan put a question mark on her head and was confused. A surprise? The next day, she went to the photo shoot with Haha. When they entered the room, that guy was already standing there. She was shocked and thought, oh heavens, the person shooting together this time is actually Shengyu. Haha also exclaimed with O-shaped eyes and mouth. Heavens! The surprise sister Wang mentioned turned out to be beautiful Jade. Wanzong, your male collaboration partner is beautiful Jade? Qingwan said, this is clearly horror, not surprise. Shengyu looked at her and smiled. Qingwan thought to herself, look at his calm face. Seems like he's known I would be his collaboration partner for a long time. She walked over and said, good morning. Hello, I'm Wu Yang, the photographer this time. Hello, I'm Gue Qingwan. I know you. When I saw your photos, I wanted to see the legendary goddess in person. I didn't expect the real person to be even more beautiful. After saying this, he patted Shengyu's shoulder and asked, as the partner this time, tell me if that's not true? They looked at each other intently for a moment, then Shengyu said, it's true. Wu Yang thought to himself, I just wanted to bring you two closer, didn't expect you to actually play along. Qingwan said, thank you for the compliment, but in front of teacher Shengyu, I really don't dare accept it. You know me? Of course. Who doesn't know teacher Shengyu? The reputation of goddess Gue is not small. I've heard about it too. She thought to herself, what rainbow-colored lies, just making things up. At this moment, Shengyu's manager came over and asked if they knew each other. Shengyu said, you're my manager, you tell me if I know her or not. It's not like I'm always stuck with you to know shit. Wu Yang said, alright, then let's start today's shoot. The theme is Thorny Rose. This is the theme specially chosen by the magazine for you too. One beautifully enchanting, one lazily scattered, like an elegant rose and dash. At this point, Shengyu asked, so how should we shoot? Since it's a male-female collaboration, of course we have to pretend to be lovers. Then Qingwan went into the changing room. Haha exclaimed in admiration, wow, this outfit really suits you, Wanzong. I think even if I die today, I won't have any regrets. Not only was I struck by your beauty, but I also got to meet my idol. Qingwan said, finally you've come to your senses. Heavens, beautiful Jade is truly too handsome. I have no regrets in this life. When we go out, I need to stay calm a bit. Don't forget, I'm your assistant. Wanzong, don't worry. I'm your loyal supporter. From outside the door came a voice asking if they were ready to start shooting. When the door opened, Shengyu said teasingly, clearly my girlfriend just went in for one trip. How is she already transformed into someone else? Qingwan muttered, what girlfriend? We're clearly just pretending to be lovers. Wu Yang said the photography equipment was all set up. The two teachers can start shooting when ready. Then the pose between you two needs to be more intimate. Best to be in a state like lovers. Seeing Qingwan look up, Shengyu asked what she wanted to do. She said, give me the flowers. Shengyu immediately held the bouquet in front of her. She reached out to take it, but her expression showed little interest. Wu Yang told Shengyu to take more initiative in acting with Gue Qingwan. Shengyu then snatched the bouquet from her hands and put it behind him. Qingwan thought he deliberately took the flowers away. Seeing their intimate pose, Wu Yang said, that's great. Okay, change to another pose. Shengyu held out the bouquet and asked if she still needed these flowers. It's fine without them. Shengyu handed the flowers to a staff member nearby, then turned to tell Qingwan, next time if you're uncomfortable, just say it directly, don't hold back. Was my expression that obvious earlier? I was clearly trying to control it. He said, I almost couldn't breathe. I thought you weren't human. Thanks for caring that I am human. The two changed to another pose as Wu Yang said, Shengyu, get closer to Gue Qingwan. He then reached around and embraced her waist. He whispered, the hot search has already died down. That fast? What do you mean? Still want to stay on top? Absolutely not. He asked again, is this criticizing me? You're the great god Xingyu. I wouldn't dare criticize. Still holding a grudge. If you knew you'd be shooting with me, would you have accepted? She answered without hesitation. Of course I would accept. It's beneficial and pays well. Why would I pass it up? He asked again, not afraid of getting on hot search? I am afraid, but it seems we don't have any issues with our relationship. Wrong relationship? There might be one. Wu Yang excitedly said, great, perfect. Qingwan, take a break first. Xingyu continued shooting solo. Then Qingwan sat down to rest. Haha peeked from outside, calling, Wanzong. How did my beautiful Jade's chest feel? She turned and asked, what are you planning to do? Wanzong, can I hug you? Holding hands is fine too. I never dreamed of being able to hold or hug beautiful Jade, but you've done both. So I want to indirectly experience beautiful Jade's body through you. Qingwan held out her hand, saying, go ahead and experience it. Haha grabbed her hand excitedly. Oh, this is the hand that is beautiful Jade sent. More or less it's like I'm holding hands with my idol. Hoo-hoo, today is such a beautiful day. Qingwan asked, by your logic, if I kiss your beautiful Jade, would you want to kiss me too? Haha exploded and shouted, no, there's no such if. I refuse. Qingwan glanced at Xingyu and said, it's just a matter of time. Then thought to herself, in this industry, there are many people who want to climb up. Anything is possible. As Haha seemed to realize something, Qingwan stopped her. Come here and massage my shoulders. Haha suddenly smiled and said, coming. Then muttered to herself, look at our Wanzong. This attitude, this aura so alpha. Then Haha stood in a corner scrolling her phone suspiciously. I told you, there must be something between them. Their photo shoot just now was too in sync. Everyone here also thinks it's too sweet, too sweet. Is this something I can watch for free? I really feel that Tan Van and Thin do secretly have some kind of relationship. I've quietly shipped them together. Wasn't Thin Du's Weibo last night imitating Tan Van's? Yes, that hot search about Trin Du's attentive escort. The silhouette really looked like Tan Van. Haha suddenly remembered the gossip about my knock and Van Tong. She opened her phone to look at that silhouette again. Just then, Tan Van arrived. She asked, what's with that expression? Van Tong, are you hiding something from me? Tan Van replied, what do you think I'm hiding from you? I overheard them saying that my knock and you have some kind of indescribable relationship. Something secretive that others shouldn't know about. Van Tong, it's you, right? Oh, what's this? This is the hat I bought for you. This is the luggage you brought back that day. These clothes are also what you bought a few days ago. Having matching items is one thing, but how can everything possibly match with you? Tan Van said, do you think I'm a utility pole that you keep running into? What kind of example is that? Haha exclaimed, oh my, Van Tong is so witty. Tan Van gestured to lower her voice as someone was coming in. Teacher Kui, these are the props needed for the photo shoot later. Haha silently screamed, no way, no way. All this gossip, and it turns out to be about our own people. At this moment, when Tan Van was covered with the veil, Thin Du asked, what's this? Do we need to lift the bridal veil? Tan Van looked at him through the thin veil and thought to herself, what nonsense is this? He reached out to lift it, moving so fast, already becoming husband and wife. You're dreaming. Thin Du turned away saying, come on, let's go take photos. And so the bridal veil lifting poses were created by the two of them. Outside, people were chattering. Hey, see that? Thin Du is talking with Tan Van. Oh my god, Thin Du smiled. I'm dying here. Look, this man is even adjusting Tan Van's clothes. If they don't get married, it would really be unbearable. A while later, after finishing the shoot, everyone's worked hard. Please come here to clean up these props. This area needs help too. Later, Haha saw Tan Van go to where Thin Du was sitting. Tan Van asked, could you please sign an autograph for my assistant? She's your fan. Haha's eyes sparkled while secretly thinking how much she wanted Thin Du's autograph. Ho. Thin Du looked for a moment, then said, all right, give it here. Haha bowed shyly as she approached, saying, you can sign here. Thin Du asked, what's your name? My name is Haha, Haizen Summer. He repeated, Haizen Summer. Tan Van stood beside, feeling uneasy as she watched. Thin Du smirked, she thought to herself. What's so funny about that? Wait, Haizen Summer. Oh no, we're in trouble. Looks like he knows already. After receiving the autograph, Haha happily said, Van Tong, I suddenly remembered I haven't arranged the clothes we just changed. I'll go for a bit and come back. Then Thin Du asked, do you need me to give you the red thread again? What do I need a red thread for? For you to tie. See if I match with her. To satisfy you, the matchmaker. She quickly explained. Haha is really your fan. Everything else is a misunderstanding. It's just a coincidence. A coincidence? What a convenient coincidence. Really, it's just a coincidence. Don't think too much about it. It's getting late. I not only remember very clearly, but I'm also paying close attention. Later in the elevator. Van Tong, thanks to you, I got my Knox autograph. I'll definitely treasure it carefully. Why so dramatic? As the elevator door was about to close, a voice called out. Wait, it was an artist from Tien Diet Entertainment, Bei T2. She stood pretentiously at the door and said, Oh, what a coincidence. Isn't this the great star Kui? Thin Du said, Are you coming in or not? She laughed. Of course I am, then strutted in arrogantly. Tan Van pressed the door close button, giving her quite a fright. After she entered, she put on airs again and huffed. These days, the famous actress has been trending on Hot Search quite excitingly. At her age, she still has scandals with young men. I heard that Tuze really likes her too. Could they actually be dating? I'm also curious what tricks you use to get the supporting female role. Why don't you teach me? Qingwan asks why you're paying attention to my recent news. Besides, how I got the supporting role is none of your business. Just now, Qingwan's trial performance matched the original character better. The emotions were also on point. This supporting role should go to you. Bei Air snapped at that time. As newcomers, we both auditioned. After the audition, the director immediately chose you. If you didn't use any tricks, how could you have gotten this role? Qingwan turns back angrily. Using tricks? You should know better than me. She screamed again. What do you mean? After leaving, Xia asks Wanzong, is Bei Air crazy? Copying sister style is one thing, but why does she have to hover around sister and speak in such an unpleasant tone? She must have backing to be so bold. Xia says everyone knows she's kept by someone. A few days ago, I heard she got the female lead role in a web drama. How could she get that just by herself? At this moment, Renwang Zhou calls Qingwan. She wonders why he's calling her. When she answers, the other end shouts, Qingwan, come help your young master quickly. She says, isn't young master in abroad? Renwang Zhou, Qingwan's childhood friend, currently the CEO of View Hotel. Young master returned this morning. As soon as he got off the plane, he was dragged to attend his father's weird dinner party. How did Qing Shanlin know you're back today? Your family and mine have a project under discussion. Maybe the old man told him, probably wanted to get on my good side. Then you just play along with him. Wang Zhou says, I don't want to stay here anymore. Come pick me up quickly. Where are you now? In the bathroom. You just stay there then. Let's end our friendship. Qingwan. Oh, come on. Some friend you are. I'm really in the bathroom. At night, in the club's main hall. Hello, miss. How may I help you? Suddenly, Qingwan freezes due to the conversation next to her. Young Master Qing, will there be many people later? Qingwan thinks to herself. That voice is Bei Air. After going in, you just sit and rest. Don't worry about anything else. Of course, I'll obediently wait for young Master Qing. Unexpectedly, person 30 Bei Air is Qing Hao. Really, anything can happen. She turns and asks, Xiao Cheng, where's your young master? Young master doesn't want to go out drinking. He's hiding in the bathroom and specifically asked me to pick you up. All right, let's go in. Standing in front of the men's toilet, from inside comes, why so slow? Where is she? He opens the door unhappily, wearing sunglasses. What are you, blind? Do you still want to leave or not? If you want to go, shut your mouth. Then reaches out to stop Wang Zhou and says, don't come here. He asks surprisingly, what are you doing? Qingwan covers her nose with both hands. It stinks. Wang Zhou shouts, stinks my ass. Then fans his clothes. I bathe in rose milk every day. I'm practically a flower fairy. Upon arrival, she notices Wang Zhou's outfit looks like what Xingdu wore during the photo shoot. She pushes Wang Zhou away, saying, don't wear this outfit anymore, okay? What nonsense are you talking about? It looks terrible. After criticizing, she turns away. Wu Zhou, seemingly angry, points at Qingwan and asks Xiao Cheng, can I take her on? Miss Qing is a judo black belt. Young master, you'd better charge in yourself. At the club's first floor main hall, Chengdu is talking on the phone with his assistant. It's on the 3rd floor. You'll see it right when you go up. Well then, how about I wait for you at the entrance? There's a party on the 3rd floor. I'm afraid you might go to the wrong place. Am I a 3-year-old? Grandpa, you always can't determine locations, just like a blind person. If I end up at someone else's party, I'll get kicked out by the Qing family security later. When hearing about the Qing family, Chengdu's eyes widened and froze. The assistant continued, I heard it's a party hosted by the Qing family. I'm not sure why you're interested in checking it out. Suddenly, Chengdu sees Qing Wan walking closely with Wu Zhou. He immediately says over the phone that he's interested. Later at the noisy party, Ren Wang Zhou's grandfather complains. Where did that boy Ren Wang Zhou run off to? The party's not even halfway through, and he's nowhere to be seen. Miss Qing came to find the young master. Said she had something important to discuss, so they left first. Qingwan came? Why didn't anyone tell me? Those two kids have been close since they were young. Now that Qingwan knows Wu Zhou is back in the country, she naturally wants to meet him. Just let them be. Then he thinks with this favor from Qingwan, this project discussion will surely succeed. Wang Zhou's grandfather says, all right then, go keep an eye on your young master. Don't let him do anything foolish that might trouble Qingwan. At this moment, Wang Zhou says to Qingwan, your love life has been quite busy these days. One scandal after another on Hot Search. She asks which Hot Search? Sheng Du carefully escorting, helping with luggage when getting out of the car, adjusting hat for the female side. Qingwan surprisingly says, are you crazy? Young master certainly isn't crazy. On the contrary, the great actress Qing is blessed with endless fortune. Just after Tu Zhe comes another one, Sheng Du. Hot Search is buzzing so much I can't even open Weibo. I thought you were kidnapped or something. Unexpectedly, you're just enjoying your romantic blessings and forgetting everything else. What blessings? Sheng Du's response on Weibo. Are you two having a long-distance love song duet? Qingwan says, listen, he's just imitating me one-sidedly. I haven't done anything. Do you believe me? Wang Zhou laughs. Haha, I still don't believe it. Then I won't explain anymore. Think whatever you want. Suddenly Qing Hao approaches and calls out Mr. Ren. Wang Zhou steps forward to block him. Then Qing Hao asks, Qingwan, I remember you weren't invited to this party. Did Mr. Ren bring you here? Wang Zhou points to the ground. This is Qing family territory. Does Miss Qing need me to bring her here? Moreover, young Master Qing directly called out the eldest sister's name. Where are your manners? Qingwan thinks to herself. Back then I was questioned about manners. Now it's his precious son's turn. It's hopeless. She laughs. Where would he get manners from when he can't even learn basic hierarchy? Qing Hao angrily says, Qingwan, don't go too far. Qing Hao, that phrase, going too far, don't use it carelessly. Rather than wasting your breath here with me, you might as well go be Qing Shan Lin's good son. She steps close to Qing Hao's face and says, all right, take it easy, don't tire yourself out. Qing Hao trembles with anger and makes a fist, silently yelling, Qingwan, just you wait. The next day at noon in the elevator of Xia, Qingwan says, Ren Wu Zhou, if we get caught together, we won't be able to shake it off. Then that would be exactly what grandfather wants. He used to say he wanted to arrange our engagement since childhood. She laughs. He really had good ideas. Wang Zhou pats her shoulder saying, don't worry, security here is very tight. It's just lunch together, won't get caught. She brushes his hand away. Just lunch. Wang Zhou withdraws his hand saying, there's also business. My hotel needs to shoot a commercial. Wanted to ask if you're interested. You're saying there are other candidates too. Am I the only actress around? Then Mr. Run should think it through carefully. For specific work arrangements, please contact my agent. Still need to contact the agent to discuss? Miss Qing's price is getting higher and higher, isn't it? Is it just aimed at me, or are you this strict with your lover too? Qingwan asks, didn't you say yesterday you two were having a love song duet? Have you forgotten about your lover, Sheng Du, already? What about my lover, Sheng Du? Wang Zhou pauses, and she asks what's wrong. Wang Zhou says look behind. She turns around to see Sheng Du standing there imposingly, and her whole body freezes unusually. The words from earlier echo hundreds of thousands of times in Qingwan's head right now. Oh, what about my lover Sheng Du? Oh, just let me die. Then she reassures herself. He probably hasn't heard what I just said, right? This is truly a major death scene. Then Sheng Du and Wang Zhou greet each other. She thinks to herself, these two know each other. Wang Zhou says, meeting like this is fate. If Mr. Sheng is alone, would you like to join our table? Qingwan glares at Wu Zhou and thinks, what is this guy doing inviting people randomly? Sheng Du asks, join tables? Yes, if you don't mind, you can come with us. Sheng Du looks at her and asks, what do you think? It's more comfortable being alone. I prefer not to join tables. Sheng Du smiles and says, I'll listen to you. His answer makes her slightly confused. Sheng Du says again, following your opinion. Wang Zhou smiles politely. In that case, we won't insist. Sheng Du turns to leave, not forgetting to say, take your time, you too. Afterward, Qingwan asks, what were you trying to do just now? then thinks to herself, this guy's been good at scheming since childhood. He wouldn't wake up early if there's no benefit. Who are you trying to fool with this table joining? Wang Zhou says, relax, there's really no ulterior motive. What happened just now had its reasons. Then young Master Ren, tell me what the reason is. This morning I went to visit Hua Xian Company. By chance, I met Sheng Du with his representative. Just wanted to get acquainted a bit. But as far as I know, Hua Xian CEO has the surname Sheng. She says that's why you thought Sheng Du also has the surname Sheng. Wu Zhou says, you don't know I've been investing in Hua Xian recently. Winning people's hearts is most important. Could Sheng Du really have that much influence? He certainly can't, but surely someone does have influence. She stands up saying, Ren Wu Zhou, you must think Sheng Du is a fool. No, none of these young masters are fools. But I just happened to test and show you whether he's a fool or not. She walks away saying, take care of your own business. He says you two will be perfect together in the future. You're protecting him like this, making her pause. Are you crazy? Then she goes out slamming the door. Dear Qingwan, where are you going? She says, toilet. Just as she reaches the hallway, she freezes seeing a couple passionately kissing. She thinks to herself, should I turn back? Or should I ignore them and go straight to the toilet? Suddenly Sheng Du appears from behind. How much longer are you going to watch? She asks surprised, when did you get here? He replies, as long as you've been watching, that's how long I've been here. I wasn't peeping, I was just going. She was about to say going to the toilet, but the couple gradually leaned against the toilet door, making her pause. She thinks to herself, all right, no need to go anymore. Unexpectedly, Sheng Du leans in and asks, going where? She's confused. Then he smiles and asks, what's wrong? Not calling me lover anymore? She thinks to herself that he heard everything. Sheng Du, as if reading her mind, says, yes, I heard. She explains it was just a misunderstanding. Yes, I know this time was also clever. She feels embarrassed after the matchmaking incident before. Now there's this lover thing. She moves past him saying, I'm leaving first. Sheng Du quickly asks, going to meet Ren Wu Zhou? No, we're just normal friends. What about boyfriend? I don't have a boyfriend. Oh, then fortunately, I don't need to be the little lover. Teacher Sheng even has such thoughts. She thinks, little lover, this guy can actually say such things. Hey, are you still remembering about being lovers during that photo shoot before? He says it's not impossible. She laughs nervously. Teacher Sheng, you're thinking too much. But I don't. It's a pity. I really want to try. She asks surprised. Try what? Little lover? Why little lover? Because it's exciting. I give up. That's right, I came to find you, Thin Du. Raised his hand, saying he wanted to borrow something from you. While she was still wondering, he reached out to brush her hair aside. I want to borrow your eyes. Later at the female makeup room, Ms. Vong, Tan Van's representative, said during the movie trailer promotion period earlier, the schedule was too packed and exhausting for you. After this photo shoot, you'll get some rest. Take a few days off to recover. Tan Van said no need. Just help me shoot a few simple magazine covers. I heard the pay is not bad. Other celebrities only look at popularity when taking jobs, not focusing on payment like you do. So you either love money too much or are too practical. Among all the artists I manage, you're the most direct about payment. One might think you're desperately in need of money. Money is naturally better when there's more of it. Who doesn't like more money? I'm afraid of the day I'm not popular anymore. Have to prepare in advance and save money for the future. Later, if there are invitations to be a guest star in any films, I don't think you'll even go if there's no payment. She recalled Thin Du's words about wanting her eyes. Then she said she might go. At this moment, Haha opened the door and came in saying, the View's manager said there's no problem with the advertisement. We can leave now. Ms. Vong patted Tan Van's shoulder. Let's go home early to rest. I'll just confirm the ad publishing time with the manager. After Ms. Vong left, Tan Van asked Haha, do we have any other schedules this afternoon? No, the next schedule is the interview after Tan Sak is published the day after tomorrow. Okay, let's go then. Haha asked Vanjia. Where are we going? Not going to the apartment? Haha asked surprisingly, then where? Tan Van smirked, going to party. In the studio hallway. Miss, you've waited long. New thought surprisingly. Isn't he my Nox manager? Why is he saying this way please? Thin Du is shooting inside. Haha pulled Tan Van's sleeve and whispered, Vanjia, what's going on? She patted Haha's hand. Wait, I'll tell you later. Haha thought it was unexpected that this young master actually invited Kui Tan Van to be a guest. This doesn't match his style at all. In the studio 30 minutes ago, picking up Kui Tan Van, the star Kui Tan Van. Thin Du said, is there anyone else named Kui Tan Van? Why suddenly ask me to pick her up? What else? To shoot the trailer for the new album. Are you going or not? If you don't go, I'll go. He pulled Thin Du's shoulder. You go? I'll go. He thought this time they might get photographed again. It would surely trend on hot search again. Really can't figure out the relationship between these two. Now at the studio, everyone was buzzing about Tan Van. Why is she here? Am I seeing things? I remember she's not close to Thin Du. Must be a guest star. Thin Du sat in the chair thinking, what an impressive presence. Wu Yang also asked surprisingly, Tan Van? So the guest you mentioned was her? I almost forgot about your eyes. I went through hundreds of photos for days. Still couldn't find suitable ones. Thin Du stood up saying, you went through hundreds of photos? I've been inviting for a long time. You invited her yourself? Yes, for a very long time. Tan Van thought he should really get an acting award. Yesterday, he said he wanted to borrow her eyes for the trailer shoot. It was just a matter of minutes. Now he's making it sound like a century. Thin Du casually asked, how should we shoot? Very simple, just sit there. I'll directly photograph a part of your eyes. Then she sat in the chair as the camera clicked away. After shooting, Wu Yang said, next time if there's a chance, I'd like to invite you to my studio for a photo shoot. After shooting, Wu Yang said, next time if there's a chance, I'd like to invite you to my studio for a photo shoot. Thin Du immediately said, that probably won't happen. I won't lend her out. You won't lend her out? My person won't be lent out. How did Tan Van become your person? I invited her. So, just because you invited her, she becomes your person? Thin Du, you're being quite domineering. Tan Van, don't you have any thoughts about this? Why are you asking me such a confusing question? He patted Thin Du's shoulder. Of course it's you. This Thin Du has only invited you alone. She said if you've invited someone, you must take good care of them. Then Thin Du replied, of course I'll take care of whoever I invite. That's too bad. Teacher Thin invited me. For me, this can only be considered borrowing. She thought silently, what's borrowed must be returned. I'm not your person. Thin Du said, Teacher Kui, you're not giving me face? She smiled awkwardly. How dare I not? Wu Yang told Tan Van, you're kind enough to help him. Don't let him bully you. She wouldn't let me bully her anyway. Teacher Thin, are you saying I'm bullying you? He moved closer to her. Yes, you're bullying me. Later, Haha came and whispered in her ear, Vanjia. How does it feel to bully Arminock? I heard everything just now. I'm not bullying him. Stop gossiping and just watch your knock. Oh my god, this man is so handsome. I'm dying. Look at that face, that nose, those lips. It really hits all my weak spots repeatedly. But Vanjia, am I considered the first fan to see my Knock's new album look? AAA Vanjia, it's all thanks to you. You're the guiding light on my path to following my idol. I love you to death. Didn't you just complain that I didn't warn you beforehand about meeting my Knock? No. Now I not only got to meet my Knock, but I'm also the first to see his new album. I can die without regrets. After shooting Thin Du alone, Wu Yang called Tan Van. Come here to shoot the final ending part. She walked past Thin Du's shoulder without any reaction. Meanwhile, when Haha saw him coming towards her, she was screaming internally. That was my Knock. When he came to say hello, Haha stammered, why wish your new album sells well? Thank you, it will. She thought to herself, look at that. Look at how confident this man's tone is. Oh my god, I'm dying again. Thin Du asked Haha if she was waiting for her artist. Indeed, our Vanjia is always beautiful like that. When he asked curiously, Haha explained that Vanjia was a fan nickname given to her. He seriously asked why, and Haha replied, because, then said please wait a moment. She took out her phone, because she usually takes photos like this. Vanjia will try anything once, then thought, but she also considers how much the pay is. Such a money lover. He asked again, why doesn't anyone call me Thinjia? Am I not comparable to your Vanjia? Haha thought, my Knock wants to compare with Vanjia? Why does this feel strange somehow? She suddenly said, I'm going to answer a phone call. Just then, Tan Van finished shooting. She came to ask Thin Du, where's my assistant? She went to answer a phone call. Then he patted the chair. Vanjia, sit here and wait a bit. No thanks. Then she paused, pointing at her face, and asked, what did you call me? Oh, Vanjia. Why call me that? She thought being called Teacher Kui was awkward enough. Now being called this was even more unusual. He turned his face away, saying, just sit down first. Talking like this is tiring. He said Vanjia is a fan nickname. Usually only fans call you that. Then I'll try being a fan too. Being a fan of what? I'll be your fan. You be my fan. She thought this guy talks so unusually, making people think different meanings. Could this mean She asked, "You're my fan?" "No, I'm just joking. Not a fan? I was about to return the favor by calling you my knock. Go ahead and call me that. Once you do, you'll be mine. Don't dream about it, teacher Thin." At this moment, Haha came in calling Vanjia. She turned around and asked where to. Haha said, "Just now Sister Wong called me, saying Director Tan wants to hold a celebration party for the movie at 6 p.m. tonight. Asked if you have time." She asked how much the box office exceeded. Haha made a hand gesture and said 1.5 billion. The movie Forever Like the First Day premiered at the beginning of this month. By the end of the month, box office has exceeded 1 billion, which is amazing. Director Tan said he would throw a celebration party when box office exceeds 1 billion. Can't believe it actually happened. This time we must definitely go. What time is it now? 5:20. Time is quite tight. I'll call and tell the driver to come right away. She thought to herself that the car was in another district. It would take too much time to drive here. Maybe she should turn to ask Teacher Thin. "Do you have anything this afternoon?" "I don't have anything to do either." Tanvin said, "I need a car right now. The celebration party time is quite tight. Can I borrow a driver and a specialized car for transportation? Just need these two things. The borrowing time won't be too late. I'll return it right after I'm done if not allowed." At this point, Du Thin stood up saying, "Let's go," then took the keys and said, "Here's your driver." Later the car took her to the meeting point. Haha opened the car door and said, "President Van, it's raining, but I didn't bring an umbrella. I have a hat, so I'm fine. What about you?" "I'm fine, President Van. I'll get out first to see if I can borrow an umbrella." "It's okay, just go in first." Thin Du glanced at Tam, who didn't bring an umbrella. After talking to Haha, Tan Van turned and said, "Sorry for troubling you. I'll go first then. Remember to give me 5 stars later, miss." She thought to herself, this guy really considers himself a driver. Later at the club's main hall, Tan Van's phone rang asking, "Still in the hall? What's wrong? Just come out here for a bit. I'm at the main entrance." "Is something wrong? Why would I call you out if nothing's wrong?" A moment later, Tan Van came out asking, "What's wrong?" Thin Du held out an umbrella to her. "I kept it but didn't use it." "Wait a bit. The driver will come pick you up later." You can leave now." "TSK. I come immediately when called and leave immediately when dismissed." She covered her mouth laughing. "That's not what I meant." At this time, Director Tan's group came over calling for Tan Van. Thin Du immediately pulled his hat down and turned around saying, "I'm leaving." The director looked at his back and asked Tan Van, "Who was that?" "A friend." "Oh, it's a friend? Why not ask him to stay and eat together?" "Oh, he's quite afraid of strangers." "Let's go. The party's about to start." When inside, Hoke Tuet, the best actress and female lead of Forever Like the First Day, stood next to Tan Van and asked, "Come on, spill about that handsome guy just now." "Spill what?" Hoke Tuet leaned close to Tan Van's arm and whispered, "That person just now, your boyfriend?" Then sitting at the party table, also sitting next to her saying, "Your mouth is shut tight, huh? Didn't I already say he's a friend?" "A boyfriend is also a friend." Tan Van clinked glasses. "Teacher Hoke, please maintain your Ice Queen actress image. Put away that dissatisfied expression." She propped her chin, saying, "Everyone here is familiar, so no need for image." Tan Van said, "If your fans knew your usual behavior is like this, they would definitely run away that night." Hoke Tuet stood up saying, "Let's run away together." Tan Van asked, surprised, "What?" Hoke Tuet pulled Tan Van's hand. "A certain best actress drank too much orange juice and can't control her bladder, running to the toilet that night." "How's that? Isn't my explanation fresh and transcendent?" Tan Van frowned. "If you want to go to the toilet, just say it directly." Then while Tan Van was leaning outside the toilet, she heard a somewhat familiar voice. "Junior, remember to go quick and come back quick. Everyone is still waiting for you to return for drinks. Drink as much as those resources. Junior, don't be afraid, haha." She looked up and saw Bei, sure too, making air kiss gestures, saying, "Just one toilet trip and return will surely make President Truong and young Master Quach satisfied." She laughed silently. "Ha, Kui has quite a lot of cuckolds." Bei Sure Air turned around in surprise and asked why she was here. "Why can't I be here? This is clearly your home." She showed her annoyance and got close to say, Ching Wan, you've been invited to shoot for Ching Se. Bei young lady, it'll be released in 2 days. Seems you're a bit late to notice." She pointed at Ching Wan. "What gives you the right to be invited for this shoot? You can go ask Ching Se." Ching Wan, don't think getting this cover means you can beat me. You're just picking up leftovers." I don't want to beat you. You can't beat me anyway. You only get supporting roles while I mostly get lead roles. Then I wish your lead role success." Just then, Shui came out saying, "I'm done washing up, but you all aren't finished yet." Ching Wan turned around and said, "We're done, let's go." Shui responded, yes, let's go, let's go. Then she said mockingly, what's this thing just now? Such a useless person. I thought she had new movies coming. Shui turned to look at Beishir Air and said, in the end, nothing but trash. Hearing this, she was so angry smoke could have come out of her head. Later, the party ended at the club's entrance. Qingwan thought to herself how she should return Sheng Du's umbrella. Suddenly, Shui looked at her phone and said, online they're all saying your eyes are the most beautiful, but I think your profile is the best. Perfect ethereal beauty. Shui asked, did you notice I posted on Weibo? Go ahead and post. Remember to make it look good. Then she posted Qing Wan's profile photo with the title Beauty and Sorrow. Qing Wan. Posted already. Look how beautifully I edited it for you. Suddenly the phone notification rang. Shui exclaimed in surprise. Qing Wan, Shengdu like my Weibo. This also made Qing Wan confused with a question mark above her head. Meanwhile, at another location, in Shengdu's office recording studio, his manager rushed in anxiously asking, what did you just do? Can't you see? So, just now was a ghost who liked it? Do you know Shui? Don't know her. Don't tell me it's because of Qing Wan. I just happened to see it and casually liked it. You treat it like a friend's circle? Liking whatever you want. If the media asks about this, are you going to answer the same way? Shengdu covered both his ears and said, then I just won't answer. Next time remember not to like randomly. I have other matters to discuss with you. The Qing Say magazine interview conflicts with the Music Chamber Conference. What do you think? Interview? I haven't replied to Qing Say yet. Seems like Qing Wan's side has accepted. We're the only ones left. If you don't go, that's fine. I'll decline. Shengdu asked, so, do you want me to go or not? I don't know. You're the boss. Decide yourself. Then thought silently. Let's see if you choose career or beauty. Shengdu said, then postpone the conference. I knew it. Beauty has caught your eye. The next day at Wang Weiyan's office. What's with the like? Online, everyone's guessing Shengdu liked it because of you. What's going on between you two? Then you really think highly of me. I've only met Shengdu a few times. There's nothing between us. I'm just guessing. I still trust you. However, if anything happens, better tell me first, so I can prepare accordingly. Sister Wang placed her hand on a stack of scripts. Your popularity lately isn't bad. Some directors gave me several scripts. Sister Wang Weiyan picked up one and said, this prosperity suits you well. Although it's a supporting role, the character design is clear and you'll have decent screen time. Take a look. Qingwan took the script and smiled. Then I'll go with this one. I always trust Sister Wang's eye. I'll go first. There's an interview later. Sister Wang said, maintain good relations with them. If you end up dating Shengdu, I won't object at all. Qingwan joked playfully, then I'll give it a try. Then at the interview, Thindu's presence caused everyone to buzz with excitement. It's really Thindu in person, the handsome flower boy. I was only 20 centimeters away from him just now. Someone even said he looks better in person than on TV. At this moment, Tomvin also walked in. She looked at the crowd surrounding Thindu in excitement and wondered what was going on. It's too noisy around here. This young master clearly isn't happy. She walked over and sat down next to Thindu. Could you please lower your voices? Then she put a finger to her lips and continued. Girls in front, please be quieter. You're disturbing your flower boy. And it was surprisingly effective. Thindu turned to ask her, what are you doing? Can't you see? I'm helping improve your mood. Your expression just now was too fierce. I was afraid Teacher Thin would lose patience and hit me. Don't worry, I won't hit you. At this time, the interviewer spoke up. Hello everyone, this is the Tonsac Magazine's live stream interview room. Let's warmly welcome our two distinguished guests today, Tan Van and Thindu. Hello everyone. The interview will now officially begin. First question, how did you feel when you first learned who your photo shoot partner would be? Tan Van, please answer first. She smiled gently and said, of course I was surprised and delighted. Teacher Thindu isn't just handsome, he's also very popular. I'm very happy and excited to work with him. The audience commented, haha, President Van is flattering. The flower boy thought to himself, ha, President Van's daughter really knows how to praise people. My beautiful CP with the sweet tongue is real. When it was Thindu's turn to answer, he said, just like Teacher Tan Van said, happy and excited. And then came the second question. Each photo set in the magazine is very special. Which one do you like the most? Thindu first this time. Thindu turned to Tan Van and asked, the veil lifting one? Teacher Thin is talking about the bridal veil photo, right? Yes, I like the bridal veil photo. Damn, Don't tell me lifting the veil means lifting the bridal veil. I get it. Saying bridal veil as just veil. Looks like the flower boy has been yearning for President Van for a long time. Huh. The flower boy being corrected by President Van is so cute. What's with that doting smile? Next came individual interviews. Ton Van, this is your first collaboration with teacher Thin Do during the shoot. Was there any moment when he made your heart race? The live stream viewers commented, MC is so bold. Ask more questions like this. No one can resist our flower boy. I bet President Van will say her heart was racing. Heart racing, heart racing. Of course it was wildly racing. President Van definitely won't say heart racing. If she does, wouldn't that be falling for the MC's trap? After thinking for a moment, Ton Van cheerfully replied, of course my heart was beating. If my heart wasn't beating, wouldn't I be dead already? My President Van is gone. Mom, this woman is seducing me. This enchantress is still that person. The one who stole Ton Van's heart. Wait, the flower boy beside her is laughing wickedly. What does the flower boy's laugh mean? Why so indulgent? The MC covered their mouth while laughing and said, everyone's very enthusiastic, aren't they? Now there's one last off-topic question I'd like to ask teacher Thin Do. Go ahead. Last night you suddenly liked a Weibo post from actress Hope Tuet. May I ask why? Thin Do seemed to be thinking silently. The MC waved their hand saying he didn't have to answer. At this point Thin Do said the reason was, the audience commented, this arrogant guy is annoying. I love how perfect our flower boy is. This answer is perfect. Look how scared the MC is. Flower boy, tone it down a bit. Ha, he's learned. Thin Do's manager was almost crying out loud. What do you want? Want my ass. I see you're the one who wants someone. The MC was thrilled, face beaming and hands making heart signs. This live stream interview ends here. Thank you everyone for watching. Please remember to follow our page. Until we meet again. After the interview ended and everyone had left, someone nervously said, sorry miss, I'm not very skilled. The wire is tangled and I can't get it out. It's okay. I'll find someone to help. Thin Do. The mic wire on my back is tangled and I can't get it out. Could you help me? Let me check. Thin Do looked and said, your hair is tangled in it. Why do you ask so much? Just a few strands. Well then, please help me untangle them. Heartless. Didn't you say it's just a few strands? Even if some are missing, no one would notice. Thin Do used his hands to untangle it slowly and carefully. You say I'm heartless? What do you mean by heartless? It hurts to watch. If teacher Thin Do feels pain, I feel pain too. Not you. At this moment, Haha exclaimed, it's untangled. She turned her head to wait, but suddenly she froze in surprise, because Thin Do had wrapped the wire around her waist. This position made his head rest close to her shoulder. His two hands slowly held the wire, as if embracing her. Okay, I've untangled your hair. Why doesn't it hurt? Haven't pulled it yet. Afraid you'll make a scene? She smiled and said, what if I make a scene and ask for money? I won't give you any. I'm not a fool. Not like the supremely intelligent teacher, Thin Do. You're cursing me as supreme. Ton Van suddenly paused and pointed to the door. I think your manager is waiting for you. At this moment, he put on a polite smile and spoke up. The office meeting is still waiting for you. Thin Do asked, then why didn't you come tell me earlier? Wasn't it because I saw you having a pleasant conversation with the beauty? Finally, on Friday evening at the Kui family mansion, Ton Van's grandmother stroked her cheek and asked, why did you suddenly come here? I told you if you're busy, just take better care of yourself. Just finished work? Yes, I had nothing else to do, so I came here. If you have nothing to do, you should rest at home. Running back and forth will only make you more tired. At this time, Ton Van's first aunt came out. Ton Van's mother also wanted to visit mother. It's good that everyone can gather together for this family party. Ton Van's second aunt. That's right, mother. Last time you said you wanted to find someone good for Ton Van. Now isn't it possible to ask? Grandmother immediately asked Ton Van, did you do a magazine photo shoot with someone named Minak a few days ago? His name is Thin Do. Oh, right. Grandmother thinks that young man looks good, suitable for you. We're just normal colleagues, nothing more. If he doesn't contact you, you can contact him a little. Ton Van froze in embarrassment under the gazes that were staring at her, waiting hopefully for her answer. She stammered, all right, I will. That's good. You've had a long day. Rest first. Come back here later for dinner. Then the aunt and Ton Van both stood up and dispersed to their rooms. After that, Ton Van's father also came in. He sat down and asked, Mother, I heard Ton Van has arrived too. Why shouldn't she come, Mother? Her personality is too arrogant. She doesn't respect elders at all and won't even acknowledge me as her father. Attending family gatherings will only. Grandmother interrupted third brother. Tan Van came to me at age 9. I raised her. What her personality is like is not for someone who only has the title of father to judge. Mother, how can you say that? The year on Nam Phong, Tan Van's mother fell ill. You used work as an excuse to never be home. Turned out you were keeping a mistress outside. As soon as Nam Phong passed away, you brought Lai Hao Kwa's mother and child arrogantly through the door. Doing such things as favoring a concubine and destroying your wife like this. Yet you still have the face to ask Tan Van to acknowledge you as her father. Mother, it's not like what you think. I'm tired. You go downstairs. In Kui Tan Van's room. Ha texted to let her know my knock, just posted a poster. I saw the new poster cover. It's so beautiful. How beautiful. Wait a moment, I'll send it to you right away. Haha sent Thin Du's photo over. Tan Van looked at it for a while and whispered, it really is beautiful. Haha, the poster is super beautiful. Since you participated in the photo shoot, it means I participated too. Hee. I love you, President Van. Tan Van replied, this level of love won't do. But just as she pressed send, she froze. Because this message was mistakenly sent to Thin Du. He was discussing matters with his representative while holding his phone. Tan Van's message, I love you, appeared before his eyes, making him slightly bewildered. Tan Van quickly unsent the previous message. Thin Du said, I already saw it, along with a smiling emoji. Wrong send? Perhaps you meant to send I love you to me? It's not about sending to the wrong person. If not for me, who did you want to send it to? As long as it's not for you, it's fine. Professor Kui is so heartless, not even loving me. Can you stop sending those emojis? Why? You're asking for trouble. Thin Du's representative looked at him and thought. Before, he never checked messages, but now he's chatting away. Still smiling too. Must be possessed. Later at Top Fashion Week, Haha told Tan Van. A month ago, Top Fashion Week sent invitations. Their designer had collaborated with you before. This time they want to invite you to see their new designs. The previous collaboration with them was very pleasant. Miss Kui, this is your seat. She was surprised to see Thin Du already sitting there. Then she sat down beside him and asked, You're here for the show too? Thin Du recalled his representative saying, Top Fashion Week invited you to watch the show tomorrow. Will you go? I heard Tan Van will be there too. I'll go. Now Thin Du answered her earlier question. Chi-Vin forced me to come. He was clearly lying without blinking. She sat beside him, her shoulders slightly touching his. Thin Du asked, What are you touching? Professor Thin Du is too dazzling. You're attracting others' attention. Haha leaned forward from the back seat saying, Vencio, look at this. Ultimate Escape has announced their guest list. Burning Passion, Brave Innovation. A magical adventure journey is about to begin. The brave and clever escapees. Lam Lo, Lu Trake, Tan Tan, Hoke Tuet, Kui Tan Van, and the most important guest, Thin Du. Is everyone ready to depart? Haha said, Van CEO, with Trake as a guest, will there be another scandal like last time? She thought to herself, really can't escape his entanglement? Thin Du asked, Trake, why do you care? I don't have to care. Logically speaking, he was your rumored boyfriend before. Professor Thin is overthinking. I don't have time to think about people I barely know. I thought Miss Kui liked that type. I don't. On the contrary, under Professor Thin's Weibo, fans' comments are all about wanting to marry you. Seems like there are many candidates for the girlfriend position. Wonder what type you like. What type does Miss Kui think I like? She laughed awkwardly, thinking, how would I know? I'm not the worm in your belly. At this moment, the MC spoke. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone who has taken time from their busy schedules to attend our Top Fashion Week show. Taking the opportunity, Tan Van quickly changed the subject. Let's watch the show first. Professor Kui can think about it slowly. On stage, everyone began their fiery performance. Tan Van sat curled up, muttering, The air conditioning here is set too low. Understanding. Thin Du turned and asked, A bit cold? Knowing it's cold, yet dressed like this. I'm a celebrity. Should I wear a down jacket here? Thin Du slowly took off his coat, then reached around and draped it over her. He didn't forget to tease. Remember to return it. It's very expensive. She turned and smiled, saying softly, Thank you. Today's Top Fashion Week show has come to an end. Please exit following our staff's guidance. Tan Van then said, Thanks for the coat, and handed it back to Thin Du. He grabbed her hand and pulled her back, saying, Wait. She lost her balance and fell straight into into Thin Do, creating a very romantic situation. She nervously asked, "What's wrong?" Thin Do's heart was pounding so hard it felt like it would jump out, leaving him frozen. Ton Van Tam said they almost bumped into each other. Haha also ran to President Van's side. She turned around, waved her hand, and said, "Teacher Thin, see you later." President Van, Ms. Vong, just received a notification. Today we have to take the night flight. The luggage and food are already prepared in the trunk. Suddenly both of them were stopped. Before Haha could ask who they were, one of them had already restrained her, covering Ton Van's mouth. And before she could panic, another person locked her firmly from behind. Then they used a blindfold to cover her eyes. Then they put her in the car saying, "Miss, please stay still." Not knowing where they took her, when she opened her eyes, she saw cameras. In front of her was a laptop displaying the text, "Welcome to the most extreme world." She thought for a moment and vaguely remembered. Could this be the set of the Extreme Escape game show? "Are you sure you want to start the world?" She thought for a moment and clicked confirm. Confirmation successful. The screen displayed survive. Before she could catch up with what was happening, there was a knock on the car door. A maid opened the door, bowed, and called, "Miss Relax." Ton Van pointed at herself and asked, "You're calling me?" "Yes, Miss Relax." "Oh my, what are you wearing? How strange." "Miss, you cannot dress like this to meet the Duke." "Cindy, help me change your clothes." Ton Van thought about the Duke. The story's setting must be medieval nobility. On the third floor. "Miss Relax. The Duke will return soon. Please change quickly. The Duke is still angry with you about this morning." "Angry? Why is the Duke angry?" "This morning you again violated the Duke's orders by escaping from the castle. After the Duke learned about it, he sent people to bring you back. You've tried to escape 5 or 7 times already." The Duke was very angry. "If he hadn't imprisoned me, I wouldn't have tried to escape." "Miss, it's very dangerous outside lately. More than 3 murder cases of young women have been discovered. That day was also because he was worried about your safety." "Does this Duke like me?" "Of course the Duke likes you. If he didn't like you, he wouldn't have specially prepared today's feast. So, miss, please don't resent the Duke for forcibly bringing you back anymore." Ton Van smiled secretly. Forcibly brought back. This is a story of 4 sugar dating. After walking for a while, she discovered a drawing on her hand. So she asked, "What's this?" "I don't know either. You've always had that." Could it be that the scriptwriting team did this while she was in the car? Duke Samurain. He slowly approached. "My love, did you have fun outside?" "My love." She bowed to greet the Duke. Then he said, "Miss Relax. This morning you sneaked out again." She was confused, thinking to herself, has the acting started? Then she played along. "I'm alone here. I don't want to be forever imprisoned by you. My love, you'd better obey and not run around. Otherwise, I'll break your legs." She frowned, thinking, what kind of character setting is this? At the Extreme Escape live streaming room. Damn, my love. My knock has changed. How could he call someone else my love? Ha, break legs. My knock must have gotten the forced love script. Batong and Little Kyo, this setting is too good. The scriptwriting team really knows how to play. I can't hold back anymore. I want to see what happens next. At this moment, the maid said, "Miss Relax. The Duke is doing this for your own good. It's really too dangerous outside. Because of the massacre cases outside. The murdered young women were all around your age. They were alive. They were drained of blood until death, and the killer hasn't been found yet. All the young ladies inside and outside the city are so scared they don't dare to go out. You should listen to the Duke and stay safely in the castle." At this moment, Lam Lo Lu arrived at the Sackler Star Mansion. He greeted the noble Lord Samurain and the beautiful Miss Relax. "What is your status?" "I am the Duke's servant. Count Samurain David and Miss Austin have arrived at the banquet hall. Please, my lord and Miss Greens, let us proceed there." The Duke held out his arm waiting, but Relax didn't understand his intention. "Aren't you going to take my arm?" She thought to herself that this guy was really something. She eventually took his arm and said, "Let's go, my Duke. Our 2 honorable guests, Duke Samurain and our Miss Relax, have arrived. Queen Consort Huishue Austin." She bowed her head to greet Lord Samurain. "You evil commoner who keeps clinging to my samurai. Why haven't you greeted me yet?" "Oh, I didn't expect my role to be Cinderella." "Greetings to the beautiful Miss Austin." "Miss Relax, I am Count David, the brother of Miss Austin here." "Relax, I warn you, Lord Samurai is mine. Don't try to steal him from me anymore." She pushed the Duke towards her and said, "Here, take him. I absolutely won't cling to him anymore." Huishue told Qingwan, "How could you not follow the script like that? I wanted to act more. I also wanted to see what happens next." Both said in unison, "What's so interesting about watching a servant like you? Quickly continue following the script. Is everyone gathered now?" Sheng Yu interrupted. It seems we're missing someone. Tija isn't here. Qingwan wondered why he noticed that. Suddenly, the clock bells rang dong-dong. Sheng Yu patted her head, saying, "Don't be afraid. It's just the bells." Then seeing her ears turn red, he laughed. Making her uncomfortable, she showed a fierce expression. Lam Lo Lu also teased by pretending to cower. "What's wrong with this clock?" Hu Shui also held Lo Lu's arm. "What are you afraid of?" "I'm not afraid." Seeing them teasing her and Qingwan, Sheng Yu returned to the script, coldly calling the butler. Lo Lu also followed suit. "Honored guests, the banquet shall begin. Please come this way. Let's start the meal," Hu Shui said to Qingwan. The scriptwriters really put in effort. Until now, I still don't know what game they're playing. Besides the character introduction cards, there were no other hints. "Don't you have a character card?" Qingwan said, "I was brought directly here by the live program, then survived. And my script is very simple, just to attend the banquet." "Could it be you have some hidden script?" "Must be so," Hu Shui exclaimed, and turned to ask Sheng Yu. "My duke, what's your script?" "Romance." The answer shocked her sister so much she almost dropped her glass and coughed. Hu Shui asked, "You're romancing? Didn't you ask about the script?" Lo Lu sighed in relief. "You scared me to death. I thought Mr. Shang was serious." Hu Shui laughed secretly. Whether these words are true or false, only those involved would know. "Duke Shamuan, there's a noble guest who has passed by outside wanting to enter for rest and a drink." Tija had arrived. The Duke said ignore it and sent him away. "Ha ha, pity the servant." In his heart, the servant cursed. Can we follow the script? Could the person about to appear be Tija? Damn, I suddenly remembered Qingwan and Tija once had a scandal. I suddenly had a bold guess. Could it be Mei Yu deliberately not letting Tija in? At this moment, the maid said, "Duke, should we invite that noble guest in? If you don't agree, I'll just keep asking." The Duke, because of an unfortunate meat-cutting knife, said to let him in. Later, Tija entered. "Honored lords and ladies, I apologize for arriving late. I'm very sorry for disturbing your meal." The Duke said, "You know you're disturbing yet still come in. Sit down." "Yes, Duke," Tija whispered. "This guy really holds a grudge." Suddenly, everyone screamed. "What's happening? Why did the power suddenly go out? What is the production team up to now?" "Servants, quickly light the candles." Seeing Qingwan's hands trembling, Sheng Yu grabbed them. She turned in surprise, and in the dim flickering light, she smiled with relief. It was Sheng Yu. Very quickly, the lights came back on, making her shield her eyes from the sudden brightness. Sheng Yu also let go of her hand. She turned to look at Sheng Yu in surprise. Then he asked, "Do you want to hold hands again?" She coughed awkwardly, not knowing how to respond due to embarrassment. Hu Shui asked, "Did you all hear that? What was that sound just now?" "The sound of doors closing. We might be locked in here." "You're joking?" "Let me check." "I'll go too, Miss Relax. Please remain seated quietly. Just wait for him to return." She asked suspiciously, "Is this in the script?" "My Duke, this is not good. We can't open the doors, and even the servants have disappeared." Hu Shui asked Qingwan, "How did you know we would be locked in? Isn't this the typical plot of thriller mysteries? How can there be murder without being locked in a sealed room?" All eyes turned to her, and she said, "Don't tell me you're suspecting me." "Relax. Is it because you want Lord Samurai all to yourself that you arranged this?" "Miss Austen, it seems I don't need to do anything. Lord Samurai himself has already made his judgment." "Lord Samurai, how can you let this ugly woman bewitch you like this?" "Well, I belong to her. Oh, we're redundant in this show. Everything was fine until we got fed dog food. Now the door is locked. I tried earlier, but couldn't open it. Lord Samurai, what should we do now?" "Rest first." "Yes, honorable guests, please follow me. Lord Samurai has prepared rooms already. This place feels a bit creepy. Don't tell me the writers want to create a real murder case. If they want to kill someone, only as 2 women are here. Don't worry, I also have a 50% chance. No one comforts like you do. Should I feel honored or worried? Maybe half and half. Miss Relax, don't trust anyone. Take care of yourself. If anything happens, come find me. Does anyone include you too? I was chosen as your #1 secret admirer. The flower messenger must be trustworthy. Miss Austen, this is your room. Count David, Mr. Fred, your rooms are the 2 at the end of the hallway. Why is Austen so far from us? The empty rooms in between haven't been cleaned yet after previous guests. They're not suitable for guests. Qingwan thought Hu Shui was completely isolated, alone in one room. If anything happened, probably no one would know. Hu Shui snapped. "Why am I alone here?" "Relax, where's your room?" The one at the start of the third floor. It's cramped. I want to switch with you. From behind, Shengyu spoke up. No switching. If you don't like it, don't sleep. Fine, I'll stay here then. Qingwan asked Shengyu, where's the Duke's room? Shengyu stopped and said, here. You're right next to me? Yes, although. Shengyu leaned in close and said, if you want to share a bed with me, that's not impossible. Qingwan pushed him away, saying, I don't think so. My Duke should sleep alone. I'm going to bed first. Good night. Qingwan entered her room and closed the door, and the hallway became frighteningly dark. The camera shows on TV, recording bloody feathers falling down. People watching the program discuss, among themselves, the case of murdered young women. Could the Duke be the killer? To be honest, I think there's something wrong with my knock. I agree with the above. My knock, what are you hiding? All the young women died from having their blood completely drained. Why does this feel like a vampire case? Oh, vampires, I like that. I want to see my knock dress up as a vampire. In the room right now, Tan Van thinks it's bedtime already, but she still has many unanswered questions. Seems like I've discovered some secret. The scriptwriting team's camera placement is too obvious. Remember to improve it next time. She takes out the bamboo piece and watches the screen. Someone was murdered. This tattoo looks exactly like the one on my arm. Then she discovers a pitiful card. She wonders who, when suddenly there's a knock on the door. Miss Green Lux, I've come to bring you tea. This is specially prepared tea from Duke Samurai for you. She takes the blood-colored cup of tea and smells it. Miss Relax, this is the tea you drink every night. Duke Samurai personally brews it. Every night I drink it. Yes, every night before bed, you drink it. Duke Samurai says it helps with sleep. Could you ask the Duke for me what are the ingredients in this tea? Why do I smell blood? Sister Van, you smell it too, right? I also smell blood. Aren't you the Duke's attendant? How come you don't know? This wasn't in my script at all. Usually, it's the servants who bring it to you. This time Thin told me to bring it to you. When she heard Thin Do delivered it, she thought for a moment. Sister Van, my script part is finished. Cough, cough, Miss Relax. Remember to drink it. I'll take my leave. She puts it on the table, thinking this cup of tea is strange. No, I must go find Thin Do and ask about the script. So she goes to Thin Do's door. Fortunately, Thin Do is right next door. She knocks for a while and gets a response. But not from inside the room, rather from behind her in the hallway. Who's my love wanted to try having their legs broken? Thin Do's blood-covered hand lifts her hair. Why didn't you obey? The audience watching the program discusses again. My knock. I obey, I really obey. Kut kut kut. I'm willing to have my legs cut. Come here, you can cut my whole body. This handsome man is making me explode. Jump into my arms and I'll break your legs. I think I see wings in my knock shadow on the ground. Mom, what kind of fairy game show is this? The effects are too amazing. Van, hurry and come to your senses. My knock's hands are bloody. He's killed someone. She looks at Thin Do's bloody hands and says, Lord Samurai, you're injured. No, I killed someone. She laughs through tears, thinking what a waste that I was going to give you a way out. Then says, what are you joking about? How could you kill someone? Thin Do raises his bloody hand. His other hand in his pocket takes out a handkerchief to wipe the blood. She reaches out to take it. Let me. And so, she slowly wipes the blood from his hand without any fear, even intentionally moves closer with a smile, making him bewildered. He holds Tan Van's hand. She asks what's wrong. Want to stay here? Standing seems tiring. Sit down. All right then, let's go back to the room. Why go back to the room? How can you sleep if not in the room? She wonders why these words feel problematic. She says then, good night. See you tomorrow, Miss Relax. Did you forget something? Did I forget something? Iron Man? Forgot to say goodnight, huh? At this, he comes to his senses and coughs. Good night? Good night. I think I just said that earlier. I didn't hear it. All right then, good night again, Lord Samurai. Then Tonvin goes into her room and closes the door. Thin Do thinks to himself that he actually felt nervous. In front of a screen showing the scene of the two people just now, they excitedly exclaim, "Oh, something's happening." Thin Do, as if knowing beforehand, looks straight into the camera coldly and says, "Delete it," making all three people jump. Director, do we really have to delete it? Thin Do's expression is really scary. Delete it and keep your mouth shut. Meanwhile, Ton Van keeps tossing and turning because of Thin Do's unfinished sentence earlier. Good night dash. Could it be good night? Kiss? She stays silent for a moment, then pulls her hair. Am I going crazy? Early next morning. I don't think I saw this book yesterday. It's that diary again. Suddenly a voice rings out. Miss Relax, something terrible has happened. Something's happened. Miss Austen is dead. She widens her eyes and says, what? Blood on the bed sheets. Very little. Someone has taken her blood. You're joking? Could it be the killer who murdered those young women outside the city? The killer is among us. But why does he need to take the blood of young women? Miss Relax, what are you holding? Oh, I found this in the room. Countess from far away wants to be with her lover. There's an ancient legend that says drinking the fresh blood of pure, beautiful young women can keep one eternally young. Therefore, the Countess ordered people to drain blood from the maids in the house. She drank it daily, and her beauty never faded, even becoming immortal. Could the team Miss Greenlee had last night be? From what I know, this story is about the medieval legend of Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary, the Countess who killed countless young women in legend. Miss Relax. Don't tell me you don't know. I don't remember. Don't remember. You don't have a character card. Don't have. Not Miss Relax. The information I received is that someone wants to kill her. Oh, I don't know. According to Count David's words, Miss Relax will be killed today. The Duke steps forward to shield her. No, no one can kill her. How can Lord Samurai be so sure? This is a divine prophecy. I don't believe in gods. If you don't believe in gods, then do you believe in demons? Now what's important is if Miss Greenlee isn't the killer, doesn't that mean the killer is among us four? But that's not right either. Doesn't the Countess want to stay young forever? If the information I received is true, there's only one possibility. Among us, someone killed my sister Austen to help another lady achieve immortality. Miss Greenlee could also be the killer, but she says she doesn't remember. If she wasn't the killer last night, then someone committed the crime for her. And that person is, yes, I killed. Do you have evidence? Everyone looks at the Duke and says in unison how arrogant. Later on the third floor of the castle, in Samurai's room, they said we need to search Lord Samurai's room for evidence. But it's been so long, and we haven't found anything. Tonvan holds his arm and asks, Lord Samurai, aren't you afraid? I'm scared. Of course not. Didn't they say I would be killed? No, they can't kill you. She looks at him and thinks to herself, he's so confident. Found anything? Not yet. Surely Lord Samurai is being falsely accused. He couldn't possibly do something like killing Miss Austen. We couldn't find anything in this room. But Lord Samurai, why did you admit to killing earlier? If you're so convinced it's me, would you believe my explanation? Everyone froze for 3 seconds. What should we do now? We can't leave the castle, and we can't find the killer. Let's go downstairs first. We'll continue our discussion on the first floor. Relax, miss. Don't worry. I will definitely protect you. Thank you, Count David. It's my honor. I'll go change now, if that's all right. I accidentally stained the corner of my dress during dinner earlier. I'll come over in a bit. She held the note in her hand, wondering why Chinjin had to give her this. Beware of Fred. Fred is Tuesday's character. Why did Chinjin write that? Has he discovered something? Suddenly, she heard a noise and rushed away. What happened? Outside, everyone stood before a pool of blood. She asked what happened. David informed that Shackler was dead, gone right after entering the forest. The Duke said we were preparing to go downstairs. Shackler was leading the way in front when he was suddenly swallowed by a formation. Why is there a formation? This is the Angel's 5 elements formation. Hearing this, everyone glanced at her. It wasn't me. Besides, angels don't necessarily have to be female. The Duke said it's not her among the 3 of us. She said, weren't they always choosing young girls to kill before? But why kill Shackler? The killer isn't the same person. Why do you say that? Never heard that angels judge all sinful beings? She froze, thinking about angels judging all sins. Fred said, Miss Relax, we'll go check if there are any more clues. If the criminal is among us, please stay in your room and protect yourself well. She heard this and said, In her room now. She took out the mirror from the bathroom. You people are quite straightforward. This oil painting has a note, all predicting that I would eventually die by the angel's sword. As if knowing beforehand, she turned and said to Chinjin, isn't that right, Angel? No, on the contrary, you hit it very well. He asked where did I go wrong? She held up the small note he gave earlier. This was a bit redundant. At first I did suspect Tuesday, but he was too obvious, which made me feel something was off. Then you gave me this note trying to hint too clearly. Instead, it made people suspect you. So I overdid it. No, more importantly, it was your formation just now. The angel's formation. I knew before that the position of the formation caster must form 3 angles with the formation to be effective. And your position was exactly like that. However, I'm curious about something else. Fred Tuesday, what's his identity? My servant. No wonder since entering he's been targeting me and Shung Yu, always hinting at our identities. though it actually helped me understand some things. For example, the centuries-old legend, Bloody Mary. The one who drinks maiden's blood for immortality is me. The one who sinned for hundreds of years is me. So you used this pitiful oil painting to remind me. That's right, but since entering this castle, I haven't killed anyone anymore. But I need blood to maintain my youth. Someone has been secretly killing and collecting maiden's blood for me. About who this person is, the countess from afar who wants to be with her loved one. Loved one? The loved one here is Samurai Shingyu, right? But why did he have to do that, kill people, and collect blood for me? Because Miss Shungyu's identity is the demon Sidon, a demon who fell in love with a human, willing to be her slave. But I remember demons don't have hearts. Demon Seaton has no heart, but he is love. He voluntarily killed people for you. At the same time, he erased your memories so you could live carefree without worries, like a happy golden bird. But I don't remember anymore. What about you? Why did you have to kill Shackler? No, the one I wanted to kill was Shungyu, but he discovered it, so he wants me to go kill him. What you're holding in your hand is death. You can choose one of two survivors. Kill Shungyu, and you'll live on, leave here. If not, you'll be the one who dies. Is this the judgment of you angels? Both can't live. Either he arranges it a bit, or you can only choose one. She asked if Shungyu knew he came to see me. He knows, but he has no right to stop me. He's waiting for the answer. Oh, what did he choose? Facing two cards, survival and death. Qingwan picked one card, said I've chosen. What did Wan choose? I randomly guessed that Qingwan chose survival. The other one must be different. One wouldn't be that kind of person, right? I cast a death vote. I think one wouldn't have the heart to let Xingyu die. I don't want to die, nor Xingyu to die. Production team, let me sacrifice myself. Why can't both live? What is the production team doing? At this moment, the door opened. Hello, Demon Sidon. Have you chosen? She asked us if your choice matches mine. The Duke extended his hand, saying, let's go. She asked surprisingly where to. Home. Let's go home. Both hand in hand walked to the door when she stopped. Why aren't you going anymore? I've reached the door. She slipped the card into the Duke's hand, saying this is for you. Then the door closed. Xingyu opened it to see the survival card. He survives, death takes me. Lord Seaton, humans are foolish creatures. Just reach out your hand, and you can grasp their hearts. Lord Seaton, this cunning woman desires to drink young girls' blood for immortality. She's bullying you. Lord Seaton, that foolish human woman. Her name is Relax. The first human woman remembered by a demon. Also the last one. Lord Sidon, please don't be moved. Demon Sidon is heartless, emotionless, will never love anyone. But meeting her, Sidon was immersed in the love of foolish humans. He descended to Earth to be a companion beside that girl. But she forgot, lost her memories, stayed by his side like a normal girl. 1 year to 100 years to preserve the girl's beauty. Demon Seaton killed for blood. Sins piled up. Lord Seaton, the angels have discovered you killing people. You've crossed too many boundaries for her. But angels judge all sins. The girl can't escape. Seaton went to negotiate trading his life for hers. But the woman chose to let him live, leaving blood all over the ground. Lord Seaton, do you have tears? Without a heart, I'm already dead. The director's voice rang out. Xingyu looked at Qingwan with a dejected face. She thought to herself, indeed he's angry. Better I go first. As she walked away, Xingyu asked, where are you going? Oh, the makeup room downstairs. Then let's go together. Why are you coming? My shoes are dirty. They owe me an explanation. This is really serious. Please be less angry. Too late. This anger can't be dissolved. Then fine, keep being angry. He said Teacher Chiu is really evil. Why wasn't Teacher Xing surprised that I trolled with death? Because of the noble qualities of the Chinese people. What sacrifice for others? Then why didn't you choose to let me die back then? Teacher Chiu, guess what? It's also sacrifice for others. Do you think I'm that kind of person? Why? Shengyu quickly stepped forward, turned to face her, and reached out his hand. She also extended her hand for him to hold. Shengyu kissed it and said, because I love you. For you, Miss Relax, Sai Tan is willing to sacrifice his life. So if you could choose, what would you choose? I'm willing to die. Why? Because it's you. At the makeup room, Huishui dejectedly said, I never expected to be the first one eliminated. She was really cruel. So how did he kill you last night? How else could he kill me? He just came over and said, I'm going to kill you now. Not even afraid I'd run out and tell others. He probably wasn't afraid at all. That's why I didn't dare resist. I could only obediently accept death. Sheng Yu is really cruel, though he never looked like a good person anyway. Qingwan defended him, saying, "What are you thinking? I think he seems like a very good person. We're different then. I'm not like Qingwan as you are." She thought to herself that Sheng Yu only treats Qingwan differently. Hua Shui turned and said, "So tell me, why did you choose to die in the end?" Qingwan was stunned then. Hua Shui continued, "No need to say it's for the show's effect. I'm not an outsider. How did you know I was going to say that? After all, I'm an actress too. This was your own choice. There was no script." Qingwan said there's no special reason. Just didn't want him to die. Even knowing it's just a show, I couldn't bear it. 3 days later at the Splendor film set, "Are you a wooden block? Why don't you show any expression? I've said many times already, you must endure. Endure." The one being scolded was Bei Shi. Qingwan plays the supporting female role in Splendor Dao Yin. She looked at Shi Tu and thought to herself, that Gui Xia actually spent money to put her in here. Really, Sister One? Have you chosen which script you want to act? Lam Yuha entered the industry from Bad Boy, the male supporting role in Splendor Thursday Back. He said it's still the nightclub scene. "I can't get into character. This part is quite difficult. Want to practice from the beginning?" "Yeah, I just want to try to find the feeling." She suddenly heard people discussing. Really? Really nearby? It's even trending on Hot Search already. Must be fake, right? Heard the fans went crazy. Qingwan asked what happened. "Why so noisy?" "I think I know what it is. Teacher Sheng Yu has a schedule nearby. He got surrounded by fans. It's even trending on Hot Search now, sister. You can check." She looked and asked surprisingly, "What's this?" At this moment, Xia called. "One CEO, please come to the break room quickly. It's urgent, one CEO. You'll know when you come." "So sorry. I have something now, so I probably can't practice acting temporarily." "It's okay, sister. You go ahead first." "So what happened after that? Why did you frantically call me over?" "One CEO, let's go in first." She opened the door and found Sheng Yu sitting inside waving hello. Before she could wonder, Xia urged, "One CEO, quick, come in quick. Someone's coming." As she stepped in, the door immediately closed. Her skirt unfortunately got caught in the door. As she walked, she was pulled back and lurched forward. Sheng Yu rushed over like lightning to catch her. After she came to her senses, Sheng Yu teased, "What are you doing? Hugging me as soon as you arrive?" Qingwan said embarrassedly it wasn't intentional. "Teacher Gui and I sure have a lot of unintentional moments." "Then it must mean I have fate with Teacher Sheng." "How is it not fate when we can meet across thousands of miles?" Qingwan smiled brightly. "So we've met now?" "Yes, we've met now." "So, why did you appear here?" Sheng Yu pointed at Xia, saying, "I was picked up by your little assistant." Haha explained that she saw my knock schedule on Headshot nearby, so she thought about going to check it out. Remembering earlier when she was squeezed in the crowd cheering, "My knock is here," and "My knock, I love you," but she couldn't see my knock anywhere. At that moment, when she looked over, she saw someone wearing a mask leaving alone. Ha had to call out Kui Tan Van loudly to get attention. As soon as Thin Du heard it, he paused and glanced at Haha. That's exactly what happened. Tan Van asked why she was blocked on the way. Thin Du briefly replied that the schedule was leaked. "Does Duong Chi Van know you're here? Are you trying to chase me away?" "No, just worried that Teacher Thin forgot to tell him," making the manager worried. Haha interrupted. "Van President, it's noon already. Do you need me to get lunch boxes?" Tan Van turned to ask Thin Du, "Have you had lunch?" "No." "Then let's eat together." Haha, get one more box. Haha immediately left. "Yes, President Van." Very soon after, Haha brought 2 lunch boxes and placed them in front of the 2 people. "Sorry, President Van. I forgot you don't eat herbs." "It's okay, just go ahead and eat." Hearing this, Thin Du said nothing, but quickly picked out all the herbs from the lunchbox. Seeing this, Tan Van asked, "What are you doing?" After finishing, he told her, "Eat now. Didn't you say you don't eat herbs?" They're all picked out now. Tan Van happily took the lunchbox and said, "Thank you for your trouble, Teacher Thin. So much trouble picking them out. My eyes are going blind." "No one asked you to pick them out." "No, I had to. I'd be heartbroken if our dear teacher, Kui, didn't get proper nutrition." This flirtatious comment from Thin Du left Tan Van stunned for a moment, and as for Haha, needless to say, she dropped her chopsticks as soon as she heard it. Thin Du quickly explained that it's because he's her fan. Tan Van also quickly changed the subject. "Aren't you leaving this afternoon?" "I have to film. Probably won't be able to sit with you." "Not leaving. I want to observe and learn some acting from Teacher Kui this afternoon." "All right then." At the Manhwa film set, Tan Van, playing the role of Ngugan, was pensively looking at a wine glass when the server said, "Miss Ngugan, you should drink less. You still have to go on stage later." "What will we do if you get drunk?" At this moment, someone approached and said, "If she gets drunk, I'll take care of her." "Miss Ngugan, would you mind having a drink with me?" I noticed when young Master Thursday will leave. Of course, a gentleman doesn't force others. Young Master Thursday, all kinds of people come here, but except for gentlemen. So what kind of person is Miss Ngagon? What does young Master Thursday think? Young Master Thursday moved closer and said, I think you're a beauty. Thin Do, watching from outside, uncomfortably asked, what scene is this? Haha answered, in this movie President Van plays a singer. This is an intimate scene. Thin Do's eyes immediately darkened. An intimate scene. Haha. Looking at Thin Do's expression, thought to herself, President Van is in trouble. At this moment, Duong Chi even called Thin Do saying, young Master Thin, where are you? The film set is so big. How can I find you? I'm at the parking lot. Come here yourself. After hanging up, Thin Do turned to ask Haha where the parking lot was. I know. I can take you there. At this moment, Boy T2 and her assistant walked in. Sister 2, you should work properly. Kuitan Van is here too. It wouldn't be good if anything happens. Why should I yield to her? It's not yielding, it's self-control. Just then, Thin Do happened to walk past her. She turned back and called out, wait, are you Kuitan Van's assistant? Thin Do briefly replied, yes. Haha quickly ran up to intervene. Miss Boy, do you have business with our assistant? Nothing, just noticed his strange attire. I thought the young miss brought someone here. You misunderstood, he's our assistant. He's just wearing a mask because he has a slight cold. Miss Bay, we're in a hurry. Sorry, we need to go first. She watched them leave and thought, something's not right. I've never seen him around Qing Wanyan before. Check later when that person came here and what relationship he has with Qing Wanyan. Alright, now in the car about you trending on Hot Search this afternoon, the office has already issued a response statement. They've made their position very clear. Hope the fans will rationally support their idol and not be extreme. Are you even listening to me? What does that have to do with me? At least you should respond to me somehow. How can you let me monologue like this? It's awkward. Then don't talk. Shengyu, what's wrong with you today? You've been talking strangely. You've had a cold face ever since leaving the set. It must have something to do with Qing Wanyan. What else could it be? I've heard about it. In this film, Qing Wanyan has intimate scenes and quite a few of them. Suddenly Tang Jiwen covered his nose and said, who's giving off this sour smell? It's really strong. Listen, next time watch your eyes a bit. If you don't want Qing Wanyan to discover your feelings. What feelings do I have for her? Hey young master, stop pretending. Every time you see her, it's like the word like is written all over your face. It gives me goosebumps just watching. How hasn't Qing Wanyan discovered your feelings yet? Right, even I've noticed it. Why hasn't she noticed yet? At the end of filming on set, after finishing her role, Wanyan asked, has Xingyu left? Yeah. Megaway's manager came to pick him up. Also, earlier Mr. Rin called. Since you were busy, I answered first. Rin Wangzhou, what did he want with me? Did he say? He just said to meet him at the parking lot after you finish filming. He's waiting there for you. I understand. Half an hour later, in a private dining room, an awkward atmosphere filled with embarrassment. Wanyan pinched Rin Wangzhou and whispered, didn't you say we were just having dinner? Why is this a blind date? Help me out, I don't want to be forced into marriage. Awan, why did you come? Grandfather, didn't you always say you missed Awan? Today I specially brought someone to meet you. Wanyan thought to herself, haha, I'm not going to play along with you. Wanyan stood up and said, Grandfather, I have some matters to attend to. I'll visit you another day. Immediately pulled down by Ren Wangzhou. No need for another day. Let's do it today, this guy. It's all right, Mr. Ren. Hello, Miss Qing. I'm Su Yin. Hello, Miss Su. The relationship between Miss Qing and Mr. Ren seems really good. We're already discussing marriage. Miss Su, what do you think about our relationship? Ren Wangzhou, if you don't know how to talk, just eat quietly. All right, I'll eat. At this moment, her phone notified a message. It was Shengyu asking if filming was done. She replied, filming's done, but I have something else. What thing? On a blind date. Immediately Shengyu called Wanyan. Excuse me, I need to take this call. As soon as she answered, Shengyu asked, a blind date? Aren't you just being Ren Wangzhou's shield? Pass on a message to him for me. Wanyan asked confusedly. What message? Tell them to stay away from you a bit. Teacher Sheng, do you need to be so serious? Serious enough that I already have my car keys in hand and was about to come find you. Then Teacher Sheng can put the car keys down now. Just as he said that, Ren Wangzhou spoke from behind. Awan, we need to go now. Koff will hang up first. Remember to tell him to stay away from you a bit. What's so serious about it? Tan Van turned and asked why he deliberately called her. Yet you're angry about this. I thought you were blaming me for interrupting your conversation with your lover. No, you're not wrong. You did interrupt. What did you just say? Exactly what you're thinking. Nam Vong Chao broke into a sweat wondering what's going on. Those two were now a couple. The next day at the Fan Hoa film set. Thank you. Professor Kui. Thank you, Professor Kui. What? Thank you, Professor Kui. Thank you, Professor Kui, for inviting. While Tan Van was confused about what was happening, Haha ran over calling Van CEO. Van CEO, this is for you. What's going on? Minok used your name to invite everyone in the film crew for bubble tea. He's still in the waiting room waiting for you. What romantic nonsense are you talking about? I thought Professor Kui wasn't coming. Why did you come here? Visiting the set and conveniently pursuing someone. Tan Van moved closer and said, Professor Thin likes someone already? Yes, very close by. So how does Professor Thin plan to pursue? Giving bubble tea and visiting the set every day. Oh, planning to use the gentle and attentive approach? It's a temporary solution. Afraid she might get scared and run away. So that's it. Wonder which beauty Professor Thin is pursuing. Well, coincidentally, you know her. Tan Van was still confused, not knowing who it was. Then Thin Du leaned close to her ear and said, A Van. I want to pursue a Van. Tan Van smiled secretly. Seems he's still mindful of how Nam Vong Chow addressed her last night. Such pettiness. A Van says you should pursue slowly. Professor Kui is so mean. Then do you want me to give up? Give up on me, Thin Du? That word doesn't exist in my life. Then I look forward to Professor Thin's performance. Now I have to go film your words. Thin Du interrupted. I want to come along. Don't you have a schedule? No, I'm following because I'm afraid our van might get snatched away by someone else. At this moment, Boy T2 saw them walking together and asked, Miss Kui, is that masked person behind you your assistant? An intern sent by the company to follow me these days. If you hadn't said it was your assistant, I would have thought it was some friend of yours who didn't want to show their face. Miss Boy should focus on studying her own acting. No need to waste energy on other matters. Kui Tan Van, you're being too bold. That could lead to trouble. Always meddling in others' business. Boy T2 should mind her own business. Can't she? So many petty tricks. Really don't understand how her sponsor saw anything in her. What sponsor? Originally, those people were looking for our van CEO. If it weren't for our van CEO refusing them to death, Boy T2 wouldn't have had a chance. I really appreciate your explanation. Refusing to death, Professor Kui has an appointment with the sponsor. Don't listen to her random talk. It's not that exaggerated. Now Boy T2 has backing too. What should we do if she tries to suppress Van CEO? What else can we do? I'm just an ordinary, unknown actress. Thin Du paid attention and said, Need backing? Want some? Tom Van asked back. Want what? Want me to be your backing? I'm right here. What do you mean, Professor Thin? I mean to be your support. Haha standing behind quickly said, I agree with both hands. Minok said, Our Van CEO will trouble you to take care of her. No trouble at all. At the set's rest area, Thin Du looked at the script and asked, Still filming intimate scenes this time? Dan Feng wondered, How do you know? At this moment, Lam Duha approached and interrupted their conversation. Tan Van looked at Lam Duha and asked about coming for rehearsal. The director told me to come and practice lines with you first. I just received bubble tea earlier. It was very delicious. Cough, no need to be polite. It's fine if you like it. Tan Van thought to herself, did he really treat the whole crew to bubble tea? Duong Chi Van texted Thin Du again. Are you still at the studio? We need to study later. It won't work without you. Thin Du replied briefly, not coming back. You're at the studio every day for Kui Tan Van, but she needs to film too. Stop bothering her. Thin Du glanced at Tan Van. Seeing them filming intimate scenes, he couldn't stand it and texted back. I'll be back later. What's wrong? Really afraid of disturbing their filming? Thin Du looked at Lam Duha and thought, I'm afraid he can't handle filming. He stood up and said, I'm leaving first. Sorry, I have something to do. I'll continue when I come back later. It's okay, Sister Van. If you're busy, then go ahead. I'll reflect on my own. I have something to deliver. Aren't you just rushing to chase me away? I'm not afraid that you're unhappy. That's all. Tan Van thought to herself. The rehearsal atmosphere was so cold earlier. This young master is clearly unhappy. It's late, and I'm about to get angry. That's why I really want to leave. Looks like I was right to come out here, especially to see you off. Couldn't tell. Thin Du immediately asked, What? I'm comforting you. Comforting me? How so? I haven't said anything. Thin Du smiled as he watched her. Tan Van's face turned red as she turned back and said, Don't laugh. Walking to Kui Tan Van's dressing room, she said, Go ahead, I'm seeing you off. Of course, isn't it already halfway done? It must be tiring for our teacher Kui. So I'm going now? Yes, but it's a bit hard to leave our teacher Kui. Well, that's a shame. I find it quite easy. Then let teacher Kui hear a few words from me before I go. She asked, what words? Thin Du suddenly hugged her and whispered, Ton Van, be good and don't run away. At the end of the performance, Ton Van returned looking exhausted. Haha worriedly asked, Van, don't tell me you caught a cold? Why is your face so red? Just as she finished speaking, Ton Van sneezed loudly. Van, wait here, I'll go make some cold medicine. Just as Haha left, Lam Duha walked in. Sister Van, the director wants to treat us to hot pot. The whole crew is going. Will you come? Yes, I'll go. Great. I'll text you the address and table number later. At the hot pot restaurant, Ton Van was exhausted and breathless. Ha asked, Van, how are you feeling? A bit dizzy. I probably caught a cold. You have a fever. Let's go to the hospital now. What about the director? It's okay. Go down to the parking lot and bring the car up first. Then I'll go get the car first. Wait here for me for a moment. Okay? A moment later, hearing footsteps, she vaguely asked, Haha? At this time, Thindu stood in front of her and replied, It's me. Cough cough, why are you here? Let's go to the hospital first. Thindu intended to carry her. She said, I can walk by myself. This is a public place, and neither of us is wearing masks. It would be too obvious. But Thindu had to follow her wishes, watching her stagger away with concern. After a few steps, Ton Van turned back and asked, What's wrong? Thindu patted her head and said, Didn't I tell you to be good? I'm being good. I'm not running away. Thindu smiled at her and thought, she remembers this clearly. Then he thoughtfully took off his outer coat and put it on her. Teacher Kui is so obedient. Then how did you end up in this state? He said, then grabbed her hand and pulled her along. Why is that? Ton Van thought to herself. Getting sick isn't something I can control. Even if I listened, it wouldn't help. Thindu glanced at her and said, serves you right. Ton Van didn't argue but thought, are you trying to annoy me? After a while, he led her out of the hot pot restaurant. At this time, Haha waved to call my knock over, just as the two were about to get in the car. Thindu noticed camera lenses pointing at them. Thindu quickly pulled her into his embrace. Ton Van asked surprisingly, what's wrong? Thindu pulled up her hood and whispered, don't look up, paparazzi are taking photos. Then carefully helped her into the car. Then Thindu gave an annoyed look at the paparazzi pointing their cameras at him. A while later, they arrived at Ton Van's residence. Seeing her sound asleep, Thindu said to Haha, don't wake her up. What's her room number? 301. Here's the room card. Please have my knock take care of Miss Van. I'll go buy fever medicine first. Thindu carefully carried her in his arms and thought, she's really sound asleep. Back in the room, Thindu carefully placed her on the bed, then sat beside her and called Miss Ton Van. Her response to his call was just snoring sounds. Thindu looked at her and thought, you're quite bold. After a while, Ton Van frowned uncomfortably. Thindu guessed she was feeling cold. He pulled the blanket to cover her completely, then took the remote and set it to 26 degrees. Thindu looked at her and thought, this should be warm enough. If you still don't get better, I'll be responsible for what I've done. Not long after feeling cold, now Ton Van felt hot and sweaty. She uncomfortably moved and pushed the blanket away. Seeing this, Thindu said, what are you doing? Ton Van mumbled, hot. Hot. Thindu told her to endure it. Ton Van waved her arms and kicked, but I'm hot. Then turned away sulking, I knew you'd bully me. Thindu gently comforted her. I know you're hot, but be good. Just endure a bit and you'll get better. Right after that, Ton Van fell asleep. Thindu looked at her and said softly, you heartless thing, sleeping in this position. Aren't you afraid of suffocating? Thindu fixed her sleeping position, then took the chance to lie down next to her, using his finger to caress her pretty face. Eyes, eyebrows, nose, cheeks, and finally lips. Unable to resist, he leaned over and gently placed a kiss on her lips. Van, I like you. The very next day, photos of them appeared on Hot Search with the headline, last night paparazzi caught him being intimate with a girl again. They even hugged on the street. This is proof of their romance. After reading the news, Duong Chi Van's face darkened. Didn't young Master Thin tell you not to cause trouble? Why is it on Hot Search again? Thindu replied calmly, what? What did you do? During the day you went to Miss Ton Van's filming set. That's fine, but why did you have to go at night and even hug her? Couldn't you hold back a bit? How do you want me to hold back? You can't be so obvious and get caught by paparazzi like this. If you want to hug, just hug. Couldn't you find a more hidden place to do it? No, I was in a hurry. Duong Chi Van broke into a sweat. Don't tell me you. Thindu explained. She had a fever. Of course I was in a hurry. Duong Chi Van sighed in relief. Oh, it was a fever? Yes, 39 degrees. Then that unsatisfied, sleepless look on your face was from taking care of her all night? What else? What more could I do with a sick person? Then there's a lot we can do. Thindu stood up and left. Duong Tri Van urgently asked, young Master Thin, what are you going to do now? Thin Du raised his hand to greet the patient. At this moment, at Tan Van's house, how did Thin Du respond? Not yet, but my Knock's office is about to be attacked by Fan Kong suddenly. A doorbell rang. President, let me get the door. Haha ran to open the door and saw Thin Du standing there. My Knock, President Van, where is she? Ha gestured him to come in. Just go in and see for yourself. Why are you here? Came to check if your fever has gone down. It's gone down quite quickly, actually. Looks like your efforts last night weren't wasted. Tan Vin curiously asked, why did you appear there last night? Afraid our dear teacher would be dragged to another blind date, so I kept an eye on you. That must have been troublesome for you. Not troublesome at all, just that our dear teacher was sick but still restless. Kept holding my hand and wouldn't let go. Even if I wanted to do something, I couldn't. Then you must have suffered. Yes, very much. So, would our dear teacher like to repay me? All right, what does Teacher Thin want? A drop of kindness deserves a stream of gratitude. If it's just a stream of gratitude, then forget it. How about, dear teacher, repay me with yourself? Tan Van directly replied, I refuse. Thin Du sighed, and I thought our dear teacher would agree. What a pity. No need to feel pity. Your concubines cost tens of millions. Just nod, and you'll always have someone who agrees. Thin Du was stunned. Huh? What concubines? The hot search scandal online. Your fans are all crying out in disbelief. Haven't you seen it? Thin Du sat down next to her and asked, haven't seen it. What are they saying? They're talking about who your scandal partner is. Since we've worked together before, they're guessing it's me. Oh, so it was actually you? Me? Now I'm scared. Tan Van imagined being attacked by Fan Thin Du. Fan is so fierce. If discovered, I'd die a horrible death and be blacklisted. Seems like every outcome is tragic. Thin Du covered his mouth and laughed. Scared to death, are you? So how does your company plan to announce this? Clear the hot search, and I'll conveniently post something to comfort the fans. Oh, what does Teacher Thin plan to post? Thin Du rested his chin, thinking, what to post? Of course. He turned to tease her, ask a Van to give me an official status. A while after Thin Du left, Haha said, it's quite chaotic online. President Van, the film crew won't discover it was you, right? They won't. At last night's gathering, I wasn't the only one who left. They wouldn't guess it was me. At this moment, her phone notified. The person you follow has posted something new. Tan Van was curious about what Thin Du posted. She checked and saw, "Show order please, stop guessing who it is." She's afraid of being blacklisted, smiling face. Fans commented frantically, "Mom, this is an announcement. I understand all these words individually, but put together I can't comprehend them anymore." Ah, is it President Van? My knock. You've interacted with her quite a lot. Then who is she? If you have the courage to announce your relationship, you should have the courage to reveal her name. Tan Van finished reading and broke into a sweat, wondering how this was supposed to comfort fans. It was clearly adding fuel to the fire. Several days later, in the underground parking lot, Tan Van was talking on the phone with Haha. Yes, take these days off. The extreme escape program still doesn't allow assistance. Then President Van, you'll be alone. Please be careful. Pay attention to safety. I will, don't worry. I'm hanging up now. Just as Tan Van reached to open the door, a hand from inside the car grabbed hers and pulled her in. Tan Van only managed to let out an ah and fell right into Thin Du's arms. What's more, Thin Du said wickedly, long time no see, Van. You're quite passionate. Why are you here? Came to see you. Aren't you supposed to be filming a show? That's right, so we're going the same way. Tan Van looked ahead and asked, where's my driver? Thin Du shamelessly pointed at his own face and said, here I am. So, what do you mean by going the same way? You clearly came here specifically to be my driver. So Haha told me about your schedule and gave me the car keys. Tell me, after you return you must pack it and send it to the company. Are you trying to bribe me? Does Teacher Thin accept bribes? No, but if it's from Teacher Kui, Tan Van interrupted. What? Want to report me? He turned and said, no, I'm protesting. If online fans heard what Teacher Thin just said, you might not just get simply canceled. I'm protesting voluntarily. What can they say? They can say a lot. For example, very cheap. Oh, so you've become that cheap. That Teacher Kui doesn't even want to accept? When they were nearly there, Thin Du got out of the car, and she said, are you really going to walk to the filming set? What else can you do, fly there? Tan Van worried. There's still quite a long way ahead. It'll be very tiring. Then I'll just die from exhaustion. Nobody cares about me anyway. Tan Van looked at him for a while, then said again, Thin Du, huh? What do you want? Just as he was about to say something, Duong Chi Van's voice interrupted. Thin Du, over here. Over here. I'm here to pick you up. Tan Van waved goodbye. Oh, so someone's picking you up. Take care. Teacher Thin, I'm leaving first. Thin Du stood watching her car leave with a sad expression. At the Extreme Escape show filming set, Ton Van looked at her bound hands and thought, the production team is using this tied-up concept again? She saw a knife on the table. When she picked it up, she noticed the name Tukin engraved on it. She muttered, "Who is this? A character name? Never mind. Let's escape first, then talk." After untying herself, she put the knife down on the table and saw a document labeled Intelligence Bureau nearby. Opening it, she was very surprised to see her name in it. Department Head Tae Nuok Tuet was the role she would play. There was a small note there. Comrade Ba must carry out the intelligence mission to assassinate Tuet. She wondered, this note about assassinating Tuet. Someone wants to assassinate me? Ba, could it be this toucan? From outside came a voice. Why is it so cold in here? If someone's frozen to death, does that mean I don't need to rescue them anymore? Hearing the familiar voice, she wondered if it was Thin Du's voice. She walked closer to the window and called softly, "Thin Du." Immediately Thin Du opened the door and called out in surprise, "Quiton Van, are you okay?" "I'm fine, but why are you here?" "The plot requires me to come here and rescue someone, but I didn't expect it to be you." "It's me, so you won't rescue me?" Thin Du leaned close to her ear and whispered, "How could I not? If it's you, I'd rescue you through mountains of blades and seas of fire." "Then how do you plan to rescue me?" "I just saw all the exits here are locked." Thin Du thought for a moment, then put his hands on the door and jumped into the room. "Then I'll come in with you." "But how will we get out?" "We won't." Ton Van was confused, not understanding what the hell Thin Du was trying to do now. "What's with that expression, Teacher Kui? A death wish expression?" "I came to save you. Can't let you seek death." Ton Van pointed at the door. "So what's your take on this?" "Oh, this is easy." Thin Du took a key from his pocket, then handed it to her. "Take it and open it." Ton Van frowned. "Why didn't you say earlier that you had the key?" "Huh? Didn't I mention it?" Ton Van pouted. "Lucky I didn't freeze to death. Otherwise you wouldn't need to save me anymore. I couldn't bear to let our dear teacher die." Outside, she asked how he knew she was here. "It was written on the paper. The production team gave character cards. He chose water." "What did you choose for your character card?" "I think I chose Earth." She recalled the card said, "Miss, at 7 p.m. tonight, please come to the 3rd floor balcony on time. Do not trust Triple X's words. He is deceiving you." She thought about reading the card text. "I think we had side missions too." Then said after choosing, "She was immediately locked up here, right? Do you know this knife?" Thin Du took the knife and his face darkened. "What happened to your hand?" "My hand was probably injured when I carelessly cut the rope with the knife." "They tied you up? But it's probably just for the show's effect." Hearing this, Thin Du looked at the camera with displeasure. Everyone in the camera room got goosebumps when they met that deadly gaze. Then Thin Du looked at the knife and said he had never seen it before. "Good, then it's probably not yours." She reached out to take back the knife, saying, "I'll keep this." But Thin Du held it away, not letting her touch it, afraid our dear teacher might hurt herself with the knife again. At this moment, someone playing the butler came to call her. "Second miss?" "Second miss. The first miss is waiting for you in the backyard room." Butler Miss Gu is in the living room, asking the deputy officer to come over now. At this point, both thought about First Miss and Miss Gu. Separating us now doesn't seem right. Later in the backyard room, as soon as she pushed the door open, she saw the person playing Chi family's first miss, Chi Ruo-yun. She said, "My good sister, why are you so late? This time you're my sister again." "That's not all. There's something even more surprising. I'm already married." Ton Van sat down and said to Teacher Tanjin. She was surprised how she knew. "Just guessing." Baisher Air began following the script seriously. "Shui Air, I know you don't like me talking about work with you, but some things can't be helped. You really need to be careful of those around you." Ton Van also played along. "Sister, I know we must be cautious, but we can't wrongly accuse good people either. I know you trust Deputy Officer Johan, but everyone knows his ruthless methods." Ton Van thought about Deputy Officer Johan. Pointing at Thin Du, Chi Ruo-yin continued, "Haven't you thought about it? How could a nobody rise to deputy officer in just a few short years and get close to you? What does that mean?" She raised her face and said, "What do you mean? He likes me?" Baisher Air paused and thought. Sister said to follow the script, not to do whatever you want. Ton Van continued acting. "All right, sister. I'll be more careful." "Good. I'm glad you understand. Let's go to the living room together." Just outside, Baisher Air complained. "Why do I have to play a married woman this time? I want to play a young maiden too. If I had known, I wouldn't have chosen fire." So among the 5 cards, You chose fire? Yes, at that time Tanjin was with me, and I think he chose metal. Tan Van was deep in thought. Water and earth were her, and Findu wood and metal were Bei, Shur-Er, and Tanjin. So who chose wood? After walking a while, Bei Shur-Er said, Sister has arrived. In this room were 4 handsome men playing Chi Ruo Shui's subordinates. Team leader Lin said, Speak of the devil. Deputy Officer Zhou, your destined one has arrived. Zhou Ruoyan entered and said, What destined one? Playing young Master Shang Yi Mao Sheng, Zhao Zhuang replied, Madam, we were just joking about Deputy Officer Zhou. Deputy Officer Zhou is a talented young man. We were wondering if there's any beautiful lady by his side. Chi Ruo Shui spoke up. Beautiful lady? Is there any beautiful lady by Deputy Officer Zhou's side? Deputy Officer Zhou answered directly, yes. Then he quickly took her hand and knelt down on one knee. Looking straight into her eyes, he sincerely said, I have you. Then he took a bandage he had requested from the production team and put it on her. Then continued, I only need you. This action from both of them left the other 4 people standing there dumbfounded. The internet was buzzing with discussion. Is this a proposal scene? Oh my God, kneeling on one knee. This must be a proposal. But wait, isn't this scripted? Or did my knock improvise? I strongly suspect my knock wrote this script just to fulfill his own wishes. So jealous of Van, I also want my knock to kneel and propose to me. Deputy Officer Zhou, you're quite direct, aren't you? Huh. Deputy Officer Zhou liking our Nhuk Tuet isn't something that happened overnight. Everyone doesn't need to be surprised. He said these words yesterday. Today he wants to say he's pursuing me again. Does Miss Nhuk Tuet agree? She pulled her hand back and replied, How did I answer before? Today will be the same. Meaning continuing to pursue is getting the green light. Haha. Deputy Officer Zhou quickly stood up. As you wish, my lady. He said that but thought, what nonsense. Tanvan also thought to herself, this dog food being forced down my throat is really bitter. Then she immediately coughed a few times to regain composure. Brother-in-law, do you have any important matters to discuss today? Yes, indeed. But we should meet young Master Zhao first. I am Zhao Zhuang. Greetings, Team Leader Qi. She politely greeted back, young Master Zhao. This is the young master of Shang Yi Mao Sheng. He's here regarding yesterday's case. There were many cases yesterday. Which one are you referring to, brother-in-law? Her brother-in-law turned to Team Leader Lin, who understood and explained. At 3 p.m. yesterday, we received information that enemy spies would hide classified intelligence in safe number 5 of Shang Yi Mao Sheng. But early this morning, when we investigated, we found no intelligence. Instead, the gold bars in the safe had vanished. So, this is a theft case? Shouldn't we question the police? The important thing isn't the stolen gold bars, but what was hidden inside them. The commander hid a secret letter inside the gold bar. Young Master Zhao helped us guard it, but the information was leaked. And besides the commander, only you knew about this. Team Leader Lin, are you suggesting Zuit Ni deliberately leaked the intelligence? Please don't be angry, madam. Team Leader Lin didn't mean that. It's just that this secret letter was indeed stolen. We received false intelligence. Someone must have tampered with it. Deputy Officer Zhou, did you know about this? My duty is to protect the young Miss Yu. I know nothing about other matters. Are you really unaware or just pretending? A few days ago, a servant saw you coming out of my sister's study. She looked at him suspiciously. Johan, are you lying to me? He immediately replied no, then frowned. Chin Huk Tuet turned and said, Brother-in-law, someone else must have done this. I will investigate thoroughly. Zhao Zhuang wondered. Team Leader Qi, do you trust your deputy officer that much? What are you trying to say, young Master Zhao? One must be cautious of others. Team Leader Qi surely understands this better than I do. Also, regarding the missing secret letter, you need to think carefully before making any decisions. Besides, what if he is really lying? What then? Chin Huk Tuet stood in front and declared boldly, he won't. I trust him. Thin Du blushed when he heard her say these words. Tan Van turned back. Be more serious for me. Then turned back into character and continued. I will give young Master Zhao an answer about this matter. But as she was speaking, Deputy Officer Zhou stepped closer and hooked his finger with hers, then smiled happily. She immediately frowned and thought, this guy really isn't serious at all. Team Leader Qi, Deputy Officer Zhou has been by my side for many years. If he really had any ulterior motives, I would have discovered it long ago. So it couldn't be him. We'll discuss this matter later. For now, Nhuk Tuet and young Master Zhao, please follow me to the study. She let go of his hand and turned to say, wait here for me. Deputy Officer Zhou looked at her with loving eyes and replied, even if I wanted to leave, I couldn't. As soon as she left, Chin Hukvan said, "Come here, deputy officer. Let's have a chat." Deputy officer smiled cheerfully and asked, "About what?" "About your marriage with Miss Nhuk Tuet." Chin Hukvan broke into a cold sweat, thinking he's got some nerve. At this moment, Chin Nhuk Tuet turned and asked, "Among the 5 character cards, metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, which one did you choose?" "Wood." She thought to herself, "Wood? Among 6 people there are only 5 character cards. It seems Lin Lu's identity isn't simple at all." Just then, she received a letter and asked, "What's this?" "This is the letter I had someone deliver to you last night. Thanks to this letter, I was able to have young Master Zhao switch the secret letter in time." "But didn't you just say the secret letter was stolen?" "Earlier I set a trap. The real secret letter is with me." False intelligence. Pay attention to the secret letter. Someone in the bureau leaked the secret. Yes, the enemy agents hiding secret intelligence was fake. Stealing the secret letter was their real goal. That's why I set up this trap today, deliberately saying the secret letter was stolen to find out who leaked the secret. But the result wasn't what we expected. Besides, I've investigated everyone's files in the bureau and found nothing suspicious there. I've also investigated the people around me. I checked. Johan's files had no issues. What about Deputy Team Leader Lin? Also no issues. There's also this. This is the name you asked me to investigate before, but I couldn't find any information about this person. She took it and saw the name Tuken written inside. She thought, "Isn't this the name carved on that knife?" Her brother-in-law asked, "Do you know them?" "No. If I did, I wouldn't have asked someone to investigate." Zhao Zhuang asked, "That's right. On my Earth character card, there's also a line that says 7 p.m. for replaces 3. Do any of you know what it means?" Chin Nhuk Tuet asked, "For replaces 3? Is this someone's code number?" "Not clear." The production team didn't give any more hints. This script they wrote is really brain-teasing. 7 p.m., 3rd floor balcony. She recalled the character card said, "Come to the 3rd floor balcony at 7 p.m. tonight." She pushed open the door and walked in, wondering, is this the place? Suddenly someone appeared. Before she could react, a gun was pressed against her back. "Don't move." She turned her head, wondering what he wanted to do. Deputy Team Leader Lin kept the gun pointed at her head. "Deputy Team Leader Lin, you want to eliminate me completely? My mission is to kill you. Killing me here? Aren't you being a bit too bold?" "Of course it won't be here." Obediently turn around and walk forward. "Be honest with me. Don't provoke me. I'm a reasonable person." Following Deputy Team Leader Lin's guidance, she walked down the stairs step by step. "Deputy Team Leader Lin, I'm about to die anyway. Can you answer one question for me?" "Let me ask. Your undercover code number is 4, right? Besides assassinating me, what other mission do you have? How did you know my code number?" "Of course I found out. Seems I really can't let you live. After killing you and getting the intelligence, 3 can still complete the mission. 3 probably won't ever get the intelligence after killing me. 3 has infiltrated your organization for a long time. There's no intelligence he can't obtain. But wasn't yesterday's intelligence wrong? Otherwise, why would you end up with a fake secret letter? You deliberately released false intelligence. The intelligence was so obviously wrong. You think 3 wouldn't notice?" Deputy Team Leader Lam was shaken by her words. He knew the intelligence was wrong, but he still gave it to me. Could it be that he, taking advantage of his distraction? Chi Ruoshua grabbed his wrist and pulled him down, like being swept by the wind. He fell straight down face first. Chi Ruoshua quickly grabbed the gun and reversed the situation. "Looks like the tables have turned now. What are you going to do?" "Nothing much. Just want to ask you something. Don't waste your effort. I won't tell you anything. If you don't talk, you'll die and your mission will fail. If I fail the mission, there's still Ba. He will complete it in my place. Then I want to make a bet with you. Let's see if Ba will really kill me or not." "No need to bet. Ba will definitely kill you. His life is in the organization's hands. Why would he give up his life for you?" "Then I'll have to strike first." As soon as she finished speaking, she pulled the trigger. Deputy Team Leader Lam sighed. "I can't believe I've been eliminated." She patted his shoulder consolingly. "You've worked hard. Ba is Shengdu, right? He knew you came to kill me? Sorry, I'm dead already. Don't expect to get any clues from me." At this moment, everyone heard the gunshot and rushed out. Chirian screamed, "Ah, why is there a body on the ground?" Fu Guanzi anxiously ran forward. "Are you all right? Did you think something would happen to me?" "Yes, Master Gue is very worried." Zhao Zhuang stepped forward to ask, "What happened?" Department Head Chi killed Deputy Team Leader Lam. Deputy Team Leader Lam was a mole. He used a note to lure me to the balcony to kill me, but I seized the opportunity and killed him instead. How did Miss discover he was a mole? I guessed. The 5 of us all have corresponding characters. Only Deputy Team Leader Lam did. His identity was vague, so I guessed he must be the mole. Sister, that seems like quite a random guess. Consider it a gamble. Whether it was him or not, as long as I went to the balcony, the mole would appear. Now that he's dead, did you get any important intelligence? Yes. Besides Deputy Team Leader Lam being the enemy's mole, there are his accomplices in the mansion who also want to assassinate me. There are still his accomplices in the mansion? Department Head Chi, did you find out who they are? No. Deputy Team Leader Lam refused to confess even till death. He'd rather shoot himself than tell me. Deputy Team Leader Lam lay on the ground thinking, Sister, don't cover for Shengdu by making me take the blame. Chirian ran over. Sister, there are still undiscovered moles. You can't go around alone anymore. Let me ask brother-in-law to assign people to protect you. Sister, I'm fine. Besides, I have Fu Guanzi by my side. He will protect me. I will protect you forever. Then he quickly picked her up and said, let's go. Everyone had to witness their dog food moment again. Chirian thought silently. Asked him to take me, but not like this. Once outside, she asked, what are you doing? Aren't I taking you back to the bedroom? Need to sleep, but didn't ask you to openly carry me like this. Why? Does Awan want to sleep with me tonight? She struggled. Put me down, I can walk. He showed his shameless face and said, not letting go. Then thought, so cute already in my arms. How could I let go so easily? Back in the room, he gently placed her on the bed, then shamelessly sat down and refused to leave. She asked, Fu Guanzi, aren't you leaving? Resting a bit, she turned and said, hey. At this moment, the bed she was sitting on suddenly split in half. She also fell down because of that. Faced with this unexpected development, Thin Julia was shocked. A van reached out to grab her hand, and then boom, thud thud, a painful fall. Tan Van struggled to get up and called for Thin Du. She slowly moved in the darkness when she heard Thin Du's voice. A van! He was worried about her and quickly turned back. The online community heard this and started commenting. Damn, that's scary. My knock must be possessed. It's not good for a single man and woman to be alone in the dark like this. The problem is we can't see anything clearly. What did I miss? Tan Van turned back and replied, I'm scared too. And why is it so dark here? Suddenly her hand touched Thin Du's hand. Then he pulled her straight to him and said mischievously, don't you think the darkness is quite nice? She pushed him away and asked, nice in what way? Thin Du showed a dangerous smile and pushed her against the wall. He gently bit her hand and said, nice for doing some naughty things. Tan Van's face turned bright red as she hurriedly pushed him away. You? What? Tan Van touched her burning red face and said, you still dare to laugh? Thin Du acted obediently. Yeah, I was wrong. Tan Van turned and saw the camera pointing at her. She said with a headache, great, now everything's been heard and recorded. I turned off the mic. They couldn't hear anything. What about the camera? Everything must have been recorded. Even if they recorded it, there's no sound. They wouldn't dare to broadcast it. As he spoke, he glanced at the camera. Even the camera seemed to break out in cold sweat. Why do you always threaten the production team like that? That's crazy, but you're still defending the production team. Can't you be more proper? Thin Du took the chance to get handsy again. I can't. As long as you're around, I just can't. Ahem. Let's go out first. I think there's light ahead. By the way, why does this secret passage connect to my room? For the Lord to escape. Escape? How does Deputy Officer 2 know this secret passage is for escape? I've figured it out, tell me. In the underground room, Deputy Officer 2 came to my side. When? 3 years ago. Indeed, it's been long. You and Deputy Officer Lam both came here since then, right? What does Miss want to ask? Nothing. Just suddenly remembered what Deputy Officer Lam said to me before dying. He said our master has his accomplices. Their mission was to assassinate me and gather intelligence. You've been quite close to him normally. Do you have any suspects? Deputy Officer 2 looked at her nervously and said no. It seems I'm truly surrounded by countless dangers. Deputy Officer 2 must protect me carefully. I swear to protect you with my life. She stopped and replied, you saying that actually makes me a bit scared. What if you want to kill me? Miss thinks I would. Chi Ruo Shui covered her mouth and laughed. No, I'm just kidding. Deputy Officer 2, don't mind it. You go rest first. I need to find a young commander for something. All right. She left with worry, feeling she might die tonight. At the young commander's place, he asked, how was your investigation? Nothing came of it. He still won't be honest with me. Won't tell me anything either. You're not just anyone to him. Of course, protecting his life is most important. If he really wanted to tell me, he wouldn't have waited until now. Being undercover beside you for 3 years, it must have been hard for him. Tonight you must make a choice according to the rules about discovering spies. We can't keep him. Before this, I didn't imprison him outright because I was considering your feelings. But tonight Deputy Officer Lamb's identity has been exposed and he's dead. To complete his mission, he will eventually make a move against you. He wants to kill you, Ruo Shui. Brother-in-law, wait a bit longer. I'll wait to see what choice he makes. If you fail to handle him, how should I deal with him? I leave it entirely up to you. I bet he won't kill me. At 10 p.m. that night, Deputy Officer Fu came to find her. When he arrived, Deputy Officer Fu was carrying a glass of milk for her. She said usually Deputy Officer Fu never comes here. Why tonight? Delivering something for you. This is cow's milk. It helps with sleep. I hope there's no blood in this. Last time the production team gave me milk with blood in it. It's just milk, real milk to help with sleep, but I have some things to do tonight. I'm afraid if I drink it, I'll never wake up again. What's wrong, miss? Afraid I'll poison you? It's a sensitive time now. There are still hidden enemies in the mansion we haven't found. We must be cautious of those around us. Besides drinking this milk, after tonight, I don't know if Deputy Officer Fu will ever see me again. Don't you want to leave here and live in Jiangnan? I will take you to Jiangnan. It's getting late, miss. Drink this and rest early. She looked at the milk and thought, seems like I must drink it tonight. Deputy Officer Fu, don't you have anything else to say to me? No need to say, you already know everything. Chi Ruoxue contemplated the glass of milk for a moment, then took a deep breath and drank it all. After drinking, she said, Deputy Officer Fu, if there's nothing else, please leave. Goodbye, miss. Rest well. As soon as Deputy Officer Fu left, she rushed to the bathroom and vomited everything she had just drunk. Just as she came out of the bathroom, the young commander said, You threw up all the milk. Brother-in-law came to mock you. No, I thought you wouldn't be heartless. He wants to kill me now. Whether I'm heartless or not doesn't matter. She turned and asked what the department's decision was. Execution by firing squad. You shouldn't have fallen for him. Then we wouldn't be in this difficult situation now. Chi Ruoxue sat on the bed and said, Yes, I shouldn't have fallen in love. As she said this, she suddenly stopped when she saw a ticket and a knife engraved with Fu Jin's name. She was shocked because it was a ticket from Long City to Jiangnan, and the knife revealed Fu Jin's true identity. She panicked when she realized Deputy Officer Fu had no intention of killing her, but only wanted to leave with her as previously discussed. Just as she was about to run and tell the young commander the truth, gunshots rang out from outside. That was the moment Deputy Officer Fu was executed. Unfortunately, she realized too late. Going back earlier, this is sleeping medicine mixed in milk. You'll wake up after half an hour. We can use this to fake her death. Thank you, Fu Jin. If the organization knows you betrayed them, death is the only outcome. Why are you taking such a risk? To spend the rest of my life with her. Season 2 of Extreme Escape ends. Why did you come here? The game show is over. Teacher Chu, aren't you going home? She thought to herself, almost forgot he was the one who brought me here. He still has the keys. What's with that expression? Teacher Chu, do you hate having me as your driver and want to go back alone? Of course not. I just feel it's troublesome for Teacher Sheng. Well, I got executed, so I can't be troubled anymore. Probably just random stuff. They didn't really kill you, it was just for the show's effect. Hearing Teacher Chu say that, it seems you really wanted to kill me then. Not at all. I care about Teacher Sheng very much. Sheng Yu turned away and thought silently. Liar. You clearly didn't hesitate at all when you had me killed off. After getting in the car, she complained that you won't be coming for future filming. I have album schedules arranged abroad. I'll be quite busy. She wondered, didn't you just release an album recently? Sheng Yu explained this time he's not releasing it himself. He's just writing lyrics and composing. So this time you're working behind the scenes. You could say that. Wishing Teacher Sheng success and smooth sailing ahead. Just that? Nothing else? So what do you want me to say? I have to go abroad for 2 weeks. Won't dear teacher miss me? I haven't even left yet. Then can dear teacher come see me off on the day I leave? If you agree, I'm afraid my manager will hate you. If you don't want to see me off, just say so instead of making excuses. She covered her mouth and smiled sweetly, unclear whether what she said was true. 2 days later. Thindu, are you here yet? Why rush so much? Are you in a hurry to reincarnate? Hey, I'm just worried you'll be late. Changing flight tickets would be troublesome then. All right, I see you now. Thindu thought to himself. Until now, she hasn't even sent me a message. Heartless woman. Duong Chi-Vin walked over and said, You're here? Here's your ticket. People got excited when they saw him. On Minok, you finally arrived? Minok, look here, look here. please sign for me. My knock. Wish you a smooth journey abroad. Thin Du said, shall we go? Wait, there's still stuff in the car we haven't gotten. What else? Duong Chi Vin opened the car door and coughed. Go see for yourself. Thin Du went over. Looking into the car, his eyes widened in surprise. Tan Van sat in the car and said, my knock, I'm your fan. Can you sign for me? He leaned into the car. Of course I can. I'll give you anything you want. Asterisk cough asterisk, I'll check in the luggage first, you too. Mind the time. Tan Van asked, aren't you going to check in? Doesn't dear teacher want my autograph? This is more important. She pulled back the paper and said, just kidding. You don't really need to sign. Then why did you come here? Didn't teacher Thin ask me to come see you off? When I ask you to come, you come right away. Since when did dear teacher become so obedient? Then I'll leave. Thin Du quickly pulled her back. No, I was wrong. Tan Van asked, shouldn't you board the plane now? Don't keep your manager waiting. It's been such a short time, and you're already sending me away. I'm afraid you'll be late. Besides, it's not like you're never coming back. Looking at her phone, Thin Du kept stalling, but she said, hurry up and go. Don't make them anxious waiting. He sulked and turned away. Then she called out, Thin Du, come back soon. Be careful on your way. Suddenly, Thin Du turned back and hugged her tightly. I don't want to go anymore. Can I not go? Do you want your manager to scold you to death? Get out of the car quickly, or you'll really miss it. Didn't dear teacher want an autograph? She looked at him surprised. Then he said, let's sign. A van. I'll sign for you now. He placed a sweet kiss on her lips. But this is stamping, not signing, mister. Yes, sign already. Be good, and remember to miss me. She blushed shyly and thought to herself, this young master is really domineering. Later at Thien Diet Entertainment, Sister Vong Vi DM said, in a few days there will be a foreign music award ceremony. You've been invited as an honorary award presenter. I've already coordinated with the Fan Hoa film crew for you. It won't affect the filming schedule. You can rest assured. Seeing her blank expression with no reaction, Sister Vong slapped the table. Tan Van, are you listening? Yes, I know. I'll go. Why aren't you focused? Let me be clear. This music awards ceremony is very important. You must perform well. The venue is in Los Angeles. I've already had Haha book your flight tickets. She thought to herself that Thin Du seemed to be going to Los Angeles too. Haha rushed in urgently. President Van, this is bad. Something happened. What's wrong? President Van, look at this. Haha showed her phone to both of them. Hot news in the music industry. The rising star Qui Tan Van's private life was exposed, suspected of being kept by sugar daddies. There are photos and evidence, along with comments like Qui Tan Van is so scary. She looks innocent on the outside, but turns out she's been climbing up to rich men for a long time. It's just a few photos, basically can't see anything clearly. All photos are so vague. Looking at the rich men, there's more than one. Qui Tan Van plays hard indeed. Can't believe it. I wasted time shipping Van and my knock for so long. Sister Vong asked what's going on. Who are these men? Sister Vong, you know my personality. I would never do such things. Whether I believe you or not doesn't matter. What matters is whether others believe it. You need to explain clearly to me, Tan Van. Look carefully. The first one is my friend, Nam Vong Chow. The second one is Thin Du. He came to visit my friend on set last time. Ha knows too. Nam Vong Chow, the CEO of View Nam Vong Chow Hotel. Yes, we're childhood friends who grew up together. Really just very close friends. Then why did Thin Du come to visit your friend? Suddenly Thin Du calls. Tan Van told Sister Vong, let me take this call first. I'll explain everything to you in a moment. She quickly went outside to answer the phone. Why are you calling me? Isn't it early morning at your place? Yeah, I was woken up. Teacher Kui, how are you going to handle this? I don't know either. I was just interrogated by my manager. I guess the management team is figuring out how to handle it. I'm fine, go back to sleep. Rest is most important. I'll call you when this is over on my end. Okay, call me directly if anything happens. After hanging up, Thin Du asked Chi Van, what have you found? We found that someone deliberately bought Water Army and anti-fans, then collaborated with marketing accounts to post numerous articles attacking Qui Tan Van, intending to smear and destroy her public image. Who is it? According to the limited information and materials we found, it was done by someone named Boy T2. Send the documents to TN Duyet. Contact our representatives to help resolve this. Understood? I'll go notify them. Thin Du sneered. Ha, daring to touch my person. At TN do you entertainment. Van's boss from Nam Company sent someone. Who did they send? Before Haha could answer, Nam Vong Chow spoke up. It's me, Tan Van asked surprisingly. Why are you here? Of course, to meet my little kept woman. First time this young master trends on hot search, and it's for this kind of thing. Can't leave it unresolved. Oh. So how does young Master Nam plan to resolve this? Look at this. If Miss Kui is satisfied, please calculate the announcement fee. Ting Du keeps me, Nam Vong Chow. I might have worn the same pants growing up with her, but I don't keep Thin Du, he does. How's that? Satisfied? Not only publicly addressing those rumors face to face, but even making that thin family young master say he wants to keep you. Are you happy now? Tan Van handed the phone back to Vong Chow saying, satisfied. If you're happy, you must transfer money. All right, I was just joking with you. This must be someone trying to harm you. Do you think about who it might be? No need to think, it's definitely that person. She spelled out each word clearly. Boy T2. At this moment, everyone on the flight was buzzing. It's exposed. It's exposed. Someone on Weibo revealed that Kui Tan Van trending on Hot Search was Boy T2's scheme. Actually, the real person being kept is Boy T2 herself. That's right, netizens dug everything up. They say she was jealous of Kui Tan Van's fame and deliberately bought Water Army to smear her. This person is really disgusting. Haha whispered in her ear. Van's boss. This time Boy T2 shot herself in the foot, losing all her image. Let's see how arrogant she can be after this. Tan Van said, stop gossiping. Did Sister Vong tell you what the schedule is after Los Angeles? Haha said, after landing, rest at the hotel first. Then just wait for the awards ceremony on Saturday. Is that so? Actually, there's no schedule. Sister Vong, just worried about domestic reporters finding out. That's why we departed 3 days early. Just consider it a vacation. Meaning she's giving you free time to do whatever. That's basically it, Miss Wan. Is there anywhere you'd like to go? She thought for a moment and said yes. Haha looked at her in surprise and asked where. Ching Wan said to meet the person who's willing to take care of her. Later at the studio, when Ching Wan came to the province to meet Sheng Yu, she was greeted by his agent Jiwon. Jiwon said you've been on the plane all day today, so you couldn't reply to Sheng Yu's messages, right? He's been nagging me for half a day, saying he's worried something happened to you. Ching Wan said because of the time difference, I was afraid my replies would give me away. Ching Wan walked over and saw a young pretty girl standing next to Sheng Yu, which made her pause. Jiwon waved his hand, saying don't misunderstand. That girl is the photographer this time. They're probably discussing work. Just as he finished explaining, that girl suddenly screamed for some reason. Then Sheng Yu was seen supporting her shoulders. Ching Wan frowned and quickly turned around, saying I have something to do. I'll leave first. Jiwon laughed helplessly, thinking to himself this is bad. She walked away with strong steps. After a while, Sheng Yu pulled her back from behind. Before she could react, Sheng Yu called darling, then hugged her tightly asking where are you going? Stay still. He asked when did you arrive? Just arrive. I've been on the plane the whole time. That's why I couldn't reply to your messages. I was afraid of disturbing young Master Sheng at work, as if understanding what happened earlier. Sheng Yu said, what are you afraid of disturbing? Disturbing me flirting with another girl? Then thought to himself, she must be jealous. Ching Wan didn't answer but turned her face away sulking. Then Sheng Yu pulled her chin back. So that's why you were angry and wanted to leave just now. She pouted saying I wasn't angry. Not angry? Then you must be terribly jealous. As if hitting her weak spot, she got annoyed, but Sheng Yu teased again. Awan's not answering. I'll take that as admission. Can you have some shame? No need. She turned away, saying I'm leaving. Sheng Yu hugged her tightly again, saying don't be jealous. She's my cousin. She asked surprisingly, your cousin? Yes, a cousin I rarely meet. I didn't know she would be shooting this time. We just met for the first time today. If you don't believe me, I'll get the family tree to show you. In the future, if you want to know anything, just ask me directly. Speaking so coldly makes me very sad. Please don't be angry. I'm not speaking coldly. He moved close to her face and said again, Awan okay? Making her face blush shyly, Then I'll also promise Awan one thing. She asked what? Sheng Yu said I only flirt with you. What nonsense are you saying? Be proper in public. Not talking to you anymore. I'm hungry. Then I'll drive you to a restaurant. Later at a restaurant, the two sat at the table, and Ching Wan used her phone to take pictures but couldn't escape Sheng Yu's notice. Sheng Yu asked, are you secretly photographing me? It's a benefit for Pan, haha. She's your fan. TSK, you're really cheap. She said, no, I'm not. He asked her, do you have to attend the Music Association Awards ceremony the day after tomorrow? Yes. The organizers invited me as a special guest to present awards. Are you attending? Yes, I am. Then do you know what award you're nominated for? No idea. And here I thought our teacher Sheng was all-knowing. If I knew everything, I wouldn't still be wondering when you're going to give me an official status. Then I'll give teacher Sheng one sentence. He asked what, then she put her hand to her mouth. The possibility might come in a flash. After finishing dinner, Sheng Yu took her back to her room, and Ching once said happily, thank you for the delicious dinner tonight. Dear teacher won't invite me in for a tour? Being a free driver several times should deserve some reward, right? She immediately said, please come in. You told me to come to your maiden chamber. Does that make me your person? No, not a maiden chamber. This is a hotel room. Would you like something to drink? Whatever teacher Kui offers, I'll drink it. The phone rang. Sheng Yu answered asking what's wrong. On the other end, Jiwen asked where are you and Kui Tanvan? Just now someone took photos of you two and posted them on Weibo. Were our faces shown? Not yet. That Weibo post was blocked by us right after it was posted. Just calling to remind you to be careful. Oh, what did Weibo write? Send it to me. Alright, I'll send it via WeChat. But you must remember to be more careful. Don't let people take photos again. Tan Van came from behind, asking what are you looking at? Looking at my own scandal. Then showed her the phone. Accidentally met Mei Yu and his girlfriend. After the previous set visit incident, this time it's the girlfriend's turn to visit the set. She exclaimed, oh, girlfriend visiting the set. Sheng Yu asked how come I don't know I have a girlfriend. Teacher Kui felt that she has you feeling. Maybe teacher Sheng is about to have a girlfriend. Yes, what do you mean? She blushed and said it means you have a title now. Kui Tan Van's boyfriend. Seeing him lost in thought, she asked, what's with teacher Sheng's reaction? I'm wondering if teacher Kui has been possessed. You never thought I would agree? I thought I'd have to wait until I'm 70 or 80 years old for you to agree. My heart isn't made of iron. It's not as exaggerated as you say. He pointed at her saying if it were really made of iron, I would use a welding machine to melt you. She grabbed his hand. So, does teacher Sheng have any objections to this title? Yes, she asked surprised, what is it? Sheng Yu pulled her closer and asked, can you give me the title of husband? You think that's nice? Sheng Yu continued, if husband isn't possible, can I have other nice things? Do you want to kiss me? It's too late. You've already kissed me. And you still want to kiss more. He used his hand to pull her head closer and locked her lips. Then hugged her into his arms. Avan, next time you reject me, remember to be quick. Cunning, just now you clearly. He lifted her chin again, saying no, you didn't. She angrily bit his finger with her teeth. Indeed, when in love, bites hurt more. Sheng Yu's phone rang again. It's your manager calling, right? This late? He must be worried. Don't want to go back. Tan Van said go back. What if there's urgent work? Then do you want a goodbye kiss? There's no goodbye kiss. Hey young master, wasn't that long kiss just now not enough? Van, alright, give me a hug. The next day, Van CEO, this formal attire isn't bad. Elegant and sophisticated. Wearing it to the awards ceremony won't overshadow the host. She kept focusing on her phone while smiling. Haha, CEO. Van, why aren't you paying attention to me? Haha, sorry, I didn't hear what you said just now. CEO Van, you haven't been focusing all morning. Tell the truth, are you chatting with Mei Yu? You know already foo-foo, don't try to hide it from me. Last night, I saw Mei Yu leaving your room. Are you and Mei Yu dating? Yes, we're dating now. Ha chuckle. Hee I knew it, the ship I supported is real. Tan Van stood up, saying I need to go see Sheng Yu. You can go out and play with other assistants. No need to stay in the hotel. CEO Van, do you want to go work at Mei Yu's car? Yes, don't worry. I'll be careful of paparazzi. Then be careful on the way, CEO Van. I'll wait for your return. At the recording studio, Chi Van saw Tan Van arrive and told Thin Du that even in his office, she could come see him. Later, she stood outside. Looking in, Thin Du was extremely focused and attentive. He turned around surprised and said, Teacher Kui, came at just the right time. Come here and give me a hug. After saying that, Tan Van hugged his neck and sat on Thin Du's lap. He said he thought Teacher Kui would refuse. She asked why he suddenly wanted a hug. Because he was tired from working all night. Serves you right, who told you not to rest. Van is angry now. No, isn't it your body already, so I'm not angry. She said be more careful next time. Their faces close together. He said, Van, as if understanding his intention. What are you planning to do? Next, she quickly covered her mouth with her hand. What are you doing? He grabbed her hand and pulled it away, saying, be good. Open your mouth. She unconsciously opened her mouth. Good girl. He captured her lips in a passionate kiss, making her face turn red like a chili. After kissing thoroughly, he said, Van, I'm fully charged now. She still looked puzzled, not quite understanding. Thin Do kissed her cheek and said, Van's kisses can charge me up. Now that I'm charged, go rest. Get up quickly. Teacher Kui, will you stay with me? Has Teacher Thin said these kinds of words to others before? What others? Doesn't Teacher Thin have any ex-girlfriends? This is a typical girlfriend question. I don't have any ex-girlfriends. She asked surprisingly. How come not? He raised his finger, all of Thin Do's firsts, then pointed at her, are all with Teacher Kui here. She lowered her face, saying what a coincidence. He asked surprised, what coincidence? She pressed closer to him and said, my first heartbeat was also here with Teacher Thin. He asked if that's coincidental or not. This time, she took the initiative to lock lips with him. All our firsts. Teacher Thin must perform well. I'll definitely make it unforgettable for you in this life. At this moment, from outside came Miss Kui. Tomvin said, let me open the door. Miss Kui, since last night Thin Do has been working nonstop without any rest. If possible, please advise him for me. Thin Do quickly grabbed her hand and pulled her away. She showed surprise, then Thin Do said, didn't you want to rest? They're all watching. Teacher Thin is so bold. Taking my girlfriend is perfectly normal. In the break room, she asked how long he needed to stay here. About another week. What about you? I'll leave after the awards ceremony. There are many more journeys domestically. Thin Do held the bread in his hand, looking dejected. She asked what's wrong. Girlfriend is too heartless. Doesn't feel like eating. Just after confirming our relationship. Already planning long distance with me. Can Teacher Kui's conscience handle it? This is work, not something I can decide. Besides, we have phones. We can video call. Video calls to meet. So Teacher Kui only wants to have an online relationship with me. Okay, don't be angry anymore. I'll call you every day. You think that's enough? Then how about adding a message every day? She smiled brightly, saying it's only 1 week. Teacher Thin bear with it a bit. He kissed her flower-like, smiling lips again, saying can't bear it. After 1 minute and 30 seconds, he released her and asked challengingly, teasing, let me try. Then came the award ceremony day. Ton Van walked up the stage from the stairs. All cameras followed her while shouting, ah, Van Boss, look here, look at me. Wow, 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 Van Boss is so beautiful today. She stepped up to take the pen to sign her name. Then from behind, Thin Do grabbed it to write the remaining characters. She asked in surprise, didn't you say you'd be a little late? Why be late? I was worried some rude guy might steal our dear teacher. He extended his hand for her to hold. Teacher Thin keeps a tight watch indeed. I wouldn't dare. He asked back, tight? Tell me how it's not tight. He whispered into her hand, I haven't even locked you up at home yet. She whispered that this young master's way of loving was becoming more incomprehensible by the day. Haha, told Wanzong, your seat is here, sis. Then I'll wait for you backstage, Wanzong. As she sat scrolling through her phone, someone told her to look right. She turned and was surprised to see it was Thin Do. She asked, you're sitting there? Yeah, not really by choice. Teacher Thin wants to sit next to me? I do, but they won't let me switch. Letting you switch would be problematic. This side is for award presenters. They must leave after presenting. He asked, you'll leave after presenting? What time is your flight back home? 9 o'clock. He frowned. Then she said, all right, focus on watching the ceremony. The MC spoke up, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the House Music Awards ceremony. The ceremony will now officially begin. Please remain quiet as we announce the first award. Let's congratulate Thin Do for winning Best Singer-Songwriter. He stood up and walked to the stage. Thank you everyone for your recognition. Congratulations to Thin Do for winning this title. I'm sure your fans who came to support you are very happy. Do you have anything to say to them? From below came cheers. My knock husband, I love you. Thin Do will love you forever and stay by your side forever. The MC said, it seems my Knox fans are very enthusiastic. Surprisingly, Thin Do said, don't love me, I'm taken. Everyone started buzzing. Taken? Does Thin Do mean he has a girlfriend? Since when? How come there weren't any clues? There were clues early on. Wasn't there a scandal photo with a girl before? The MC brightly said, so our my knock already has a girlfriend. She must be very happy about your award. Did she encourage you before the ceremony? Side? No. Just now she told me to focus on watching the ceremony. The MC asked surprised, just now? So your girlfriend is attending the ceremony? Yes. The MC then said, well, let's end this topic here. Now, please welcome our distinguished guest presenter, Kui Ton Van, to present the award to Thin Do. She went up to the stage to give him the trophy and said, congratulations on your award. Thank you. As the MC said, we are very honored to have Miss Kui here as our presenter. We heard you've collaborated with Thin Do many times. Now, as an award presenter, do you have anything to say to him? First, of course, congratulations to teacher Thin Du for winning the award. Well deserved. Then I wish him. The MC pulled back the mic and continued, in happiness with his girlfriend. Thin Du said, "Thank you, dear teacher. We certainly will." Later backstage at the awards ceremony, Haha curiously asked, "Wanzong, what happened out there? Seems very noisy." "Nothing. Let's quickly head to the airport now. This isn't normal." "Wanzong, you're not hiding something from me, are you? What could I be doing?" "Don't overthink it." Thin Du also walked in. She asked, surprised, "Why did you come here?" He caressed her cheek, saying, "To see you off." Haha immediately excused herself. "Wanzong, my knock. You two talk. I'll go pack the luggage." Tan Van said, "Coming here when your seat is empty. What if people notice?" "Dear teacher, haven't you heard of the 3 most urgent matters? Then you need to control yourself better now. What if someone with bad intentions writes something?" Thin Du hugged her tightly. "I don't care. Someone could come into the backstage at any moment. Just let me hug you for 3 minutes." 3 minutes? I want more." Her face turned bright red with shyness. Seeing this, Thin Du teased Van. She still had that bright red face while speaking softly. "My hand is red now." She pulled back sulkily. "Do you still want a hug or not? If not, I'm leaving. You only let me hug you. Nothing else?" "No, but we'll be apart for a week. Don't you miss me, Van? I'll call you when I have time." "Why are you looking at me like that?" Thin Du raised his hand and wiped her lips. He said softly, "Your lipstick is smeared." She shyly said, "Really? Help me fix it. You messed it up again." "It's clean now. I ate all your lipstick." "Yeah, ate it and even licked your lips afterward." She bashfully said, "Hurry back to the ceremony hall. If you stay out too long, people will notice. Be good and wait for me at home, okay?" At this moment, Haha came in saying, "Wanzong, the luggage is packed." She turned and said, "I'll go first then." Haha whispered in her ear, "Wanzong, though I feel awkward saying this, but Wanzong, do you need to reapply your lipstick?" She quickly covered her mouth. "Oh yes." The next day at the Lee mansion, Tan Van asked Vu Chao, "Why are you here?" He said, "I happened to visit grandmother," and she said, "You're coming back today, so I waited here." A small celebrity, like me making President Nam personally wait at the door? What an honor. Vu Chao shouted in her ear, "Stop it, my friend. Grandmother knows about you being smeared on Hot Search. She's waiting in the living room now." "What did she ask?" Grandmother looked out from inside with feigned anger. "So you still know the way home?" She cheerfully replied, "Good morning, grandmother. I'm back." Grandmother turned away sulkily. "I'm not okay." She went to massage grandmother's shoulders. "Those things online are all in the past. I don't mind, so please don't be angry." "How can I not be angry? They're clearly bullying you. And you want to just let it go easily?" "I didn't let it go. Everything was clarified later. Besides, Vu Chao helped me." Grandmother said, "If not him, there's still Thin Du. Isn't Thin Du the one rumored to be with you everywhere?" She silently cursed that big-mouthed Vu Chao. Grandmother continued, "Tan Van, tell me what's really going on." "Grandmother, those things online might not just be rumors." "What do you mean?" "You're dating Thin Du." Grandmother tilted her head. "You and Thin Du are together?" "Grandmother, do you disapprove? What kind of person do you think I am? Would I force relationships?" Hee. "I was just afraid you wouldn't agree." Grandmother pointed at her forehead. "You've already acted first and reported later. How could I disagree?" "All right, you just got back. Go rest first. We'll talk more about this later." Later, she video called Thin Du in her room to tell him everything. "That's what happened. I was wondering how to tell grandmother about everything that happened during this time." He said, "Looks like I need to visit grandmother quickly when I return." "All right, it must be night there. Why aren't you resting yet?" "Teacher Lee isn't here. I can't sleep." She lay down and pulled up her blanket. "Then let me help you fall asleep." "Are you sleepy?" She rubbed her eyes. "Yes. Couldn't sleep on the plane. Feeling a bit drowsy now." "You sleep, I'll sleep too. Good night." Then she fell asleep before ending the call. On the other end, Thin Du kissed his phone screen. "Sweet dreams. See you in my dreams." Then he also fell asleep holding his phone. The next day, at a local resident's home, Thin Du texted asking if you're filming in the hilly area. "Yes, there might be no signal. Just letting you know in advance." "Is it safe filming in the mountains?" "Don't worry, and I'll miss you every day." Haha calls Wanzong. She sits there hugging her phone and laughing casually. "Tada! Wanzong, the photo I took for you turned out really beautiful. Look, isn't it perfect? It's most suitable for posting." "Post on Weibo?" "Yes, Wanzong. How long has it been since you last posted on Weibo? Your fans are crying out for photos." "Yes, send me the photos and I'll post them now." Then she posted with the title, "Missing you, missing everyone." People took turns commenting, thinking about the recent hot search. Is missing you referring to someone? The above comment might as well read out Thin Do's ID card. Hasn't Thin Do publicly announced he has a girlfriend? If Laitan 1 really means this, wouldn't that make her the third party? Weibo is filled with green tea scent. Feels like the third party got promoted. Haha angrily says. This third party person is an idiot. Speaking nonsense. I must create an account to curse them to death. It's okay, no need to bother with them. They're just all talk. The film crew said there are many interesting shops nearby. Shall we go take a look? Yes. Following Wanzong's words, she took Haha's hand and went together. I heard there's a lantern festival these days. You can release lanterns to make wishes. The night view is beautiful. Haha, then I must take lots of photos. In the evening, Wanzong, I'll head back to my room first. Yes, rest early. After Haha left, she grabbed the door handle to open it. I remember I didn't lock the door. While trying to turn it, the door suddenly opened slightly. A hand reached out from inside the room and grabbed her hand, pulling her in. She exclaimed in shock. Who's there? Thin Do pulled her into his arms and called Alwan. She asked in surprise, how did you get here? Didn't you say you missed me? But this morning I just posted on Weibo from Los Angeles. How did you get here so quickly? Finished early and booked tickets yesterday. It wasn't easy getting here. Didn't expect you wouldn't be in the room. And coming back so late. Can't blame me. I didn't know you were coming. If I knew, I would have definitely stayed in the room waiting for you. It's late. I'm angry. She tiptoed and kissed his cheek. Don't be angry. Not enough. Need 2 more to make up for it. First, Teacher Thin, tell me if you came here because you missed me. Ah yes. Missed you almost to the point of going crazy. Is that enough? Awan isn't showing any reaction. She looked at him with a blushing face and said, this is compensation. Then she actively kissed his lips, sweet as sugar. Who knows how long it took before they finally let go. Awan, you're too fierce. Who told you not to let go? Didn't you already let go? You hugged me so tight, I almost couldn't breathe. Because I couldn't resist if I really wanted to do something to you. She immediately covered his mouth, not allowing him to want. Thin Do pulled her hand away and asked, what do I want that you won't allow? He whispered into her hand, I just want. She pushed him away, saying, how can anyone be like you? There's Thin Do, your man. Yes, only you. Awan, she covered his mouth again. Can't do anything. Everything needs to be appropriate. Besides, it's almost 1 a.m. Aren't you tired? Need to sleep? Sleep how? Anyway, not the way you're thinking. She turned away, saying it's the kind of sleep for rest. The way I want is also for rest. Miss Lai, where are you going? She thought to herself, not to reason with this young master. Then, both on the same bed, she lay obediently in his arms. If you keep moving, I'll go outside. Can't sleep while holding you. Then should I go outside? No, don't let go. I'll endure it. Just then, her phone received a message from Haha. Wanzong, something happened. When she sat up, Thin Do asked, where are you going? Haha, I need to find you about something. I'm going out for a bit. You keep sleeping. A moment later, she walked outside. What's wrong, Haha? What happened? Van Tong is my knock inside? Yes, he came over last night. Is it related to him? Yes. Yesterday, when my knock returned home, paparazzi caught him. In the photos, there was a girl next to him. They looked very close. Then her back view. And her back view looks very similar to your back view with my knock before. Half of her face was visible. Internet users found out she's a photographer in the industry. Now everyone thinks she's my knock's girlfriend. What else? Didn't you and my knock interact a lot before? Now netizens are starting to drag you in. They feel you the third party, or that my knock has gone astray. Van Tong, don't be sad. Netizens are just making things up. My knock likes you so much. How could he be with another girl? Don't get excited. I know it's a misunderstanding. Right then, Sister Vaughn called. What's with the hot search online? Is Thin Do with that girl for real? No, that girl is his cousin. How did a cousin suddenly appear? So what are you and Thin Do planning to do? Go public, or what? Before she could answer, Haha urgently said, Van Tong, quick, look at this. That girl is clarifying on Weibo. God, these unscrupulous media don't want to be human anymore. Everyone, please don't misunderstand. I'm not Thin Do's girlfriend, nor a third party. I'm just his cousin. Please don't make wild guesses. Also, don't wrongly accuse others, or my cousin definitely won't let me off. Sister Vong said, since she's already clarified, if you and Thin Do keep hiding, it won't mean anything. You two should just post on Weibo and go public. Tan Van's suggestion is good, but what should I post? Alright, you don't need to think. I have a template here. What template? Just go check Wex yourself. What does Sister Vong mean by template? Here it is. Thin Do responded, this is my girlfriend. Ask her if I've gone astray. Thin Do, looks like he's awake already. Van Tong, I'm so happy. The CPI ship finally announced. So Van Tong, when will you respond to my knock? Right now. After posting, she turned away. I'm going back to sleep for a while. If anything happens, just text me directly. Yes, Van Tong, rest assured and get some rest. Let me see what Van Tong posted. I only have one boyfriend. Haha was so touched she wanted to cry. Van Tong, and my Nox beautiful love rushed up. It's killing me with sweetness. When Tan Van returned to the room, she sat beside Thin Du and stared at him saying, this young master is sleeping again. Never mind, shouldn't disturb him. As she was about to turn away, he grabbed her hand and pulled her down. He held her head and asked, you're back? Why are you pretending to sleep? Just resting my eyes. I can't sleep without you. Before you said you couldn't sleep while hugging me. Yeah, I like gentle torture. She pinched his cheek, all just improper things. The two looked at each other passionately. Thin Du said, I'm only improper with you. She said it's still early. Everything's resolved. Let's sleep more. Then they embraced each other and slept together. The next morning, while Thin Du was still asleep, Tan Van sat reading comments. They went public. They went public. I finally waited for this day. Indeed, my Knock and Van Tong are real. They're so perfect together. The twos at CP finally happened. Congratulations. What about Van Tong and her childhood sweetheart Nam Vong Chow? Sister upstairs, what about me? How about the domineering CEO and proud superstar? Tan Van mumbled that the comments were all good, probably no more issues. Suddenly Thin Du leaned over and kissed her cheek. You're awake? What are you looking at? Just reading fan comments, they're very interesting. Looks like fans also think we're a perfect match. Try domineering CEO and proud superstar. Domineering CEO Nam Vu Chow. No, I don't have that. So, Avan likes this kind of thing? Want some excitement? That's what fans said. I didn't say anything. Thin Du flipped her over and sat provocatively on top of her. Let me ask you seriously. Wait, calm down first. No, I want to get excited for a bit, but I don't want to. He made a pitiful face and said, but Avan, I really want to. She blushed and said okay. He waited just that much. Immediately his lips pressed against hers and kissed her repeatedly. Your body is mine. Your heart is also mine. Teacher Thin, why do you care about those fake words online? He looked at her with amusement, then continued kissing her lips. Ouch! Why did you bite me? It's give and take. What give and take? Clearly, it's returning kindness with harm. Just now I kissed you, but you bit me. How's that fair? I forgot. Then let me kiss you again. Dear, feel it properly. She shyly covered her face with her hands and told him not to be frivolous. Oh, why be shy at this point? We're already together. How can you call it frivolous? As if being teased, she pinched his waist. Van, you're committing domestic violence. Teacher Thin hasn't heard this saying? Spare the rod, spoil the child. Yes, thank you, dear, for loving me. She said it's almost 6 o'clock. Do you want to go for a walk? I heard there's a lantern festival today. Very lively. Dear, are you asking me out on a date? Consider it that way. So, Teacher Thin, do you want to go? Of course. Later at the Lantern Street. The atmosphere here really suits you. Both leisurely and casual. In my eyes, are you that kind of person? Aren't I? How does Teacher Thin see himself? He put on a serious face and listed, handsome, responsible, faithful. And the most important point is being a good husband. Is there anyone who praises themselves like you? If I'm selling, would you buy, dear? As long as Teacher Thin dares to sell, I'll definitely buy. He held her hand. Then dear must take good care of it. Yes. Do you want to buy lanterns? I heard it's a tradition here. Before she finished speaking, a vendor called out, Young lady, would you like to buy lanterns? For couples, the Mandarin duck lanterns are most recommended. They symbolize lasting marriage, long-lasting relationship. That's right, we have a custom here. Lovers release Mandarin duck lanterns together. Their fate will never separate. Write your name and your girlfriend's name on the lanterns, then release them into the river. This destiny will naturally be bound together. How about it? Do you two want to release them? Of course, with such good meaning, how can we not? Avan, buy Mandarin duck lanterns for me, please. She mumbled. Didn't expect this young master would believe in these things. We'll take these 2 Mandarin duck lanterns. Later at a lake, when Thin Du was about to release the lantern, she stopped him. Wait, we should release them together. Didn't you say you don't believe in these things? I'm just being careful. It's better to release them together. All right then, let's release them together. The vendor just said, after releasing the lanterns, there's one more thing to do. Huh? What thing? After releasing lanterns, we need to make a wish like this. Both put their hands together, then kiss romantically. May our fate never separate. Then he took her back to the room. It's late. You should go rest. By the way, where are you staying tonight? Teacher Kui doesn't know. What do you know? This room was booked by me. Your room was booked by me days ago after you told me you had to come here for filming. I asked Haha to book it under my name for you. She silently cursed that little spy Haha. Then I'll go book another room. It's late. This place has been fully booked by our film crew. There are no rooms left. Then I'll sleep with haha. No way. He hugged her tightly. It's not good to bother others. So what does Teacher Thin think would be good? I think Master Kui can only sleep with me. It's not good to disturb others' sleep. You're not others. You're my boyfriend. All right then, let's sleep together. Let go of me. I want to take a shower. Okay, I'll wait for you on the bed. Can you be more innocent? What did I do for you to say I'm not innocent? Unable to argue back, she coldly humphed and went into the bathroom, slamming the door. A moment later, the bathroom door opened. He seemed a bit surprised. He kept staring at her intensely. She also noticed something strange and asked what's wrong. He pulled her hand and said, "Let me help dry your hair." She sat down properly and let him dry her soaking wet hair. She tilted her face and said, "You're being so serious." Then kissed his cheek quickly and asked what was that for. Stealing a kiss is your reward. She thought to herself, wondering why she reacted that way earlier. Suddenly, she turned back and planted another kiss on his lips. He lifted her chin and teased. "Stealing kisses, huh? Trying to seduce me? Already kissed. Does Teacher Thin want it back? Of course, I must take back double." He hugged her and kissed her passionately, while his hands caressed her waist. Anticipating what would happen next, she quickly stopped him, saying, "Wait, I want to go to sleep." Embarrassed, he turned off the lights and said, "Then let's sleep." She lay in his arms, thinking to herself, "This young master is being so good today." Thin Du whispered like chanting sutras. The Great Way is formless, giving birth to heaven and earth. The Great Way is emotionless, operating the sun and moon. She asked surprisingly, "What are you reading?" "The Heart Purification Sutra." She thought to herself, "Is the Heart Purification Sutra what I think it means?" Then she blushed and pulled back both hands, saying, "Avan, pay attention to me. What are you doing? Kissing, what else now?" He pressed his lips against hers, saying, "My love, help me." When she stayed confused and silent, he pleaded, "I'm really uncomfortable." "Then hurry up." "I can't hurry, but my hands are tired." "Don't worry, I'll massage your hands later." The next morning, the rooster's crow rang out. She half opened her eyes while covering from the sunlight. Thin Du beside her said, "Sweetly, sleep a bit more." There was a knock on the door. She said, "You sleep? I'll get it." She opened the door, and haha, said Director Van. "The film crew said shooting starts at 8. I came to let you know." "Yes. Wait for me a moment. I'll get ready and be right there." She went back in and closed the door, to see Thin Du already standing by the window. "What are you looking at? Do you want chicken soup?" "What? Sooner or later, I'll kill those chickens." "Don't be angry. Sleeping and waking early is good for health." "Don't you know how good my health is, Master Kui? You forgot so quickly? Last night you helped me." She covered his mouth, saying, "Shut up." He grabbed her hand and said, "I think it was this hand." She blushed red like a chili pepper, then turned away, saying, "It's not." He teased, "Then it must be this hand. Can you be quiet?" "No, I can't. I have to go to the film set. Haha is still waiting outside." Thin Du looked visibly disappointed. She comforted him, "Be good and wait here for me to return." Later at the film set, this scene is a fake death where her character is buried in a sea of fire. Along with the male supporting role, it pushes the plot to a minor climax. Because they want to create a realistic fire effect, they will burn wood. 5 staff members have prepared fire extinguishers. During filming, if you feel uncomfortable, you can call to stop. "All right, director. Ton Van, prepare a bit. We'll start filming in a moment." After the director left, haha thought the fire scene wasn't safe. "Don't worry. The crew has prepared fire extinguishers. Just now, Thin Du said he wanted to come here. Go pick him up for me. But Teacher Kui is about to start filming. Don't worry about me. Go pick up my knock." Action. Kui Ton Van plays the female lead Dungu in Manhwa. Standing amidst the sea of flames, she says, "Goodbye, Thursday back. We're not destined in this life. Hope to meet you in the next one." Thursday back runs outside while crying out, "Little Ngu, wait." But as he approaches, the door slams shut. He can only stand frozen, calling Little Ngu while knocking endlessly on the door with desperate cries. Cut. This scene is done. Quickly put out the fire. Everyone, use the fire extinguishers to put out the fire immediately. But the flames have now risen towering high. "Director, the fire is too big. The extinguishers aren't working." "What?" "Quick, call 119. Ton Van is still inside." Inside the house, smoke and fire are everywhere. Ton Van crouches down, covering her mouth while coughing heavily. Outside, chaotic shouting. Over here! Over here! Quick, bring the fire extinguishers here. Where's the phone? Has anyone called? Tan Van coughs repeatedly, worried internally. What's happening? Has the fire gone out of control? Then she tries to calm herself. No, I can't die like this. Suddenly, the door is kicked open with a crash, along with a shout. A van! People try to stop Teacher Thin. You can't go in now? The fire is too big. It's too dangerous. Thin Do ignores the raging flames and enters. A van! Where are you? He coughs heavily as smoke fills the small room. She uses her weak voice to call out. Thin Do, I'm here. A van, don't move. I'm coming to you. He covers her mouth with a wet cloth. Don't be afraid. I'll get you out right away. She asks worriedly. What about you? I'm fine, don't worry. He slowly and laboriously carries her out. Everyone gasps and exclaims. They're out. They made it. Having escaped danger, he drops to his knees. Are you burned anywhere? No, I'm fine. He hugs her tightly. On his reddened face, mixed with black marks from fire and smoke, she asks if he's hurt anywhere. No, I'm fine. I'm just glad you're okay. At this moment, the director finally comes to his senses and hurriedly asks, Are you feeling uncomfortable anywhere? Maybe we should go to the hospital? Tan Van gently pushes him away. Let go me first. I'm fine. No need to let go you too. I was just worried you might be hurt. I'm fine, director. No need for the hospital. But Thin Do insists it's necessary and picks her up to leave. Look, I'm really fine. Not even a hair is damaged. You might have internal injuries. What internal injuries? You're making a big deal out of nothing. Let's see the doctor first. Ting Du, put me down. I'm really fine. If someone sees this and posts it online, it'll definitely cause a bigger commotion. He thinks for a moment and finally puts her down. A van, don't scare me like that again. I was terrified. After the fire scene, congratulations to Tan Van on wrapping up. Sister Van, you've worked hard. Thank you everyone. Thin Do stayed by Kui Tan Van's side until filming finished. In his hand was a bright red bouquet. A van, congratulations on successfully wrapping up. She accepts the flowers with a gentle thank you. So now can a van come home with me? She brightly replies, all right, outside in the car. Van CEO, your suitcase is all packed. Are you sure you won't come back with us? No, I don't want to be a third wheel. My knock is here. Van CEO, don't worry. Let my knock take you home. I'll go first. He puts his arm around her shoulder and teases. So eager to come home with me? Yes. After a moment, Thin Do takes her hand. Let's go. Teacher Kui. Now quickly tell me how things are between you and Thin Do. Everything is normal. What do you mean by normal? We've done everything we should and shouldn't have done. What should or shouldn't, I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. Let's interview Miss Kui Tan Van for a bit. Everyone's cheering. Finally, Van is here. Van looks so beautiful today. People in love really are different. Take the mic and speak slowly. Before the interview, I want to ask everyone, are there any questions not related to Teacher Thin? There's Tamlai, right? Recently at events, all questions were about our love. The MC says, of course, but opportunities are rare. Can't waste it. Seems like Teacher Thin's charm is very strong. The audience below buzzes. Van's charm is the strongest. She suddenly looks surprised. Then, as if discovering it's Thin Do, she silently sighs. She turns to the MC to start the interview. Since you and my knock went public with your relationship, you've received a lot of support from fans, but some male fans can't accept it. They feel you're not suitable for him. Regarding this issue, do you have any response? I have no response. Rather than hesitating about this, everyone should think about something more practical. You mean fans can't date my knock, right? How could they date? His heart and person belong to me already. There's no room for a second person. Beautiful love. Van and my knock stay together forever. So sweet after the interview. Hope Tuet comments, impressive and cool. Daring to speak so directly, you're the first. Cool indeed, but you'll get scolded badly. Well, that's the trouble of happiness. Scared? What's there to be scared of? My supporter is here. Thin Do approaches as Hoke Tuet waves goodbye. Someone's here to pick me up, so I'll go first. Tan Van thinks to herself that she wasn't mistaken earlier. She asks why he came here. If I didn't come, wouldn't I miss a Van's heartfelt confession? What did a Van say just now? His heart and person belong to you, right? Isn't that true? Or am I being too confident? A van can be even more confident. Don't worry, I'm very confident. But why did he suddenly appear here? Didn't you say this morning you had to go to a company party? The way to the company passes through here. Then hurry to your company. I still need to remove makeup and change clothes. He takes her hand and raises it, saying, all right, I'll wait for you to change, and we'll go to the company together. She's secretly surprised, wondering what logic this is. Then I'm from Tiandiet company going to your company. Doesn't seem right, especially going with my boyfriend. Teacher Kui can decisively become in-laws with me to quell public anger. That solution isn't very good. Huh? Still want to find another man? That childhood sweetheart? I've explained that before. Teacher Thin, are you still jealous? He immediately moves closer. She worries about her lips and exclaims, don't dare say that again. I won't hesitate to do something else. Oh, what does Teacher Thin want to do? What does a van think? Just then, the elevator opens in front of them. He grabs her hand and pulls her along, just calling out, Thin do wait. Why aren't you working instead of standing around here? Didn't you remember work too? I've been waiting here for you half the day and haven't seen even your shadow. The new album songs are still waiting for you. Tan Van says go work. Teacher Ken has been waiting for you so long. I'll take this call first and find you later. Nyam Vung Chou. Looks like Miss Kui hasn't forgotten about me. Well, say what you need to quickly. I'm in a hurry. You're doing great with love. Grandmother said there's a birthday party for the Thin family elder this Friday. Both Nam and Kui families must attend. She told me to pick her up on the way home. You already know which Thin family I'm talking about. I know. I'll be there on time. All right, I'll relay that to grandmother. I heard you and Thin Do are very close now. Perfect timing as I have a business matter. Could you help hint at it? She says she's hanging up now. The sudden hang-up left Vu Chao feeling a bit disappointed. When she turns around, Kai Van says Thin Do is recording inside. He said earlier you can go straight in. She thanks him and slowly opens the door. Suddenly an arm reaches out, pulls her in, and slams the door shut. How did you know I was coming? Must be telepathy. She touches his chest, saying nonsense. Suddenly, he pulls back, making her stumble. He quickly grabs her hand. A van? In such a hurry? She thinks to herself this person must be thinking something strange again. Thin Do moves closer and whispers, seems like we should do something. Otherwise, we'd be failing Teacher Kui's signals. Before she could protest, his lips sealed hers, leaving her speechless. After a while, she pants, stop, stop. He kisses her again and carries her to the sofa. She shyly says, Teacher Thin isn't working anymore. Do you think I still have the mind to work? Seems like Teacher Kui didn't feel my enthusiasm just now. Let's do it again. Okay. I've felt it completely already. He sits up. She looks at the stack of documents on the table and asks, looks like you still have a lot of unfinished work. Isn't it urgent? She picks it up in surprise. This is a new song I wrote. Yes, just wrote it. But a van is here now. I can only think about nightlife. Then Teacher Thin is very wrong. I can't sing. I'll sing for you. It's the same. The first condition is a van just needs to be good in bed. She turns back looking like steam could come out of her head. Seeing this reaction, a van understands. I don't know what you're talking about. What's so interesting about the music sheet? Not as good as looking at me. If a van likes it, let me teach you how to sing. I'll teach you from here. Do, re, mi, fa, so rising with each beat. After a while, he praises Teacher Kui sings quite well. It's because Teacher Thin teaches well. Then give me a kiss as a reward. All right, work hard. I need to go now. Where are you going? Back to the old house. Isn't Thursday Thin family's birthday party? Grandmother told me to go home for a bit. Will you go? If the elders go, I'll also go right on time. Right on time for what? Right on time to meet the parents. Later. Beautiful. Is this seat taken? Thin Do comes to Tan Van pretending. May I have the honor of sitting next to you? She asks, why are you back so quickly? Met grandmother already? Yes, met already. What did grandmother say to you? Was she satisfied with you? So many questions. Is a van worried I won't pass? Yes, really a bit worried. He puts his hand on hers, don't worry. Grandmother just asked about our relationship. Like when we met, if I'm good to you, oh. So, how did Teacher Thin answer? Love you very much. Life isn't as important like that. She's quiet for a moment, then turns away, pouting. Well, then why do I feel life is still more important? Is a van shy? At this time, a staff member comes to report. Young Master Thin. Elder Thin asks Miss Kui to come to the upstairs hall. Yes, I know. He reaches out saying, let's go a van. I'll take you up. At this time, Elder Thin is very happy, but suddenly turns away. He says, I only called Tan Van. Why did you come? Thin Do says, I came as her flower ambassador. Worried like that. Could I still bully Tan Van? Tan Van, don't mind them. Come to grandmother. She goes over saying, "Hello, grandmother." Grandmother asks, "Has Adu met my grandmother yet?" "Yes, I just met him." Grandmother is very pleased with him. With that boy's personality, he can make others happy. Thin is very good, so grandmother can be at ease. If he does anything wrong in the future, just tell me and I'll punish him. She smiled sweetly and said, "Yes, I will." Mrs. Thin held her hand. "Wait a bit longer, you'll have dinner with me. As for your grandmother's side, I'll just go say hello briefly." She asked, "What about Thindu?" The elderly lady said, "Don't worry, as long as you're there, that boy will definitely follow. Like a puppy." "Yes." In the evening, Mrs. Thin slipped something in Bao Tan Van's hand. "This is for you." She looked at it carefully and asked puzzledly, "Grandmother, what is this?" "It's nothing special, just a key. As for what it opens, ask that boy, Adu, he knows." "Oh, all right." The elderly lady pulled her hand. "Let's go. Tonight, Adu will drive you home. He already mentioned it to your grandmother." Later in the car, she sulked. "You've bought over my whole family, haven't you?" "What do you mean, bought over?" "Clearly you just met grandmother today, yet she already agreed to let you drive me. Isn't it normal for a boyfriend to drive his girlfriend? If you say so, then why are we still here? Let's drive." She yelled. "Can't you behave normally? Why are you always thinking about strange things?" "I can't." He kissed her protesting lips again. "I just want to be your man." "All right, now you need to drive." She pouted, secretly annoyed. This young master really takes advantage and then runs away. She took out the key and said, "Look at this first. This is the key grandmother just gave me. Do you know what it's for?" He asked surprisingly. "Grandmother gave it to you?" "Yes. She said you know what it opens." "Indeed I do. But first, a van. Come with me somewhere." "Where?" "My house." Later when they arrived, "Come in, a van. It seems nothing here needs a key to open." "Over here." He pulled open a drawer revealing a box. "Try opening it with this key." She opened it and was slightly surprised. "A ring." "Yes, a ring I made, though I forgot when. I only remember joking with grandmother that I'd give it to my future wife." She then locked it in this box. "Would a van like to try it on?" She asked. "Will it fit?" "Don't know, let's try." After putting it on, she raised her hand. "It suits me very well. It fits perfectly." He held her hand. "Back then I made it based on my pinky finger size." "A van, tell me, isn't this destiny?" Even Teacher Thin believes in such things. "I believe we'll never be apart. If Teacher Thin says so, then I believe it too." "Then how about a van stays here tonight?" She thought for a moment and agreed. That night, she sat on the bed browsing her phone. Thin Du came out of the bathroom with a towel, rubbing his head. "A van? Can you help me dry my hair?" She asked. "Don't you have a hairdryer?" "It's broken, and besides, I dried your hair last time, so this time..." All right, I'll help you dry it." Seeing her concentrated expression, he turned his head and asked, "Is my hair that nice to look at? If I'm drying your hair, what else should I look at? I'm right in front of you. Shouldn't you be looking at me?" She immediately covered his face with the towel. "Young master, you're really difficult to serve." He lifted the towel, then hugged her while his mischievous hand slipped under her back. "A van? I really want..." She froze, her face flushed red, unable to speak. Then they embraced each other. He pushed her down while removing his towel and shirt. He seriously asked, "May I?" She shyly avoided his gaze but said yes. With her consent, Thindu lay on top of her and kissed her lips, then only heard the words, "Darling, be good." The next morning, Thindu called her 2 or 3 times before she opened her eyes. She rubbed her eyes and asked what's wrong. "Let's eat something and go back to sleep." She acted coy and turned away, refusing to get up. "It's fine if you don't want to get up. Then let's continue what we did last night." "Last night wasn't enough for you even after so many times?" "Not enough. I still want you to get up. I have work later. You should know your limits." He whispered in her ear, "Ah, Van is so obedient. I'll make breakfast and take you there after we eat." She thought to herself, what is this young master planning now? Later when they arrived, she muttered in surprise, "He really just brought me here. Nothing else happened." He patted her head. "Don't worry, I'm not that beastly. Just focus on your activities. I'll pick you up when you're done." She smiled and said okay. As she got out of the car, Haha approached. "Miss Van, you're here." "Yes, let's go in first." Before she reached the door, her phone rang. "When will the activity end? When can I see you? When will you start missing me?" She frowned and thought, what a neurotic at this moment. The MC spoke up. "Welcome everyone to the promotional event for the TV drama Prosperity. Today we've invited 2 important actors from the drama, Tan Van and Lam Duha. Let's give them a warm welcome." She and Lam Duha greeted everyone in unison. The applause was very enthusiastic. It seems everyone was looking forward to this meeting. The production team has prepared a small game for teacher Tan Van as a way to give back to the fans here. The game is called Threading the Needle. Players must thread all needles within 1 minute. If not, it's considered a failure. To increase difficulty, I will suddenly ask questions to distract Teacher Kui during the game. She confidently said, all right, then let's start the timer. First quick question. What kind of character does Teacher Kui play in Prosperity? Tan Van answered while threading, a skilled actress in dance and singing. Second question. Actress Jungu has many romantic scenes with the young Master Thursday back. How did Teacher Kui and Teacher Lam feel while filming? Little Lam's acting was good. He helped me get into character quickly. There's a fire scene in Prosperity. For authenticity, the director used real fire on set. Did Teacher Kui feel scared during filming? She suddenly paused, remembering the fire scene when Thin Do kicked down the door and rushed into the flames. Suddenly, the MC announced time's up. Teacher Kui still has one last needle unthreaded, so according to rules, you've lost. She smiled and said, fair game. Since you lost, there's a penalty. Now please take out your phone. Call the most recent contact in your call history and ask them these questions. What are you doing? Do you miss me? Can you come pick me up? She opened her phone and the screen showed, recent call. Thin Do the MC added, the penalty has a time limit. Teacher Kui must make the call quickly. She said, all right, and called. Thin Do answered, Ah Van. The MC exclaimed, oh, so that's how Teacher Thin calls Teacher Kui. She started asking, what are you doing now? Missing you. Oh my, no need for the second question then. Can you come pick me up? Have you been kidnapped? The MC then said, hello, Teacher Thin. This is the promotional event for the TV drama Prosperity. We just played a game with Teacher Kui, and the phone call was part of it. Hope we didn't disturb you. It's fine. Then we won't take up more of your time. Do you have anything else to say? Don't keep her too long. Release her as soon as the show ends. I'm in a hurry. Everyone started whispering among themselves. Ah, so Miss Knock is taken now. He didn't even try to hide his love for Van. Ah, this is so sweet, so sweet. Tan Van stood there bewildered by what had just happened. Later in the car, she asked Thin Do, how did you get here so fast? Didn't I say I was in a hurry? You said nonsense things during the show. Now everyone online knows that Teacher Thin was in such a hurry. Of course I should be in a hurry to see my girlfriend. You always have an explanation for everything. By the way, do you have any plans this Friday? Probably not. Why? I need your help with something. She turned and asked, what is it? Want to borrow something from me? Borrowing things from me again? She was suspicious. Last time it was eyes. What is it this time? Teacher Kui can try to guess. I won't guess. You'll tell me when the time comes anyway. Looks like Teacher Kui really understands me well. Just drop me off here. You should drive home early. It's late and not very safe. Teacher Kui is so heartless. I worked so hard as your driver, and you won't even offer me a cup of hot water. It's not that serious. You can have hot water. Suddenly, Kui Tien Lam appeared with an annoyed expression. She asked in surprise, Chairman Kui, why are you here? A father came to visit his daughter. She smiled coldly and said, should I set off fireworks to celebrate your arrival? He frowned and said, what nonsense are you talking about? She said to Thin Do, you should go home first. I'll call you later. Okay, I'll wait for you. She turned back to him. Chairman Kui, if you have something to say, let's talk inside. You attended the birthday party of the Thin family elder a few days ago? Chairman Kui, no need for small talk. Just say what you want to say. Are you really dating Thin Do? Do you think I'm like your son, Kui Hao? Just playing around with people? If you're with Thin Do, what about Nam Vu Chow from the Nam family? Weren't you two getting along well? So in your eyes, your daughter is this corrupted? If you really don't have anything with Nam Vu Chow, then hold on to young Master Thin Do well. The Thin family isn't bad. Be obedient and follow Thin Do's wishes. Be sincere and don't be difficult. Everything will be easier then. She crossed her arms and asked, and then what? Then you can use my name to get money, resources, and support from the Thin family. So you and your son can enjoy everything I have. Kui Tan Van, you're my daughter. If you don't marry Thin Do, you'll marry someone else eventually. As your father, I'm thinking about these things for you. Do you think I'm wrong? She lowered her head. No, you're not wrong. I am. Wrong because I'm not a son. Wrong because mother gave birth to a daughter. That's why you abandoned her. He stomped his foot. What's with your attitude? Father works hard thinking about these things for you. Instead of being grateful, you blame father. Suddenly Thin Do spoke from behind. She's not wrong. Chairman Kui, I don't know how much prejudice you have against my girlfriend, nor do I know if you discriminate against women. But if you say my girlfriend is wrong, then I'll be direct. If you've never cared for her before, then it's not your turn to manage her now. With me, she doesn't need your concern. Don't create trouble for her when you're idle. Neither she nor I are idle. You, what nonsense are you saying? Thin Du continued. The person you don't value is my treasure, the one in my heart who can't be touched. I always cover for her flaws. If you don't want anything to happen, Chairman Kui should appear less often before us in the future. Goodbye, Chairman Kui. Later in the car, he reached out to pinch her cheek. Why are you still in a daze? Were you stunned by your boyfriend's handsomeness? It's not that I'm just thinking about the unclosed door. I wonder if Kui Tien Lam closed the door for me when he left. You called her heartless. I wasn't thinking about you. She squinted earlier when I told you to go first. Why didn't you leave? And aren't you afraid that our teacher Kui might cause bloodshed? You're waiting outside to collect the bodies. To disappoint Teacher Thin, I won't cause bloodshed. Instead, I've endured such great injustice. Teacher Thin, rest assured I'm not that foolish. No one can make me suffer injustice. I just feel enough. Every time Kui Tien Lam and Kui Hao appear before me, they say nothing new. They just keep emphasizing over and over that I'm a useless girl, my life being judged by their few words. It sounds ridiculous. He patted her shoulder comfortingly. Then don't listen. You don't need to listen to their words. Just listen to me. From now on, I'll give you 5 compliments every day. You only need to listen to these words. Then he gently kissed her forehead. Avan is the most beautiful. Avan is the best. Avan is the sweetest. Avan is the most adorable. I like Avan the most. They kissed for a while. Then he said, let's go home first. After returning home, both immersed themselves in the bathtub. She sat snugly in his arms as they whispered to each other. Then, blushing, they embraced each other shyly. He whispered sweet words into her ear, but what they were, nobody knew. She just said, but I'm cold. Yes, if you're cold, let me warm you up. Don't worry. Behind the thin curtain, only voices could be heard asking, is it okay? Wait a little more, Van. Afterward, he carried her to bed in her sleeping state. He slowly pulled the blanket over her. Kui Tan Van. He smiled contentedly, then kissed her forehead and whispered, thank you for being a girl. The next day, can cats and dogs just freely enter your residential area? What? Last night, Kui Tien Lam easily appeared at your doorstep. It's too dangerous. I'm worried. So would a Van like to live with me? She looked bewildered. Then he continued, for your safety. Teacher Thin isn't being honest. All right, I admit I want to live with a Van. A Van, is it okay or not? Follow me then. After breakfast, can a Van come somewhere with me? Where to? Young master, you're really asking for more. The company's recording studio. Last time I asked to borrow something from a Van. This time we have to do it. Recording studio? You want to borrow my voice? Yes, I want a Van to sing a few lines in my new song. No good. I don't sing well. Don't worry, I'll teach you. Then at the studio, she looked around for a while before he asked, is a Van satisfied? Can you accept my invitation? Okay, let's reluctantly try it. He handed her the papers. This is the song you hummed last time. I made some changes. Do you really want me to sing? We don't have to. He leaned close to her. Then let's do something else here. Let go, Thin Du. He started nuzzling her neck. His hand slipped under her clothes mischievously. She slapped his naughty hand with a smack. Didn't you say we need to sing? Avan has agreed with me. She sighed. Fine, I'll sing. Thank you, Avan. 3 hours later, she asked, when will this recorded song be released? He turned and asked, does Avan have any schedule coming up? Next Monday, I have to attend a big ceremony. He said, next Monday seems to be Valentine's Day. Then let's release this new album next Monday. She was surprised, so casual. He hugged her again. Everything's basically decided. No need to delay. Then why did you ask about my schedule just now? Want to be a couple with Avan. To work together. On the evening of the Qixi festival, she gracefully approached. She wore a dark blue dress with golden embossed patterns, creating a mysterious yet radiant and elegant appearance. President Wan, you've finally arrived, sniffles. What time is it now? You're too anxious. Other celebrities arrived early and are already waiting backstage. President Wan, you come late at your leisure and still say I'm anxious. All right, I'll definitely come early next time. President Wan, to be honest, did Mei go for her new album interview? How did you know? She recalled that when Sheng Yu went out this afternoon, he did mention an interview. Giggles. President Wan, look, Mei openly declared her love for you during the interview. Teacher Sheng's new album is titled Desire. May I ask what's the meaning behind this name? It's the CP name between me and Teacher Chu. Yu is Du, Wang is Wan, Du Wan, and Desire sound similar in Chinese. The MC asked Sheng Yu. Teacher Chu's name appears in the vocalist list of the new album. Why did Teacher Sheng invite her to sing this time? Obviously, because I wanted to. Final question. Why did you choose to release this song today? Is there any special meaning? Maybe because I suddenly thought of, I forgot to tell her this afternoon, I love you. Haha. Hearing these words makes me cry with emotion. Confessing love directly on the show. Mayu is also so good at flirting sniffles. Ching Wan's face turned bright red after hearing Sheng Yu's confession. At this moment, Haha heard footsteps from behind and called out, President Wan, it's Mayu. Mayu is coming to the hall. Ching Wan asked in surprise, why did you come here? There's something I want to tell you in person. What do you want to tell me personally? Awan, I love you. In the backstage of the celebrity gala, in the artist's restroom, Ching-Wan looked at her phone and said, you coming here tonight has already become a hot search topic again. So, Awan only cares about these things. Not moved at all. I am moved. So tonight you wanted to surprise me. Hearing her words, Sheng Yu turned away with a long humph. Ching-Wan coaxed, surprised. I can feel it a little. Just a little? Well, how much does teacher Sheng think it should be? Sheng Yu sulked without answering. Ching-Wan poked his cheek with her finger. Still sulking? Teacher Sheng is too selfish. Suddenly, Sheng Yu pressed her down on the chair. I am very selfish. Before she could react, Sheng Yu kissed her to ease his anger. You forcefully kissed me, and still say I should have kissed you like this earlier. Tell them you're already mine. Don't hope. Why can't I be yours instead? I can marry into Awan's family too. What's this? Teacher Sheng wants to be a live-in son-in-law. We'll discuss the live-in matter later. Let's think about something else first. Think about something else first? What bad intentions does Teacher Sheng have now? I need to seriously think about how to propose to Awan. 1 month later, in the movie crew's restroom, Ching-Wan was packing up when Sheng Yu entered. You came early. I said I'd pick you up on wrap day. But it's only 9 a.m. I thought you'd come at least by noon when the crew wraps up. Oh, is Awan complaining that I came too early? Nonsense. Clearly you're worried I'll be bored. Haha appeared and coughed a few times to stop them from being overly lovey-dovey everywhere. Ching-Wan embarrassedly turned to Haha and asked what's wrong. President Wan, may you park the car in the wrong spot. They need him to go handle it. I'll go there now. Awan, hold my phone for me. Yes, President Wan. The director said there's no problem with your final scene. No need for retakes. She says you can relax and attend the wrap party at noon. At this moment, Sheng Yu's phone suddenly vibrated. Ching-Wan held it in her hand, wondering who had sent a message. As soon as she turned on her phone, she was surprised to see the search history. How to propose. How to make a touching proposal. Which need to kneel on when proposing. Ton Van's face turned red as a monkey's bottom as she thought. She used to think Thin Do was just saying it casually. Unexpectedly, Haha smiled brightly and said, Van, you're finishing work early today. Would you come with me somewhere? Where to? It's a secret for now, Van. Just follow me and you'll see. Van, we're here. Isn't this where we filmed last time? Haha, why did you bring me here? Van, it's a secret. My mission ends here. You'll have to go on alone. Van, hurry up. Someone's waiting for you. Someone's waiting for me? Well, I should see which young master is waiting for me. After walking for a while, she panted and mumbled, mountain climbing is really tiring. Suddenly, Thin Do appeared from behind and said, want to climb the mountain? Ton Van turned around gently and said, yes. Thin Do took out a box from his pocket. Inside was a sparkling diamond ring. Thin Do took the ring and put it on Ton Van's ring finger. Then he gently kissed her hand and said, Van, let's get married. Ton Van's eyes welled up with tears. She threw herself into Thin Do's arms and said, yes. I agree. Was that romantic enough? Searching online for 49 ways to propose. Trying all kinds of kneeling positions. It's quite amusing. Haha. After accepting the proposal, they held hands tightly. Ton Van asked, so everything was planned from the start? The wrong parking spot, having to deal with the phone search history, and even the little spy Haha. It was all Teacher Thin's intentional deception. Van knew everything, but still came. What can I do? With a spontaneous boyfriend, I can only go along with it. Then can Van indulge me even more? What? Last time you said you'd move in with me, but Van always said she had no time. I was really busy with work before. Truly had no time to move. This Sunday, I have no schedule. I can move to your place then. Is this indulgent enough, husband-to-be? Yes. Thank you for indulging me, Van. Sunday at Thin Do's apartment. Miss, should this box of clothes go in the living room too? Yes. Put it there. Thin Do interrupted. Not in the living room. Take it directly to my bedroom. Ton Van turned and asked, is that inconvenient? What's wrong, Van? You've moved in, but still want separate bedrooms? Ahem, of course not. Then what does a Van find inconvenient? Well, if we sleep together, we should have some restrictions. Thin Do pretended to be clueless. Restrict what? She pushed him away embarrassedly and ran off. You know what I mean? I'm going to arrange my clothes in the bedroom. Thin Do watched her with a smile. A Van is so cute when she's shy. Ton Van entered the bedroom, and when she opened the closet, she saw an empty wardrobe with hangers already prepared. She thought to herself, everything's really well prepared. While she was bending down to get clothes to hang up, her phone rang from behind. Haha, what's the matter? Van, the new film contract has been confirmed. Ms. Wong says to come to the company now to sign it. That urgent? Yes, the process was stuck for a long time before. Now that it's finally decided, Ms. Wong says it's better to sign quickly. All right, I'll head to the company now. Thin Do came in and asked, work? Yes, there's a sudden contract that needs signing. I was planning to finish arranging things today. I'll help you arrange things. It's the same. Then thank you, Teacher Thin. What time will Evan be back? It's just signing a contract, won't take long. Thin Do suddenly hugged her. She said, being so clingy, are you afraid I won't come home? No, I'll just miss you. A moment later at Tianla Entertainment Company, Ms. Wong has signed the contract. Ms. Wong saw the ring on her hand and said, looks like Xiaxia was right. Shengyu proposed to you. Qing Wan shyly held her hand and replied yes. Ms. Wong continued, since he's proposed, when are you two planning to get married? I'm not being nosy. As your manager, I need to know in advance. It'll be easier to make announcements later. Probably not too soon. I still have quite a lot of work to do, so I don't have time right now. For some non-essential work, please help me delay them, Ms. Wong. Don't schedule too tightly. What's wrong? Did your man say something to you? Feel like you don't have enough time alone? No, it's not that. He's just a bit clingy. Ms. Wong was dazed and asked one more question, already full of dog food. Ms. Wong, if there's nothing else, I'll leave first. Since I'm already here, why don't we look at some scripts sent by directors? Just send them directly to my phone. Someone's getting anxious if I'm home late. That evening at the Sheng family villa, grandmother called and asked you to bring me home for dinner. Yeah, wonder what those two have in mind again. As soon as grandmother saw Qing Wan, she called out repeatedly, Qing Wan's here. Come sit here quickly. Hello, grandmother. Why do you look so much thinner? Have you been too busy with work lately? Come on, Qing Wan, eat more. Thank you, grandmother. Qing Wan is so thin, she should eat more. All attention was focused on Qing Wan. Sheng Yu, with his empty plate, said, are you two raising a pig? She can't eat that much. Grandfather pointed at Sheng Yu and said, if she can't finish it, it's fine. Qing Wan, feed it to him. He's a pig who can eat it. By the way, Qing Wan, I heard that little A you proposed to you. Have you set a wedding date yet? Qing Wan was eating and started coughing heavily, cough, cough, cough. Seeing this, Sheng Yu spoke up, grandmother, don't rush her. She glared and said, this is none of your business. If you're free, go to the kitchen and bring out the rib soup. Sheng Yu stood up and obediently went to the kitchen as told. Grandmother said, Qing Wan, don't misunderstand grandmother's intentions. I'm not rushing you too. Grandmother, I understand. This little A you used to do everything alone before. He has many bad habits. You two haven't been dating for long. You should observe and examine him more. There's no need to rush into marriage. These are hot spring tickets. Grandmother's friend gave them to us. Your grandfather and I are too old now, lazy to travel around. If you and you have no plans, you can go together. Consider it relaxation. Thank you, grandmother will go. That evening after returning home, don't think too much about what grandmother said during dinner. Let the marriage happen naturally. Is Teacher Sheng worried? It was hard enough to get a Wan to accept my proposal. If we push too hard and you run away, I'll have no wife. Don't worry, grandmother just gave us 2 hot spring tickets, so we can relax when we have time. Oh, so she's helping. I misunderstood her. Sheng Yu's mischievous hand slipped under her shirt and said as he pushed her onto the bed, if that's the case, we can't let grandmother down. Awan, I miss you. Qing Wan's face turned bright red as she said, wait, Awan, be good. This is just the beginning. A moment later, Qing Wan cried out, don't. Sheng Yu gently replied, it's okay. Are you tired? Yes, I'm sleepy. All right, I'll carry you to take a bath. Awan, sleep well. 1 week later at Wenquan Hotel, Sheng Yu leaned against the door and asked, so what's this about? Awan said it would just be the two of us on a hot spring date. I just remembered the film crew also booked this Wonkwon hotel as their filming location. The hot spring tickets grandmother gave us are about to expire. Might as well go together. Oh, so I'm just tagging along? Of course not. You're the most important always. How about you go back to the room first and wait for me? I'll return tonight. Shung Yu sulked. You're leaving me alone in the room. Awan is so heartless. Tan Van immediately stood on tiptoes and gave Thin Du a comforting kiss, then whispered in his ear, Teacher Thin, be good and wait for me in bed. Then she turned and left with Haha. She felt sorry for Haha, who had to follow and witness their lovey-dovey moments time after time. Thin Du was left behind, touching where Tan Van just kissed him in a daze. At the end of the day after filming, Haha said on the way back, Director Van, the female lead scenes have all been shot today. The director said tomorrow will be the male lead scenes. You can rest for a day. Yes. Tomorrow you can take a day off. Find somewhere nearby to have fun. Don't worry about me, Director Van. Instead, you should take good care of your beauty my knock when you return. You nosy thing. Then I'll rest first. Wish Director Van a wonderful night. As soon as Tan Van opened the door, she said, I'm back, but was met with an unusual silence. She wondered, where's Thin Du? She slowly searched around the room and found him soaking in the bathtub. She approached thinking, why is he sleeping here? What if he catches a cold? She casually traced the elegant features of his face, then stole a kiss from him. After Tan Van kissed him and pulled back slightly, Thin Du pulled her in for another kiss. Ah, so he was pretending to sleep. Looks like a Van's stolen kisses are getting more skilled. Shall we do something else next? Ahem, weren't you sleeping? A Van made such loud noises. It was hard for me not to wake up. Then keep soaking. I'll go to the bathroom to brush my teeth and wash up. Just as Tan Van turned, Thin Du pulled her back. What's wrong, Avan? Forgot what you told me before going out. She thought to herself about the joke she made with this young master before leaving. Unexpectedly, he still remembered. Then, quick as lightning, he pulled her into the bathtub. Since the water is still warm, why don't Avan join me for a soak? Teacher Thin always acts first before asking for my opinion. I know Avan loves me and won't blame me. Besides, Avan still owes me a date. Need to think about how to make it proper. My scenes are all done today, and I'm off tomorrow. I heard there are many interesting places near the hotel. We can go see them. Besides, Teacher Thin's hands are very clever. A Van like this, I can't control myself. Is it your fault? So, has a Van thought about how to compensate me? She thought to herself, this young master must have some mischievous intentions again. I really have no defense against his moves at all. All right. How does Teacher Thin want me to compensate? I want a Van to come on her own. Can a Van do it? You really love teasing me to death. Fine, I'll follow your lead. Thin Du leaned back saying, then start quickly, Avan. Don't need to treat me like a delicate flower. Teacher Thin jokes so well. Since you're like this, Avan won't hold back. She moved closer, then started unbuttoning his shirt. Of course, I can't disappoint Teacher Thin's expectations. Then gently kissed Thin Du's lips. To add more excitement, she moved down to kiss his neck. Everything happened slowly and gradually, making Thin Du unable to control himself as he hugged her, saying, Avan, don't torment me anymore. Didn't you want me to take the lead? Avan, I was wrong. These kinds of things are still better when I take the lead. All right, Thin Du, Avan, wait a bit. What they did next? I don't know. The next morning, Tan Van was standing on the balcony talking on the phone. Yes, it's just the two of us. Thank you for your hard work. Then Thin Du hugged her from behind. So early in the morning. Who is Avan calling behind my back? It's almost noon. Isn't it still early? Isn't it because Avan was too passionate last night? I could barely handle it. She secretly thought that this young master's counterattack ability was truly unmatched. All right, let's get organized and prepare for lunch. The seafood buffet at this hotel isn't bad. We can try it. Avan knows so clearly. Seems like she planned everything beforehand. Anyway, since we've invited Teacher Thin here, we can't just breathe the northwest wind. How can I not care about it? Then please pay more attention to me, Avan. A moment later at the hotel's dining hall. Unexpectedly, there are so many people here. This Antoine Hotel has exquisite decorations and beautiful scenery. It attracts many film crews to shoot here. That's why there are more tourists. Looks like Avan's plan is very elaborate. Can you reveal what's the schedule after lunch? After eating, we can walk for an hour, then soak in the hot springs. There are fewer people in the afternoon, so we can avoid the crowded evening. I specifically called the hotel staff and asked them to reserve a small hot spring for us, where couples can bathe together. Avan arranged everything so perfectly. It's hard not to suspect that you have other intentions with me. What? Like a van has been desiring your body for a long time, wanting to take advantage when no one's around to do this, and that to you. Stop talking nonsense. This is clearly a makeup date for you. So it's a date, huh? Then can I expect, after soaking in the hot springs, immediately gets touched on the mouth with a spoon by her? Eat quietly. Keep talking nonsense, and you can go soak with someone else. Yes, understood. After eating, the two followed the plan to walk for an hour. The scenery here is really beautiful. No wonder there are so many people. When we return, I must thank grandmother. Also ask her to arrange the upcoming matters. You really? At this moment, clicking sounds of photography nearby caught Tan Van's attention. It was a couple taking wedding photos. Looking at the couple posing for wedding photos, she thought, the bride and groom, so people take wedding photos here. They're smiling so happily. If I marry Thin Do, could we be like them? At this moment, Thin Do called a van, which pulled her out of those thoughts. A van, come here. She ran over with a bright smile. She ran over to hold Thin Do's hand and thought, let's give it a try then. A while later in the hot spring, Tan Van was closing her eyes, enjoying it, when Thin Do came to caress her cheek. Tan Van opened her eyes and said, you're here. Yes. Is a Van very tired? Tan Van leaned her head on Thin Do's shoulder and said, yesterday's filming with Lou Oi made my body ache. Soaking in the hot spring makes it feel even more sore. Then let me massage you. What is Teacher Thin planning now? You're wronging me, Van. I just want to help massage you to make you feel more comfortable. Tan Van thought with a satisfied smile. This young master is so honest. After Thin Do massaged her for a while, she said, Thin Do, let's get engaged. Thin Do was surprised and paused for a moment. Then she asked, what's wrong? Teacher Thin doesn't want to? Thin Do hurriedly explained, no, that's not it. What's with that surprised look on your face? Didn't you propose to me before? I just didn't expect a Van would bring it up proactively. I thought I'd have to wait for a very long time. All right, it's my fault. Look how wronged you are. When you proposed, I agreed somewhat hastily. There were some things not clearly explained. You should know, because of my parents, I had no expectations for marriage. After meeting you, you made me seriously start thinking about spending a lifetime with someone. But I can't deny that my parents' failed marriage has greatly affected me, making me afraid of marriage, a Van. But today I understand clearly. Thin Do, I want to take a gamble with you. I bet we'll be like that wedding photo couple today, growing old together. Not like my parents who rushed and ended things quickly. Teacher Thin, do you dare to bet with me? A Van, I won't bet with you. To me, you've never been something to bet on. Because it's you, I willingly accept defeat. Also, because it's you, we will definitely stay together until we're old. A Van, can you trust me and trust yourself? Thin Do, suddenly I realized I really, really like you. So, Avon only likes me occasionally? Wrong. I love you forever. A Van says such sweet and seductive words to tempt me. I can't help wanting to do bad things to you. Why hold back? She actively kissed Thin Do, then Thin Do picked her up in his arms and said, we've soaked in the hot spring long enough. Let's move somewhere else to discuss my bad intentions for a Van in more detail. Yes, I'll listen to Teacher Thin. The next day, Tan Van went shopping with Hoke Tuet. Hoke Tuet asked, you really want to get engaged to Thin Do? Yes. Didn't I already send you the invitation? You didn't receive it? I did receive it. But they say marriage is the grave of love. You're still a famous actress with a bright future ahead. Really don't want to reconsider? Do you think these two things conflict with each other? Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. That's right, Thin Do is so attached to you. Won't marriage make you even closer and sweeter? I'm single. What am I worried about? Put this package in the bag for me. Thank you. Okay, you came to be my advisor today? Where did these unnecessary worries come from? Come on, let's go somewhere else. What's up? Giving your fiancé a suit isn't enough? What else do you want to give? It's a secret. You'll know when the time comes. The next day at the engagement ceremony, congratulations to the engaged couple. Wishing you eternal happiness. Tan Van, hand in hand with Thin Do, said brightly. Thank you, Tan Van. Adieu, Tan Van. Congratulations on your engagement. Thank you, grandmother. Now, Tan Van, this is a Do's dowry. Do dowry? Grandmother? You little one, be quiet and don't interrupt grandmother talking to Tan Van. The bank cards, house ownership certificates, and all of Adu's valuable things are here. Tan Van, I'll have to rely on you to take care of him from now on. Grandmother, Is my dowry only this much? Lucky that Tan Van doesn't mind. Giving more to others might be useless anyway. Thank you, grandmother. I'll accept it. That's good. You and Adu go rest in the room for a while first. Later, when more guests arrive, you'll be very busy. Let's go, Avan. All right, and hide my dowry too. At this moment in the restroom, why did Avan think of buying me a suit? I realized I've never given you anything before. And you look good in suits, so I bought it casually. Oh, just casually. So I'm that easily dismissed in Avan's eyes. Why are you speaking so wrong, as if I've mistreated you? Avan hasn't mistreated me, just hasn't paid attention to me. All right, I know what Teacher Thin is hinting at. Give me your hand. Thin Du obediently held out his hand. Tan Van took out a ring and put it on Thin Du's finger. This ring was specially custom-made for you. I just picked it up today, so it's not that I don't pay attention. She gently kissed Thin Du's hand and asked, "Feeling better now, husband-to-be?" Thin Du was surprised and froze for a moment. Then he hugged Tan Van tightly and said, "Avan, this will make me even greedier." What else does Teacher Thin want? I want to be able to call Avan my wife soon. Maybe that will become reality very soon. Thin Du asked bewilderedly. What does Avan mean? She replied, today is the engagement. In a few days. Isn't it the wedding? All right, stop being dazed. Let's go out. The guests are all waiting for us outside. Today we are the main characters. Let's not keep the guests waiting. That night, Thin Du hadn't fully processed what had happened, so he sat in his room absent-mindedly touching the ring. Tanvan walked in and asked, "How are you feeling? Any better?" Thin Du raised his hand with the ring, smiling brightly and said, "Avan, the ring you gave me is very beautiful. I really like it," she thought to herself, asking one thing but answering another. Seems he's still quite drunk. I've been looking at this ring all evening. Aren't you bored? Things Avan gives me, I'll never get tired of looking at them. Really. Then why don't you drink some hangover cure first? Then you can look at it again, okay? Watching Thin Du drink the hangover cure, she thought to herself, looks like this young master's alcohol tolerance isn't bad. Even drunk, he doesn't act recklessly. After drinking, Thin Du put down the cup with a clank and said, "Avan, my head hurts so much. I told you to control yourself and not drink so much at the engagement party. You didn't listen, and now look what happened. They kept wanting to toast with you. I didn't want you to drink. During the engagement party, whenever anyone came to toast, this young master never refused. She thought he liked drinking, but it turns out he was helping her avoid the alcohol." Thin Du pulled her down onto the bed. "Avan, I'm sleepy. Want to sleep? Then you sleep first. I still have some things." "No, Avan must sleep with me. Are you drunk and picking fights with me for no reason?" Suddenly Thin Du sat up and flipped her underneath him. "I'm not picking fights for no reason. I just want Avan. I've been thinking all day. Today is our engagement day. I'm very happy, so we should do happy things." Then he kissed her quickly and continued, "Can we, wife?" Okay, but don't leave any marks. We still have wedding photos in a few days." Won't leave any. I'll only leave them where they can't be seen." A few days later, while doing makeup, the makeup artist pointed at those marks and said, "Miss, the marks here are quite visible." Tan Van's face turned bright red as she said, "Please help me cover them with some concealer. Thank you." Tan Van thought to herself, I clearly told him not to leave marks. This young master agreed readily, but ended up doing whatever he wanted anyway. At this moment, Haha opened the door and ran in. "Van CEO, I brought the wedding dress." "Van CEO, Minok personally chose this wedding dress. It's so beautiful, sis. Try it on quickly." "Yes, I'll try it now." After Tan Van changed into the dress, she struggled to pull up the zipper. "Haha, come help me with this." As Haha was about to help her with the back zipper that she couldn't reach, a hand from behind gently pulled it up. Tan Van turned around to say thanks and was surprised. "It was Thin Du. Why are you here?" "I was getting bored waiting outside alone, so I came to find you. My wife is so beautiful. All wedding dresses are like this, but something is still missing." "What?" Thin Du took out a crown and said, "This." Then he carefully placed it on her head and said, "Avan is the most beautiful bride. Let's go. The photographer is waiting for us." Tan Van smiled brightly and said, "Yes." Then they began their photo shoot, both looking as beautiful as a painting. The photographer kept clicking away. Click, click, click. The atmosphere was great. Bride and groom. "Let's try another pose." "Avan, do you remember our first photo shoot for Tonsack magazine? You were allergic to flowers then. I helped you get out of that situation. This time, I specially woke up early and went to the flower shop to order roses. rings. Does Van like them? Yes, very much. Thank you, husband. The next day, they went hand in hand to the Civil Affairs Bureau. I didn't expect the marriage certificate to be done so quickly. Thin Du replied, "It's not quick at all. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. Marriage isn't something to rush, Teacher Thin. Why are you so impatient?" Of course I'm impatient. I want to marry Van home as soon as possible. Thin Du quickly took out his phone to photograph the marriage certificate. Van saw this and asked what he was doing. Now that we have our certificate, of course we need to announce it. Some people might still have intentions toward Van. Why are you being so showy? Let's go. Grandmother wants to see our marriage certificate over dinner. After Thin Du posted on Weibo, "Got the certificate with my wife Van." The internet was buzzing. My CP is officially announced. My ship isn't just real, they're married sisters. Van CEO, am I not forever? I told you so. When will I find such beautiful, sweet love? I'm so envious. I've moved to the Civil Affairs Bureau. My knock is so cool. Everyone loves them. On the wedding day, greetings to all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, young and old. Thank you all for attending the wedding of Mr. Thin Du and Miss Van. Adieu. I'm entrusting Van to you from now on. Don't worry, grandmother. I will take very good care of Van. Van, you look so beautiful today. Teacher Thin, you look very handsome today, too. The MC then said, Mr. Thin Du, whether Miss Van becomes rich or poor, whether in sickness or in health, do you agree to stay by her side forever? Yes, I do. Miss Van, do you agree to stay by Mr. Thin Du's side forever? I do. With all guests here as witnesses, I solemnly declare that from this moment, the bride and groom are now husband and wife. Now the groom may place the ring on the bride. After completing the ceremonies, they shared their sweetest kiss on this important day. The sweetest and most beautiful kiss. Van, I love you. Yes, I love you too. On such a happy day, we should smile more. Congratulations on your marriage, Miss Kui. Happy wedding, Mr. Thin. Pop, pop, pop. Confetti exploded everywhere along with everyone's cheers of celebration. Happy wedding, CEO Van. Congratulations on your marriage, Ton Van. Congratulations, Teacher Thin. Wishing you and Sister Van a long life together. Of all things in this world, I only love you. Happy wedding, CEO Van and my knock. Another story with a beautiful ending has concluded. Thank you all for watching the video and for always supporting me during this time. May we all find a beautiful love like CEO Van and my knock.